Alright. What's up, everybody, and welcome back. The World Team League is here again. We've got SERRAL in the top left side of the map, Cure in the bottom left. It's going to be Basilisk plus ShowTime against Team Liquid. Team Liquid's been carried to great successes by Clem so far in this league, but they have a lot of heavy lifting to do. And I mean, starting off with SERRAL, that's kind of brutal, because remember, this is kind of an all-kill format now that we're in the playoffs. It is still 2 games between each players. But if, say, SERRAL wins 2-0, which, honestly, he's very favored to do right now, dropping even a map against Cure would be very unlikely. So he's going to play 2, it's always 2 games between the players. If SERRAL doesn't lose one, he stays in. Not only will he get a point for Basilisk, he'll also stay in to play their next opponent. So it's kind of like you've taken a life of your opponent, but by winning the 2 games, you've also preserved your own life. So sometimes people get confused by that because they go, well, if you only get 1 point, what's the point in winning the second map? Well, it's not about, you're kind of like, the one win kills your opponent's life, knocks that player out. The second win preserves your own life is the best way to think of it. Now, Team Liquid obviously have Clem hanging in the wings. He's been a big problem. Reynor is the best option to deal with him. Reynor almost beat him at EWC, has been playing fantastic StarCraft lately, and can keep up with the crazy, frenetic pace. Something SERRAL doesn't really have the same speed in his play. And people get kind of crazy when I say that, and they have for the last few years. They're like, well, how comes he keep beating him, Pig? And I go, have you ever watched a Reynor versus Clem macro game? And they go, yeah. And I go, now look at a SERRAL Clem game. Very different style of StarCraft. SERRAL gets ahead off build orders, rips him apart with clever adjustments, doesn't try to multitask with him. Because when he does, it doesn't go well for him. Reynor, on the other hand, will just try to out-multitask Clem a lot of the time. But anyway, that's down the track. We've got to talk about this for now. SERRAL's going to go for a pool first 6 Zergling opening, and there has not been an SCV scout. Look at Cure's vision. That's a bummer, because the Reaper's going to arrive at the other side. 6 Lings are going to come in, and this is really going to mess up the early game for Cure. This can delay your 3rd command center a long time. Oh, here we go, guys. The Reaper's going to come in. And he sees the hatchery and goes, oh gosh, he should have time to evacuate this SCV since he spotted this quite early. As long as he mineral walks it, yeah, it's mineral walk, so it should be able to escape. And he's going to try and fight now, pulling 7 SCVs off the line. 7 SCVs, 1 Marine, the Reaper, a 2nd Marine is building, thankfully. Oh, SERRAL with the focus fire, gets rid of one of the SCVs. If he can get a 2nd, that would be great. Just 1 SCV, doesn't sound like a lot, but you got to realize forcing all those workers off the line, there's a lot of mining time. There's a good couple hundred minerals that gets wasted here. And also, guess what? 3rd command center normally starts at 240, about 12 seconds late. So you can see there's a big delay on the build order. The reactor is later. You can see the factory is waiting to swap. It's going to have to wait a good 15 seconds, maybe even longer, before it can actually land on that reactor. And this just slows down the turret opening, makes things a little bit more awkward as that starport does go down. So good start for SERRAL. On a map where if you don't go pool first or something like this, the Reaper's just hard to deal with. So good choice. Is there no gas? Oh, he's playing full gasless 3 hatch afterwards. Oh, this is... Dark does this build order. It's such a gamble, man. Oh, Cure, what are we doing, mate? Cure not watching his Reaper. Oh. Now, going 3cc, I don't mind that. You can see he's already rallied it to these minerals. So he's going to take the 3rd base on the left. I would love to see an 8-rax out of Cure. I think it's his best chance to win the game. Probably, I mean, it depends. If SERRAL is not playing gas, he's probably going to go roaches. Maybe a roach warren to wall off in a moment. It all depends. If he goes Lings, I kind of prefer the very fast 8-rax against Ling Bane. But if he goes roaches, I think the delayed 8-rax with 2-2 upgrades, tech labs on your last 3 barracks, so you're building a lot of marauders. It's like a very late 3-base timing attack. I think that's really good because it catches the Zerg at max out. And yeah, it is a roach warren. So that's going to be a really good way to play here for Cure. Obviously, you played 3 command center. 8-rax is kind of the last timing attack available off 3cc. That's why I'm saying you got to do this, is because, well, you're not going to beat SERRAL in a macro game. I get Q is not the fastest player of all time, but sometimes a macro game is good for him. It's not good against SERRAL. I think you're such an underdog. Sure, you got to play to your strengths always in StarCraft, but when you're a big underdog, you also have to play to your opponent's weaknesses. So I really want to see Cure take advantage of SERRAL with like a big gamble, a big timing attack, something to get aggressive. Oh, that Viking actually could have been stutter stepped a little bit smoother, and I don't think it would have died if he did that. So small mistake there for Cure, but you know, 2 overlords isn't too bad for the Viking. really limit SERRAL's vision on this left side of the map. Hellions aren't finding much value, but at least they're delaying the creep spread, right? These creep tumors could have spread a while ago. SERRAL's not risking it right now. Lair comes up along with a 4th gas. 4 roaches building. No Evo chambers just yet. Engineering bays go down behind this. 2nd and 3rd barracks, double eBay, and the 3rd and 4th gas as well. Now, there was one Banshee built. It's so popular to go for the cloakless Banshee these days. Oliveira really made that popular after his Katowice victory last year. Said he copied it off Innovation as well. Said it was an old Innovation build. Double evolution chamber. Up to 6 gases. Thinking about taking a 4th base as well. SERRAL's really macroing it out. Got a good 14 worker advantage already. So I definitely want to see that 8-rax in response to this. The question is, does Cure actually know that it's roaches? Probably not. It clears up a couple of these creep tumors, but too many to clear all of them. What diddly damn. 4th and 5th barracks in the main base. Overseer hanging around, being a nuisance. I'm so excited to see where this series goes, guys. I honestly cannot wait. I keep pausing in my commentary because I'm just thinking about, like, ooh, you know, like, do we bring out Skillous or a laser later in this series? Do we bring out Showtime or Trigger? I don't know if either of them have much chance against Clem. Trigger did live with Clem recently in Korea for him, Estrella, Future. There was like a whole bunch of them all living together in an Airbnb, practicing in Korea before the World Championship. Maybe Trigger's got some secret builds up his sleeve. Marine's coming over it. Overseer's going to pull to that right side. Nice pullback. All right, Hellion Banshee hanging out as well. Overseer pulls to the right. Nicely done. 3rd command center's there. 5 barracks, factory, and starport all pumping away Marines, tanks, and medevacs. Hellion pokes in, pokes out. Baneling Nest is almost finished. Yeah, so this is Roach Ravager into Ling Bane. Very quick hive for SERRAL, but if you go 8-rax, you can crush it. Q is doing it. Q is going for the 8-rax, guys. 8-rax before 4th command center means you are very committed to being aggressive. No 2nd factory, none of that stuff. 2nd factory, 4th command center, those sort of things are what tell you, you know, okay, maybe he's playing a longer game, that sort of thing. But already breaking these rocks as well. Now, SERRAL does see him breaking the rocks. Is that enough for SERRAL to read in the information? Changeling's coming in. Let's go to Q's vision. Changeling's about to come up his ramp on the left side. Did he see it? I don't think he saw it. The Changeling sees his 8 barracks, guys. SERRAL sees it. He knows this is an 8 barracks play. Uh-oh. Q are trying to clear creep on 2 sides at once. Hellion's cleared some on the left. He's now clearing some on the right as well. Our minimap, so many alerts there. That all does clear as we go off the individual player camera. All right, guys. Looks like it's time to go 2-2 upgrades, 3 tech labs. Marauder production will ramp up after that as well. And this could be a really good way of catching SERRAL when he's maxed. Because remember, SERRAL's got 8 queens chewing up supply, a bunch of ravagers, a bunch of roaches chewing up about 30, 35 supply. It's an awkward spot where you don't have much hive tech, you don't have ultras, and your Ling Bane is going to get stuck behind your roaches when push comes to shove. So we go 2-2 upgrades come in, vehicle weapons, and a 4th command center. What is this? Why would we play ARAX if we're not using the ARAX? Cure. Okay, now he goes for the tech labs, but why vehicle weapon? I mean, he's not even building tanks right now. He starts a siege tank. Okay, sorry, I hate to be critical. I'm not a fan of this strategy. The reason is, I mean, if you build a 4th command center without committing to the 8-rax, it's just a really inefficient late game play. I don't think this makes a lot of sense. Oh, Marines in the top right. Pick up. Ooh, a little slow on the pickup there. And now he's just building extra factories and stuff. So he's not even committing. This is not great play for Cure. I don't know if he saw something that made him back out of the 8-rax commitment, but I really dislike this strategy because you're playing a late game. SERRAL is the best late game Zerg in the world. Clem is basically the only guy we've seen beat him now. Even Maru lost a few late games to SERRAL recently. And this is a big issue. Like, you can't be playing late game against him. I know it's your strength, but as I was saying earlier, it's SERRAL's strength as well. You need to be hitting SERRAL with a big timing attack. That's maybe a surprise BC build or something like that. A proxy racks all in. I don't know. One of those could maybe work. But you cannot be playing just a straight up late game against him. And that's exactly what we're doing. Ghost Academy, tech labs on the barracks, finally being built there. Actually, sorry, that one's on the 2nd factory. And we're just kind of playing a slow, calm macro game as Cure. Now, this map's also kind of awkward because your 4 bases are pretty well defended. But then how do you take a 5th? Base up here, maybe below the Zerg main. Broodlords could ruin you. This base out here is just way too exposed. You can't really protect that very easily. It's got such a big wide open area to swing in on it. And SERRAL's such a patient player. He's just going to chill right now. Build up, chill. He's going to start taking bases on the right side. I'd love to see him take these 2 bases as well. And kind of work up that resource mining on the right side of the map. I'd also like to see SERRAL break these rocks, clear these marines, open those minerals up. Just so he does have a potential avenue to bust this base later on. 3 ghosts building at a time. 3/3 upgrades maybe being forgotten for a little while. Cure does have the money for it. He's also mixing in Vikings. I actually really like the Vikings. Having a few Vikings means the Vipers are almost always going to be on a one-way trip where if they fly in, the Vikings will shoot them down. Cure paying attention. Marines move forward to guard. Nice move. +3 carapace starts for Zerg. Where's the 3/3 upgrades, Cure? He's trying to play a slow, efficient game. He knows the Vipers are over there. Vikings going to go for a hunt. Will he find them? Good pullback by SERRAL, running those Vipers away. SERRAL's going to take the bottom right side. He's already transferred a few workers to the middle right side base. He's going to take this hatchery in the center as well. Hydra upgrades being mixed in for SERRAL. He's patiently waiting for an opportunity. Let's look at the setup. There's a few tanks here. Not much bio. Where's the bio ghost? It's all on the right side. It's out of position. Vipers go for an abduct right there. That Viper barely gets out of range. Lots of Ling Bane coming in right now. Baneling's going after the bio. Oh my gosh. The command center up top is dying as well. Command center does die. Another command center down here just got blown up by the Banelings, as well as a decent chunk of Marines, Marauders, and Ghosts. A few bios landing, taking out a tech lab. Also, units lost time is 6,900 to 5,200. In favor of Cure, as it should always be. 1 Viper just got shot down. Parasitic Bomb does do something, though. And you can see the units lost tab. Look at that, 2 command centers. That's where a lot of the value came for SERRAL in that last fight. That 800 minerals going down is massive. This is why building your command centers at the front is a big problem. I was talking to Lambo a little bit about this. When we were at EWC, we were kind of enthralled by Clem's play and going, what do you need to do to beat this? And I'm of a big belief, and I think Lambo at least soft agreed with me, that killing the command centers while they're building is a big part of it. While the Terran's building up to the mass command center stage, you need to keep this orbital count low, right? Don't let them get to 6, 7, 8 orbitals. And they often build them at the front because there's just not that much room. To be fair, Q could build a few back here in his main base. And in his natural, you got plenty of... This is one of the rare maps where you actually have a lot of space. But building them out front means your next wave, you can run in, blow up the command centers. You know, blow up this planetary. Run in, clear the SCVs, kill an orbital or a planetary. If you blow up Banelings here, you kill 2 for 1, right? And then just run away and keep remaxing that while mining out your opponent's side of the map. Look at this. 15 out of 16, already transferring tons of workers down here from all over the map. This base, decently saturated as well. The only thing I'd adjust is I'd love to see SERRAL take this hatchery on the right center. Spires coming in, +2 range, +3 carapace. Ultra Cavern and Spire both will be finishing. And there is a Nidus Worm going up in the bottom right. SERRAL is the only player in the world who's actually gotten to the point where he defends his bases with Niduses, and more importantly, he usually just uses it to evacuate drones. Parasitic Bomb on the Vikings. Those 2 Vikings will go down. Yes, they will. Planetary falls, biles on the tanks, and the disengage. That was a smooth fight. Really smooth fight. Notice he's only down 1,000 resources. Really good trade. This is what I was talking about. Defending this base is not really possible. You're actually potentially better off taking this base. Problem being that it can get sieged by Broodlords very well. Maybe this center base and then move to a more middle position. But when you're just sitting behind walls and turtling with mass tank bio, it's very difficult. All right, Marine Marauder picking up, pulling back right now. There's still 6 Vikings versus 2 Vipers. That should do a-okay. Chitinous Plating's on the way, +3 melee starting up. Ravagers coming in this left side. Remember, there's nothing that shoots up except Vipers with Parasitic Bombs. So the Ravagers are the only anti-Liberator unit right now in this game. I like that. Biling down a sensor tower and a turret. Cure quickly replaces those. More Nidus Worms going up all around this map. And a Great Aspire goes down in the top right side. Ah, okay, he's got a Nidus in the center. Nice. 100 creep tumors on this map. Wow. Wow. Roach Ravager biling down a Viking. SERRAL staying active. Parasitic Bomb, the Medivacs. Blinding Cloud and Abduct coming in as well. Double Abduct. Wow. 2 tanks. Forcing the command center to lift before the planetary's up as well. This is what I'm talking about. Cure's not really able to get to that massive position. He's only got 5 orbitals. And look, he's going to build more command centers out front. If the Zerg gives you time to finish those, upgrade them, it's great. But look at this. SERRAL's running on the left, biling Liberators. And if he just goes in again, 2 command centers, that's so much value you're going to get on all these engagements. This is, I would argue, a really big mistake Q is making. He's also got 3 factory tank. He's got 5 factories. He's trying to swap into Biomech Plate. Ling Bane gonna kill the command centers. One goes down, one gets cancelled. That's another 500 minerals down the drain. Not to mention the SCVs that are taking just as much damage from friendly fire on the tanks as they are from the Zerglings. Units lost tab continuing to be 1,000 resources in favor of Cure. Only 1,000. You want to be at least 50% more efficient, especially if you're sitting on 4 bases for this long. He just can't get this base established. Every time he moves out and tries to set up, SERRAL jumps on top of him and will not let this base get established. SCVs are out on the low ground. The Banelings getting some very juicy hits, bringing that SCV tally up to 16 in this series of fights. 21 SCVs in total going down in the game. Vikings, Ghosts, hanging out. Creep on your doorstep never feels good as a Terran. Nidus Worm on the left side. He needs to open these minerals up so SERRAL can mine this base. The bottom right, mining as much as it is so good for him. Every second that goes by, you're taking minerals away from Cure's side of the map. Those are minerals that Cure will never get to use this game, so I always think of it as a 2-for-1 trade. When you mine from close to your opponent, every 5 minerals you mine is also 5 minerals of damage. 2 drones pop out of this Nidus. They're going to go for the double Spore Crawler just underneath it. Hydras are here with the Vipers as well now. So as these Hydras come in, the Vikings are going to actually go down really quickly. Parasitic Bomb as well. 3 Vikings going down, one of them barely surviving. Fusion Core, extra command centers are building. What's the orbital count? It's still only at 5. I almost can't believe it. You'd think it would have grown by now, but these command centers just never getting a chance to finish. SERRAL with the momentum, looking so good. Just rolling in methodically. The Liberator almost dies there as well. Another 12 workers in a command center go down. Mining from that 5th base is a dream for Cure. And it's a dream which SERRAL wants to crush. Look at this. He's mining these 2 bases on the left. He's mining this base on the right and the bottom right. As I said, he probably could have been mining this base over the last few minutes. I think there's too much that could have happened about it. There's no nuke right now. So this is just a Ghost who shoulders his rifle. You can see his rifle is shouldered. Right now, it's on his backpack. And he's trying to avoid the Ling Bane, but I think he got spotted, mate. Maybe, maybe not. Might just be trying to harass these drones. There's a Spore Crawler over there as well. This is cute. I think that's a Sean Bean Ghost if I've ever seen one, though. Spore Crawler just reroutes over there. 2 drones for a Ghost, not a great trade for Cure. Cure's got lib range coming in, plus 2 vehicle weapons. Here we go, Massling Bane attack. Oh, Blinding Cloud coming in. Not to mention the Abductor, one of the siege tanks. Blowing the planetary up and then just getting out of there. Not a bad way to go. SERRAL just gets in, gets some damage, gets out. By the way, did you guys notice there's a lot of gold bloody coins over here? First time noticing that. Little skulls on them as well. Damn, dude. Some booty over there. Oh! Sorry, guys. Oh my gosh, did we just miss a big fight down here? Oh, it looks like Cure just came forward, and I think he sent a lot of Hellbats there. I'll check this fight after the replay, guys. He just lost a lot of Hellbats, but I think he cleared up a lot of Ling Bane. There was a lot of dead Zerg on the ground there. Tank Hellbat being annoying. SERRAL is literally trying to defend from the Nidus Worm. As I was saying earlier, no one really uses Nidus Worms to protect their bases. They use it aggressively. But the fact that he's using this to try and break this position is kind of crazy. Biling down Medivacs, his Ravages here, trying to hold onto this base. Looks like he's going to have to give up on it now, though. And he will indeed just back away for this moment. Cure's got Mobius Reactor. Is it Mobius or Caduceus Reactor? Plus 100% energy regen on those Medivacs. There's only 4 of them out right now, so that's a very valuable upgrade. So you don't need to spend as much supply on Medivacs. Oh, watch out, watch out, watch out. SERRAL's coming in. Abducting. Both Liberators get abducted. Okay, Viper's coming forward. Another tank gets abducted. Hydra Ling Bane rolling forward right now. The Ling Bane rolling over the top. The Ghosts in the open a little bit, but as the tank siege, SERRAL wisely pulls back. Not going to go for the command center. Just going to get a bit of damage on the buildings, the infrastructure, force the lift, get 14 more workers. And you can see, maintaining a 1,000 resource lost disadvantage. Essentially, it's even trading, right? 25 versus 26,000 resources. That's amazing for SERRAL. He's got 14,000 resources in the bank. Cure is not even maxed. He's in such a desperate position. He's got a few Thors, a few Libs, a few tanks, but if his whole army's down here trying to secure this base, he definitely can't defend this left. He should pull back to this area, try to wall it off, and try to defend there as best he can. SERRAL letting a tank walk right past him. That's not something you see every day, but the Lings are going to find the tanks in the open now, and as those tanks get jumped on, they are in the doo-doo. Ghosts pulling back. Yeah, Cloak's a good idea there. The Overseers don't want to go too deep. So the Ghost can come forward. Another building command center goes down. 10 plus SCVs falling. Depots, turrets, everything going down. The army comes back in on the front. The Banelings hitting the Hellbats would be great. If you can get the Hellbats with the Banelings, that would be amazing. But look at how much damage there is. Even though you're not getting supply block just yet as Cure, you're losing infrastructure, you're losing SCVs, mining time, so much value going down here for SERRAL. Oh my gosh, this is a bit awkward, but it's only unsupported tanks and libs. Hydra, Viper, Zergling is so good against this. There's no Hellbats, there's no bio, it's all on the left side. There's 7 Ghosts and 14 Hellbats on this map. Bakua needs to leave his army split to both sides, and trying to defend such opposite areas, it's just an impossibility. And like I said earlier, this is playing to SERRAL's strength as a player. SERRAL is the amazing late game guy. He's the guy who beats Maru in late game, so I really cannot get behind Kua's strategy this game. I think maybe he saw something that spooked him out of going to the 8-racks, and it's unfortunate. So I think the 8-racks had a pretty decent shot of taking down SERRAL's build order. You know, going for the Roaches into the Lingbane Hive Viper transition. It's a bit of a fragile style. Oh, so many workers on this base. So much damage going down, man. 18 more workers. Make it 19. Ghosts and Hellbats come up. Bakua right now is running around like a headless chicken. There's just so little he can do to defend. And SERRAL's setting up really nicely. I really think Kua needs to throw the kitchen sink at SERRAL in the next game, because you can see what happens if you just play standard and try to play what you might consider your best style. It's not necessarily just going to be that good. You've got to play to SERRAL's weakness. SERRAL's weakness, definitely not late game. Whatever his weakness is, it's probably dying to 8-racks. Oliveira showed that in Dallas. Bunch more workers go down. This base also got cleansed of workers. 6 workers left. Kua's on the edge of tapping right now. There's burrowed infestors popping up in his base. This one's watching him from here. I mean, maybe he waits for the next wave, but I think Kua will tap out at any second. When you look around your bases and you just see nothing, you know you're in a really bad spot. Mule's not repairing. Ooh, okay. Mule barely saves that base. Still only 5 orbitals, guys. This is what I'm talking about. These command centers we're trying to build for the last 10 minutes. If you keep killing their building command centers, Terran looks really weak. As a Terran player, your job when you're powering up is to have layered defense far back around ledges and up cliffs that you can fall back on. Because of that, you cannot defend command centers out front your base, so try to build them in the back, anywhere protected, in your natural, in your main, in your third if you have to, but try not to build them out front your 4th and 5th, because they will get sniped far too easily, and I think that's a big kind of weakness that Q has shown in this game that SERRAL's been all too happy to take advantage of. Liberator coming in on the right side. He's going to try and pull back those drones while going for a YOLO on the left. Ducks plus Blinding Cloud's going to be excellent. SERRAL has the numbers. He's up 20 to 40 army supply. Liberator did go down on the right side, I think, or at least maybe it repositioned or something. SERRAL's really taking his time. He's like, I will drain your soul. I will take all hope from you. All will to live. I will slowly drain from your corpse. Yeah, SERRAL's vampiring him right now, guys. I don't think Kua cares too much. I think Kua's just kind of hanging in there and already thinking about the next game. Maybe he wasn't too confident on Amphion as well. This map is decided beforehand, but it is loser's pick for the next map. So he gets to pick a favorable map after losing this one, and that's where you can, of course, really take advantage. So you'll see a lot of very abusive maps in the World Team League, because there is a veto that SERRAL has. But you're going to be able to pick any other map that's not that veto. So you probably vetoes like Dynasty or something, and then you pick maybe Crimson Court. Alright, Ling's burrowed on that left side. Lingbane Hydra coming in on the right. Your army supply is surprisingly decent as Cure, but I mean, you're just mule mining. You're trying to rebuild your workers. SERRAL's like making Neural Parasite just chilling. SERRAL can start mining this base if he really wants to be abusive. I think this middle base would actually be fantastic. Actually, would it? That tank reaches the hatchery, Pig. No, it wouldn't. You imagine if you just start mining from this base, you just keep abducting the siege tanks from there so they can't deny it. It might work out. Librange did get made this game. More Hellbats, more tanks. Broodlords would actually be fantastic since there's only one Thor 6 Ghost. Here we go. SERRAL's going for it. He's going for it. The Ghost Infestor is, going to go a little bit deeper. The Infestor did get shot down there by the friend. I don't know, it was the Siege Tank got it. Banelings and Lings pulled to the left side. This base goes down. More infrastructure as well. The Hydra's taking out the command centers. Would be massive. And Cure finally taps out there. Not his best strategy. I mean, I don't really agree with him playing late game macro against SERRAL. I think it's a bad choice. But you combine that with the fact that he played 8-rax before 4th Command Center, and you're like, there's inefficient macro builds, then there's what you just did. So, yeah. Anyways, let's watch this fight down here in the bottom right side around 18 minutes. Oh, yeah, it was a big Hellbat tank army, guys. So we've got 10 Hellbats, 3 tanks, 4 medevacs. If the Banelings get in the middle of the Hellbats, it's good. Okay, he pulled back. It's good that he pulled back and spread out a little bit. Yeah, no, that was a decent fight for Cure. It would have been really bad if the Banelings just hit the center. And then I think we saw the rest of this, where the tank sieged up and then the units start coming out of the Nidus Swarm. Yeah. Nice play, game 1 for SERRAL. GG, well played. All right, going into the next map, SERRAL in the bottom left side, and you know you have to do something desperate after getting mauled like that. Honestly, I was actually thinking about, I did not expect this. I thought we were going to see 2-port battlecruiser or a Hellbat timing. We're just going for an old school 3-rax proxy marine SCV, all in. Cure is going for broke. SERRAL, what's his Overlord scouting pattern? His second Overlord is not going to see it because it's stopping out here. His first Overlord definitely will not see it either. Ooh, he's going hatchery first into gas pool. And that's because 2-rax Reaper is very popular on this map and Cure likes to do it. 15-15 would have been much safer against this. If SERRAL went 15-15, I think he'd be fine. Without a 15-15, he's going to need to react well, react hard, and that means pulling a ton of drones. Problem, you don't get a lot of practice against this anymore. Even SERRAL will be out of practice against this because you just don't play against it very much. And remember, if Cure takes this map, ties up the series 1-1, oh, that will be amazing. That would be so good for Team Liquid. That would really set up Clem and the rest of Team Liquid to come in there and absolutely smash it, dude. Okay, we've got the Marines there as well. Ooh. Marines are building. Here we go, Marines are building. And SERRAL sees it. SERRAL sees it. Does not have an Overlord building. It's too late to build it now. He pulls a lot of drones. Too many. That's too many drones for the initial pull. That is so much lost mining time, guys. If he can surround all the early Marines, it's good. But if these Marines just run, it's not going to work out. That's a lot of mining time lost. At least they are going back to mining now. 6 Lings and 2 Queens are on the way. Does feel like they're slightly delayed, though. He's thinking about pulling some drones. Bunker is getting some build time. The drones are all going to pull. Now, I think he needs to pull so many. It's a good call. He needs to be attacking that SCV with some, though. He didn't leave any drones attacking the SCV. He's going for the surround of the Marines. He gets rid of one of the Marines, but he loses 5 drones for it. Oh me, oh my. Nice micro, manages to get the SCV, but he does lose 2 Zerglings for that 1 SCV. Oh no, he doesn't have a spine crawler, guys. His drones aren't here. That bunker's about to finish. He's going to let the bunker finish. He's going to wait for his queens. He's going to wait for the queens, and then he's going to try and bust this bunker with drones, queens, and Zerglings. But Cure here is actually very good. He can focus fire Zerglings. Cure can focus fire Zerglings. If the Zerglings are the real damage dealers, if you focus those Lings down, it's going to be really effective. Cure's got 3 barracks Marine. You cannot let bunkers get up on your natural if it's 3-rax Marine. The Queen's going to go for it. He's going to go for the bust right now. Lings, drones, everything coming forward. The bunker did retarget. He's shooting drones and Zerglings rather than wasting time attacking the Queens because the Queens are big old tanks. Marines pull back on the right side as well. So many units going down. Marines unload from the bunker, trying to get them away from these Zerglings. There's still a lot of Marine firepower available. The Queens, though, are able to fight it off. 5 more drones go down. That's the problem. There's only 10 drones left. 10 drones is not enough. It is not enough at all. SERRAL has taken too much damage. He pulled too many drones initially, and it's cost him big time. You need to pull your drones in stages. 6 to 7 drones against the first Marine and SCV coming in, and you need to shut down the bunker. The fact that he didn't shut the bunker down while pulling so many drones was really bad. And then chasing so far and only getting 1 Marine for 5 drones was also really bad. Oh, Zerglings do get spotted. He's going to pull to the left side, but he could get cornered there. He's trying to run away right now. He realizes this is bad. Trapped between a Marine and an SCV place. He could try to come in from behind and interrupt the Marine's building. Ling Speed's trying to make right now. Queens both have transfused energy. Notice he's not injecting. He's just building Ling Speed and Zerglings. He's pulled off gas there. The Zerglings are on top of the bunker. Marine pops out, but the Marine's pushing in. Queens are ready for it. The drones and the Lings trying to defend. Queens trying to fight this as well as they can. Queens getting a bit of damage. 1 Marine goes down. Second one does escape from the barracks. Queen's doing a bit of damage. He's got to micro those Queens very, very well. Zerglings backing away. SERRAL is all in on mass speedling. But you know what? This is not an all-in for Cure. Cure goes for the command center, goes for the double gas behind it. And what a smart way to open up here for Cure. He had to go for a huge gamble. Game 1, I was not a fan of. I think he played in a way that did not make a lot of sense. But this time around, he's playing much smarter. Third command center goes down as well. All 3 barracks floating home. He's just going to back off. He's like, yeah, let's just make sure I don't die. And that's exactly perfect against what SERRAL's doing. SERRAL's going to go for the surround. He's like, no, I can't let these Marines go home. I need to surround this. He doesn't have the numbers. He's going to go for the surround. It's going to fail, and it's going to be GG. I hate to say it, but you can see it. Ling speed's about to kick in. There's not enough Lings to beat that many Marines. There's basically one Marine for every Zergling. Kua trying to start a step here. Maybe not the perfect starter step. Remember, they are playing on US servers, but it is more than enough of a trade there. As the barracks start to land down, you just don't have enough to deal with this. Barracks lifts off there. Probably not entirely necessary in that regard. Actually, yeah, he's going to pull to the high ground. Interesting. Not a bad call, retreating to the high ground to playing it safe. Kua starts his factory finally into double engineering bay. And behind it, SERRAL begins to drone. If SERRAL brings it back from this, 15 drones against 27 workers with 3 command centers finished, SERRAL gets a special title. Maybe you guys in Twitch chat can help me decide what that title would be. I like to sometimes call myself the biggest Pigus. I feel like he get a nickname, you know, much more impressive than that. I mean, we're talking about the Destroyer of Worlds. We're talking about the Dominator. We're talking about the friggin' monster mode Zerg of all Zergs, if he can do this. The biggest Prickus might actually be a little more fitting indeed. It would be absolutely SERRAL the Feral. Spam this Feral to help SERRAL was one of the famous copy pastas back in 2018. There's a raccoon emoji, right? On Twitch. I can't remember what the emoji is. And it was all caps, spam this Feral, and there was a picture of the bloody raccoon to help SERRAL. It was one of the dumbest copy pastas, but I loved spamming it. It was just something stupid and fun about cheering it. The sterilizer? That was funny. Depot SCV, nice trade there for SERRAL. SERRAL starts a third base on the left. My gosh, though, he's not even got his main saturated, man. Trying to build overlords and drones here. He's so broke. 3 command centers dropping mills. Starport goes down. We should see a reactor there as he hits 50 gas. Double upgrades already almost halfway complete for Terran, and those Marines continuing to produce. Baneling Nest is on the way as well. We've got more drones building. Second gas coming in. This is actually much worse than the game versus Hero, where SERRAL completely failed to Night Assault in. I thought Yona was dead in that one. He was dead in that one. That was Hero's biggest throw of all time. It was the most embarrassing throw anyone's ever made in a pro match. I would love to hear difference. People say Tefl MVP. Tefl MVP was a little bit of a throw, but honestly, I don't think it was anywhere near Hero versus SERRAL. To see, because at least in Tefl MVP, Tefl was like a big underdog. But Hero SERRAL like should be a reasonably even match, you know, even though SERRAL normally wins, like it's very competitive, right? To see Hero throw that game was one of the most impressive throws, like Major League Baseball levels of pitching. It was impressive. Marines coming forward. First medevac should be arriving soonish. He's thinking of pushing with 1-1 upgrades. Stim and combat shields is ready. 4th and 5th barracks on the way. 3rd command center's down. SERRAL forced into Ling Bane production. Now, to be fair, he's not Beyond. He's not going to be perfect at focus firing Banelings. So Banelings should be able to defend this if you can flank in from 2 sides. Right now it's 8 Zerglings and 2 Banelings. Oh my gosh. His army's so small. SERRAL just has so little going for him. This is crazy. 4th and 5th reactor there. 2-2 upgrades on the way. Marines and tanks are pumping. He's bringing more units to the front as well as the Marines start to clear the creep. Doesn't want to pre-stim his Marines. He's got to be very careful. Oh, Baneling flank. Baneling flank. Kua not really responding straight away, though. I love this creep tumor. Spreading creep on the low ground from the high ground. Very nicely done. Baneling speed's only just started, as has Carapace. SERRAL is down 30 supply. 32 army against 50. An appallingly bad position. He misses the creep tumor. Oh, Kua. He misses the creep tumor on the ledge. He should have known where that was just from where the edge of the creep was, but a little bit excited is Kua, not wanting to throw away this advantage for Team Liquid. If he can trade with SERRAL, it's going to be... I know it ties up the series, but that is a massive advantage. Getting rid of the greatest player of all time, forcing out a potential revive if you want to bring him back, that is huge. Massling still producing. Now, SERRAL has to play low gas. Notice he's only on 3 gases, guys. If he can get a 4th base saturated on minerals and just take really good Ling Bane fights, there's always a chance to get back in it. But the fact that his 4th just got denied in the top left is a disaster. And this is why that Marine pressure kind of denying him in the middle is such a big problem. The creep respreading here is actually really nice. Scan comes in from the top left. Doesn't quite get rid of the creep. And SERRAL's going to be happy with that. You're wasting scans. You're not getting any direct value with it. I can just replace this creep spread. No worries. Medevacs moving down this side, though. Going to snip off this creep. Cure is not letting him have map control. That being said, Cure is spending a lot of scans for it, which means less money coming in as these medevacs move in towards the main base. Burrow's on the way. Burrow's a good comeback play. But with your carapace finishing, when +2 attacks finishing for Terran, oof. No 4th command center just yet. I think you got to go, Cure, though. You're so far ahead. Don't give him time to get back in here. I mean, you've got such an advantage. 4 depots building at once right now. Random SCV rocks up to this army. Double drop in the main base. Nice positioning in behind the minerals. Zergling struggling to get surface area on those Marines. Oh, wow. Devastating damage right now. Any trade's a good trade. He's even focusing the spawning pool. Oh, no. He loses the spawning pool. SERRAL's in so much trouble. The Marines, a few of those do pick up, but he will be able to... Actually, he only lost 3 Marines for that. What the hell? 3 Marines for all that damage. So many low on hit points right now, but not actually dead. Finally, Cure finds the creep tumor on the high ground. SERRAL outgunned, outmanned, and just not able to defend that proxy 3-rax. Cure ties up the series. All right. Well, I started casting some games in the wrong order, so it's going to be a little bit confusing with some of the things I say. Apologies in advance for that. But we are now hopping into the second series there after SERRAL and Cure cleaned each other out. And it's going to be Clem in the top right side of the map, ShowTime in the top left of this lovely match. And damn, man, ShowTime's got his work cut out for him because Clem has looked unstoppable. Hero has made games close against him at, World Championship. A few other players made him play good StarCraft, but it never really looked super in contention in terms of his TVP lately. And I think we all have to blame MaxPax for this. MaxPax has leveled up Clem's play so much by just challenging him constantly and giving him a level that he needs to compete at in order to beat MaxPax. MaxPax is the fastest, best multitasking Protoss player in the world. He's incredibly good at macro, micro, aggression, defense, and all of that good stuff. And he's a friggin' beast. ShowTime. Rotating around with the probe. He's going to go for the gateway, the gas. Probe's going to rotate. And just looking for the proxy barracks. Now, this is a double gas opening for Clem. Oh, do you guys think he just goes Cyclone Marine Medevac? I think he might. Depot raises. Probe does not get in. Nexus goes down behind it. This is Cybercore into Nexus. Conservative opening for ShowTime. Pretty standard for Ghost River especially. You don't want to really risk anything. If that SCV floats to the outside, you'll get some damage on it. We do see the factory goes down. 2 workers off the gas on the right. 1 worker off the gas on the left. This is going to allow you to maximize your mineral income now that you've started the factory. You already got that 100 gas. Building the minerals units, the Hellions, the Widow Mines, all these sorts of things is not going to cost anywhere near as much. Now, for those who don't know, Basilisk is not on ShowTime, but his team, Big Esports, was allowed to ally itself with Basilisk for this season while SERRAL was doing his military service. And there's been a few others like that, like Psystorm, Na'Vi, with Spirit joining up with MaxPax's team as well. It's a bit weird. Some people don't like it, but I do understand they make some concessions in a scene like this where there is obviously not as many big rosters in a 1v1 sport, and this is the only real big team league we have, and it's become a staple of the scene over the last few years, and it really has made the scene so much more colorful. It's made it so much more exciting, but it is still something where it remains to be seen where we go in that direction. Now, anyways, Robo's on the way. Second Stalker coming out. Robo first is one of my favorite builds because it gives you vision of everything your opponent's doing. It allows you to make Colossus early as well and just kind of play a very slow turtley style. Problem, if you're ever out of position, drops are going to punish you. You're not going to have Blink for a long time. You're not going to have Phoenix. You have no way of punishing a Terran that wants to attack 3 places at once, that wants to dart in with a Liberator in the back, a drop on the front, an army doing a run-by. So if Clem realizes what's happening, starts doing just bio multi-prong attacks, ShowTime will need to be perfectly positioned to deal with it. Factory with the Tech Lab, Medevac coming out, Marines as well. 2 Stalkers, 1 Adept. We've got a second Gateway coming in, still no Robo Bay. This is multiple observers with no RoboBay. ShowTime, I think, is going to start a pretty early third base if he can find a chance to do it. With a Marine drop already coming in, though. 2 Stalkers in an adept in position, plus the shield battery to fall back on should be effective. Stalker in the main base will deflect the Reaper. He stops the Reaper from getting behind the mineral line. Nice moves with the probes. Widowmine comes in from behind. Is it worth trading? He tried to pull a probe there to activate the Widowmine, but the Marines focus fire it. Could take that down with the Stalkers and the Observer if he so chooses. Hellion runs into the main base as well. Stalkers there, ready for it. This is not looking good for Clem right now. Probe does get sets off the Widowmine, and Clem will get that on the way out. Or will he? Clem looking for more damage. Only 3 probes. Not going to be as much as he was probably hoping for. Widowmine goes down. I think that's a decent trade for ShowTime, but ShowTime only now starting his Twilight Council, and no third base just yet. He's going to take 4 gases. He's going to get a lot more tech coming in. Clem, on the other hand, has just started his second barracks. Third barracks not even down yet. It's a slower build-up because he's gone tank Raven. Raven will come out. Observer sees the second and third barracks timing. Great scout there for ShowTime. And the Raven not able to hunt it down as it escapes from the dangerous area. Only 5 Marines in the back of this base as the third Nexus goes down for ShowTime. Forge or RoboBay next, gang? I think RoboBay. I'm team RoboBay. He could go for a Templar Archives and play Storm Drop. It's kind of cool off a Robo first opening. Oh, he's doing it. Kind of an easy spot to scout with the medevac right there. Ooh, luckily, yeah. I feel like this really sucks. Having that scouted straight away, I don't like this placement for ShowTime. I actually think that's really bad. I think the Storm style is one of the best ways to beat a Terran who's better than you. You ambush them. The first Storm Drop fight is one of the most powerful things ever. It is so bloody effective if you catch them off guard. But in this case, are we really going to catch them off guard? Not so likely. 6 gateways, 7 gateways coming up. So it looks like he's going to play 8 gate and then go for Storm, High Templar, and probe up the third just gradually as time goes by. He's got about a minute and a half before Stim Shields +1 finish and the medevacs start arriving. So about the 8-minute mark is where you've really got to be worried as ShowTime. That's also around the same time he should have Storm out. Now, he's actually gone Storm immediately. I'm usually a big fan of going for 3 High Templar, then Storm, because I think the energy on the High Templar building up is the more important thing. But because he has so much gas, I think he can kind of just afford to do both here. So warping in a few High Templar around the place, not bad. He's got himself an Immortal. Charge is almost done. Now, notice there's no blink. So your ability to actually shoot down medevacs very low. As Clem takes a third command center on the high ground. Incredibly respectful play of Clem. He's not just going for broke, but as the upgrades are almost done, I mean, what do you got, 30 seconds? Yeah, 25. It's move out time. Medevacs are arriving. You've got a good army. You don't need to kill ShowTime, but you should definitely be exerting pressure and making him nervous about probing up the third. Problem, you know he's going to have Storm soon, so you do not want to be walking into this feedback. Feedback on the Raven. Feedback on the Raven could be massive. Those High Templar, if they go south, you get a feedback on the Raven, it's huge. Storm drop on the worker line. Oh, I missed it. 9 SCVs just went down. Dude, is he going to kill SCVs with High Templar on auto-fire mode? That's kind of crazy. Uh-oh. Okay, morphs the Archon now. Zealots are going to warp in there, try and do some damage. Archon is morphing at the same time. Storms go down on the front. But oh, the auto turrets drop. The tanks do survive. ShowTime not able to clear that army. Battery overcharge does go down, though. I love this playstyle from ShowTime. He's killed 20 workers. He's got an Archon going into the main base as well. If he can defend at home, he has a massive economic advantage. He is miles ahead on the economy. But can he survive? Archon will take out a Marauder almost, but no, not quite. Tank goes down. The Immortal's in the open. With the Zealots, he should be fine. The Zealots plus the Immortal should be able to kill these Marauders, but he's got to watch out for the drop. Remember, Clem has realized there is nothing that shoots up here, and he's just going to drop straight into that main base. Stalkers are not really going to achieve much here without Blink. It's all about the Zealots right now. He's going to take out a Marauder, but it's losing 2 Stalkers for each Marauder, and all the hot pickups as well. Clem, very fancy micro, preserves a bunch of those units. It's still good for ShowTime. ShowTime has 3 full bases. He's got his first Forge going down. He's going to take gases on the third base as well. He is a rich boy who is looking to cement his position in this game. Meanwhile, Clem does have 3 command centers, but his worker lines were evaporated. They were completely annihilated by that drop. And look at this now. 3 more probes go down. Archon does take out a medevac. Zealot run by getting ready to hit the third base. Main base is saturated for Clem. Natural has been saturated. Notice he's pulled off gas a little though because he's so poor. And he's going to rally over to this third base, try to catch back up. Clem is on +1 attack. He has not found room to start +1 armor. There we go. He does start it now. The Zealots are going to hit this third base, find some fresh mules. High Templar in a Warp Prism ready to storm this army, but there's not a lot supporting the Immortal Archon. You got to be careful. He will click on your Immortal Archon if you don't get out down there. Storm is available. Not my favorite Storm there for ShowTime. A little bit of a panic one, but it's okay. He's got plenty more High Templar where that came from as a bunch of SCVs go down on the third base, and Clem is miles behind in the economy. The question for ShowTime is, how do you win the game? ShowTime's biggest weakness in this matchup is his ability to win when he has an advantage, and oh my gosh, crazy Doom Drop in the main here. There's no recall energy in the main. No recall energy in the main. Storm should kill it easy. Storm Drop, what's he doing with the Storm? He almost got hit by the Widowmine. The Storms are doing pretty well. He does morph Archons and Zealots there. A bit of panic from ShowTime. He does lose all of his High Templar. He does clean up the whole army though. It's good enough. As long as he replaces his High Templar immediately. He's building Colossus. He's got +1 attack, extended Thermal Lance. Zealot run by is still continuing to kill SCVs. It's great. Trading Zealots for SCVs is so good for him. The Raven on the left side not doing anything. That was a little bit of a fumble with the High Templar drop at first, but he did end up landing the Storm there very nicely. Clem's move almost backfired really hard, but ShowTime, he's now at 66 workers. He's going to need to try and secure a 4th base. That's easier said than done against a Clem, who is remaining on point in his face. Units lost tab is still in favor of ShowTime, but it was massively ahead before. We'll see how it goes from here. 4 High Templar did get rebuilt. Not sure where they are. 3 in the Prism, 1 on the ground on this base. He doesn't have Storm Energy just yet, though. ShowTime's got to be careful about jumping on this army. The Widowmine's also providing some nice map control for Clem, just making it a little difficult for ShowTime to clear him out. Blink ain't done. He was going to try and set it off with the Stalker, but he doesn't have Blink just yet. Ghost Academy's done. 2nd Engineering Bay and Armory coming in. We've got Ghosts, Vikings, and the double upgrades will be continuing. Meanwhile, 2-1 starting here for ShowTime. So ShowTime, he's just a little bit behind on the upgrades for now. With the double Forge chrono boosting a bit earlier than the double eBay starting 2-2, should be able to slowly close the gap over the next few minutes. 4th Command Center started building, but he accidentally did not replace the SCV. Clem, you got to realize this Command Center is not building right now. Big mistake for Clem. Big uncharacteristic mistake here for Clem. Oh me, oh my. This is kind of wild, dude. Okay, he does realize now. He starts that back up. 2nd Robo, 4th Nexus. ShowTime's in a good spot. But what does he do from here? I think we all know what ShowTime does from here because he does it every game. Ooh, High Templar drop coming in again. Good Storm drop. Very nice. He's going to try and recall it immediately. You have to recall this right now. You cannot wait. And he does save it. Okay. Whew. Meanwhile, Auto Turret Harass comes in. Going to grab a few probes there. Colossus will provide high ground vision, allowing him to clean those turrets up. Losing 3 probes, not a big deal. And of course, the Warp Prism does recall back to safety as well. Big Bio Ghost Mine Army coming forward with 2 Colossus and 5 High Templar. ShowTime could absolutely wreck this, but he's got to be careful. You know, the Prism's very damaged. It's very fragile. 1 EMP, 1 good Viking volley, and it's toast. Raven still being a massive nuisance on this left side of the map. It's going to force a bit of a reaction there. Observer does see the army coming. Looks like a few Zealots tried to run in. The Widowmine's cleaned them up. High Templar up front does get a feedback, but the EMP lands to counter it. Both a Ghost and a High Templar trading their energy. Where is that Warp Prism, guys? Where is that Warp Prism? One has to ask this question over and over again because that is where so much damage potential lies. It's that Warp Prism coming in from a flank. But right now, it's weak enough to die to a single Widowmine. If it goes over this Widowmine, you lose your High Templar Prism, and it's such a disaster. ShowTime's got a 20 army supply lead. He's way ahead right now. He's in a really good spot to push forward and win this game. High Templar Prism's got to be careful, though. It's going to fly through the Widowmine, potentially. Ooh, Stalker takes that one for the team. Much better than losing the Warp Prism. Vikings are there. Good pullback with the Prism. You got to play it safe with that speed Prism. Zealots coming forward along with the Colossus. 3 Immortals underneath as well. I don't think ShowTime has him. I think ShowTime may have the man that's been single-handedly manhandling entire teams. ShowTime needs to push right now while Clem's wounded. His units are still trying to heal. You've got plenty of stim. A massive army advantage. EMPs are good. Vikings take out a Colossus. ShowTime not quite committing right now. Second guessing himself. He's got to go for it. He's got to go for it right now. He's got to do one more big warp in and charge the front. He does start 3-2 upgrades. He's got disruptors building. More gateways coming down. ShowTime's going to back away. And I do think that's leaving Clem alone at a point when he was very weak. I definitely think one big attack there could have been absolutely devastating. Would it have necessarily won? No. Clem had caught up on the army supply, but I think with another warp in, it could have been good, but I guess he doesn't want to warp in with the Prism and attack at the same time because, you know, then the High Templar can't really get in range for Psystorm, which is fair enough. Second starport's coming in now as well. 3 SCVs do go down. Looks like he storm dropped that south side. Only 5 SCVs though. Oh, Clem's going to try and trap here. ShowTime should have plenty of time to react. And he should be able to get out of here just fine. Oh no, ShowTime was not paying attention. He thought that would get out of there. Loses the prism with the 3 High Templar in it. Auto turret comes in, going to grab himself another probe. Just one for that round. +3 attack, +2 armor on the way. ShowTime's still in a good spot because he's got 13 gates, going to 15. 3-2 upgrades are going to be up way quicker than the 3-3 of Terran. The thing is, Clem is a beast in the late game as well. He's played a lot of late games against Max Specs recently. Scans come in. High Templar does get sniped. Nice move there for Clem. Here we go. Army in the south. Colossus, Stalker, Zealot, Archon. He's still got those 3 Immortals and Archon. 5 Disruptors backing it all up. ShowTime attacking from one direction right now. Trying to push forward. Doesn't really have any High Templar in this army right now as the Disruptor goes forward. Gets a few Marauders. Another Disruptor does keep Clem back. Remember, Clem's medevac count is only 6. Clem really needs that medevac energy regen upgrade the longer these fights go. Another Colossus goes down. Right now, Clem's army looks tiny. It looks so small. Massive storm! Massive storm unexpectedly comes from the south. Dive, dive, dive. Go, ShowTime. His whole army's so weak and ShowTime just lets him walk away. ShowTime is a very passive player, and as I said, he's good at getting ahead, he's good at defending, he's not good at finishing Terran players off. It's been a weakness of his for a long time, and I think that's a moment where Hero pounces and jumps on that army, mate. He's still got a Colossus alive, he's got a good force, the EMPs are pretty big, Zealot Stalker coming forward, he's going to just blink in and YOLO it. Not a bad move, but he does need those Disruptors to back him up. He's going to throw 2 Disruptor shots out, and now he probably needs to back away just a tiny bit. Does get himself a Marauder and a Ghost. He's going to run out of splash damage in a moment if he's not careful. Storms! He had a full energy High Templar just walk into the enemy army, but it did not cast its Storm, unfortunately. Disruptor shot's going out. Only got 6 SCVs somehow. Another Disruptor shot goes out to try and cover his retreat, but his army's kind of left out in the open just a little bit, and Archon will go down. The Disruptors are surviving. Getting time to refuel. Stalkers will take out the Liberators. It might be time for ShowTime to back off just a little and wait for the reinforce. Disruptor not able to get that Ghost, and he is going to be able to back away, but that was a very good fight, I think, for Clem, because he's way up in supply now. ShowTime does have a 5th base coming up. He's got good income, but one has to wonder if he let him get the time to recover. Medevac in the south side coming forward right now. Clem's coming forward in the middle at the same time, kind of cautiously poking from map control. 4 Liberators building at a time. He's got lib range and +2 ship weapons on the way, so no Caduceus reactor for the medevacs, and also just not many medevacs in general. Clem's position really is not as well set up as he'd like to be. It's only on 3 orbitals, trying to build a 5th base in the bottom right. That'll probably be a planetary fortress. ShowTime here. He's on a heavy Archon army. Very weak to EMP. If he can split the fight up where the EMPs don't land as perfectly, that'd be great. Easier said than done. But right now, a lot of Archons, a lot of High Templar, a lot of units that are weak to those EMPs. I'd love to see the Colossus get rebuilt since there are no Vikings anymore. Actually, this could be good for ShowTime. He's pushing forward as Clem moves out of position to the south side. Planetary's coming up right now. Clem is about to see this army and go, damn, how did you get there? Because he literally just moved out of the middle of the map, and ShowTime immediately replaced him. Stalker blink there. Does manage to avoid that. Marauders going down to Disruptor shots, but ShowTime does not want to push up that choke point. He's a bit too cautious of a player, and that's a good choice there. I'm not saying he's too cautious and that's bad. I'm saying he's too cautious to run up a tiny choke point like that, because that's actually so dangerous. 3-3 kicks in for Terran. The upgrades have caught up now. The upgrade advantage for ShowTime has disappeared. He's playing his whirlwind of splash damage. Storm could be great there, but look at the way Clem's confidently pushing him back now. Gets himself a Disruptor, almost an Immortal as well. Zealots do run in and do a fair bit of damage. 6 SCVs go down. Drop down here, doing some decent damage. Stalkers will blink on it and shut it down, though. More Zealots in the main base. The Liberators slowly cleaning these Zealots up, causing a bit of chaos on Clem's side of the map. Air weapon upgrades are coming in now for ShowTime, so he's thinking about a potential carrier swap. Could be a nice way to finish things off here in this game. He's on 15 gateways right now. Gets a decent first volley, but the EMP on the High Templar is always just so delicious for the Terran. Disruptor gets caught out. High Templar gets sniped. The bio trading really nicely. Oh, a storm in this army would be so good. Zealots in the back. He's also got a bunch of Stalkers warping in. ShowTime committing a lot here. He's got to get out. ShowTime, there's no way out of this base, though. Those Stalkers are going to try and run around south. Warp Prism's going to hide. He does recall a few Stalkers, at least. Blinks forward, takes out a Lib on the front. ShowTime, excellent control. Nice Storm on the bio on the right side as well. Another Storm comes down. A lot of these bio units do take a fair bit of damage. 11 Zealots. 11 Zealots are warping in right now, so it's mass Zealots and Stalkers going to hit this southern base. You can use Zealots to shift-click SCVs, And it can actually be a really good trade when you're this far ahead on the mineral bank. 15 gateways are still there. Stargate finally goes down. +2 plasma shields has started for Showtime. A lot of Liberators going to the south side. Looks like he's going to maybe go to harass with them. Could also use them to help defend this base. Clem, let's see how well he handles this. 3 libs, instant siege. SCV's ready to repair. Showtime wisely backs off. Ghost does get picked off by Storm and Disruptor Shot. Units lost up dead even for both sides. Showtime's really handling these fights very well. Clem, if he could get mass command center, he'd be good, but he just doesn't have the money. So he's only got the 3 orbitals that he's got from early in this game. More High Templar Stalker moving forward. He could blink on that Liberator position. I think busting through's the way to do it right now. But he backs away. Showtime's so cautious. The army was so far out of position. And he goes and meets him front on. It's hard to do because you don't have vision. And obviously this army is vulnerable, but I think he's going to have to play a little more fast and loose if he wants to catch Clem out of position. Or he needs to go for air. With the double Stargate Fleet Beacon coming in. Fossil Air Opens finished. That is an option. He's got to be careful, though. Disruptors are in the open. Keeps Clem back. I love the way Clem just keeps stimming a few Marines and Marauders forward, trying to take out anything that's exposed. Extra command center up there, walling off this base. Floating factory in the north as well. Clem has a defensive setup that is rock solid. And the Zealots ain't able to do anything. He's going to break the rocks and try to come in that side. Good choice, but the factory will see it. Yeah, that factory is actually very helpful. See, these guys are queued up to A moves, so these guys are going to trickle in one at a time. Mass Lib Siege. Ooh, without having Tempest ready, this is a problem. Oh no, is High Templar getting one shot? You got to give this base up. Give it up. Give it up, Showtime. I know he's trying to tax Clem for it. He's saying, well, I'm going to try and pick off some units if I can. But he is not going to be able to defend this base. He has to give it up. Mass Zealot gets in, starts to kill some barracks, which is pretty nice. But he has to give the base up, and he does eventually make that decision. A couple of Tempests starting to come in on the production tab. Zealots picking off some production over here. The engineering bay with building armor would be a nice pick off. He's going to move back forward there, realizing, hey, your libs are out of position right now. A few more High Templar would be good. There's only 2 High Templar right now, and that's something that's easy to lose track of in these games where you're building Disruptors, Templar, Immortals, Archon, Stalkers, and Zealots. Tempest coming in as well. Like, it's so much to manage. He might not realize he's only got 2 High Templar on this map, one of which has no energy right now. Liberator sieging forward, creating a no-go zone for the Protoss. A lot of infrastructure goes down. Building armor did get denied there. Oh, he's shoving it! Shoving it! Clem shoving forward. No High Templar. This is where a Storm would be amazing. But he doesn't have it. He's going to lose another base. This is a huge problem for Showtime. Disruptor shots unable to land. The Tempest slowly picking away at these Liberators, but one Tempest is just not fast enough. Zealots are on top of the production right now, but the Ghosts with the Medivacs healing them do pretty well. One Ghost does fall. Another one may go down. Probes in the south side getting picked off as well. Showtime has a Terran between him and his own economy, but the Bio Army is heavily bruised right now. He does not have any healing left here. The Tempest slowly whittling him down little by little, but Clem is going to find himself a free Nexus on the retreat. Easy decision to click that before returning home. And the Zealots on the other side, they're picking off a few depots. They're not doing real impactful damage. Showtime's income has just been smashed through the floor. It has been put way down in the dumps. And the few little pickoffs he's getting here or there is just not enough. How often do you see that, guys? 4 Liberators find a Warp Prism in the corner of the map filled with Zealots, and they do snipe it down very quickly with their +3 attack. 3 High Templar have been rebuilt in this game. Having those scattered around the map is going to be key, but since Clem regained a lot of map control, especially with a Widow Mine or Marines out here, actually, they're not Widow Mines, they're Marines, it's kind of hard to catch him off guard. These High Templar are scattered around. You can see he's got them everywhere, but it's difficult to catch your opponent off guard. Liberator does go down. Disruptor shots have been zoning, but with only a few Disruptors, no High Templar on the front, one just arriving now. Easier said than done. I'd like to see Showtime have at least 6 High Templar on his max. He's only got 3, which means the problem is when Clem gets rid of those energy, you're going to have so much downtime before you can get more energy. Stalkers on the front, 1 Tempest does go down. That Storm does very little, just scaring the Terran back and not really anything else. Ghost comes forward. He's going to try and snipe one of the High Templar, and he gets it. Oh, the lack of detection here is a real big problem right now. Gets rid of the Storm, and now there's no Storm left, which means the Tempests are getting shot down by the Vikings. The army is getting pushed back. Showtime's trying to build an Observer as quickly as he can. He's got Disruptors and Observers building. He needs more High Templar as well, but Clem picking him apart little by little. Where is the Robo, by the way? We've got 2 Robos. They are running an Observer down here just now. It's going to take a little while to get to the front. That Cloak Ghost move was really nice. Zealot's going for the counterattack once again, finding that command center still nowhere near finished. And that is going to have to get cancelled. Nice move. Zealot's kind of just chilling in no man's land, so the ghosts will look at luring those into the liberators. Extra ghosts at least being forced to cloak, if not killed outright. Zealots going up into the main base. Cloaked ghosts will eventually deal with that with their auto attack. Disruptor in the open does go down. Second disruptor fires. Tempest getting some good shots off. How many Tempests is he at, guys? 3 with a 4th one building. I think that's a decent number. About 6 Tempests is the absolute maximum you want to go for. They do cost a lot of supply. You gotta be careful with that max supply. Showtime on only 46 workers. For him, it's all about efficiency from this point. That's what's faded for him in the last 5 minutes of this game. He's now down 6,000 resources and the units lost. Being lower on workers, I don't think actually is too bad as the bases mine out. I mean, right now, this is very annoying. Definitely needs to warp in something. He sent the Tempests. Oh, he didn't want to warp in Stalkers for it. So we're having a few cannons on the edge to kill the Liberators as they fly in. Can be very nice, but you can see there's a lot of dead space on this map. +2 ship plating, building armor. 3 Vikings building at a time. And Clem, his army's wounded, but he's still on the front, man. That army is begging for some repair. There's no High Templar up here, though. One Storm on top of all those air units would be devastating, but it's just not in position. There's only 2 High Templar in this map, guys. 1 in a Warp Prism, 1 with the army itself. Stalker's blinking forward, going to take out a few ghosts. Clem was a bit too far forward, losing 2 ghosts there, but he's going to take advantage in the south. Massive bio run by in the south side. Definitely needs to get the medevac energy upgrade as well as more medevacs. 2 things that Clem has been forgetting in this game, and he's actually going to get punished pretty hard for that base snipe. A lot of his units will go down. The Zealots struggle to get on top, but the Stalkers adding their damage. A lot of Marauders went down. Nexus does get rebuilt on the left side. Storm went down. Does force the air units back. Tempest doing what they can. Beautiful spreadies for Clem, avoiding the Disruptor shots. We've got 5 Disruptors, 6 Tempests, 1 Archon, 2 Immortals, 23 Zealots, 9 Stalkers, and the 3 High Templar. 6 Vikings building at a time. He's decided, look, if I get enough Vikings, we get rid of the Tempests. I think he's overshooting, though. I think 10 Vikings is probably a little low, maybe 14 for the 5-6 Tempests. Get rid of the Prism as well. You don't want to go too high on those Vikings, Clem. You got to be careful, mate. Careful, mate. Oh. Okay. Liberated Viking bio coming forward. Tempest shots. Nice, 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 nice. Tempest trying to pull back. Okay, this is so scary because you're losing another one of your key bases. Showtime needs to defend this base. Remember, he's got bigger army supply, but he's just not able to fight right now. The Vikings doing so much damage. The Tempests are getting picked up. Another Storm comes forward with the Warp Prism falling, but he was able to unload the High Templar beforehand. The Terran army is just so well spread. Showtime is unable to pick him apart. Another Ghost comes forward, but there's Observers this time around. The Observers are starting to go down to the Vikings, though. The Zealots jumping forwards. Is Showtime doing enough? I don't think so. He's down 8,000 resources. The units lost. The Vikings are starting to fall, but those Vikings have done their job. +3 1 upgrades on the Vikings against the +1 attack Tempest. No armor upgrades on the Tempest, only 2 shield upgrades. That's why those Tempests are suffering, man. They're 200 hit points on a Tempest, guys, or 100. Is it 200? Sorry, I keep clicking the wrong thing. Yeah, it's 200 max hit points on the Tempest. And with no armor on that right now, it's really meaning these Vikings with their double attacks are doing so much. Vikings pulling back, the bio doing what they can as well. Disruptor shot does get avoided. Another Disruptor shot comes forward. Does only land on a single Ghost. Feels like Showtime's been a little sloppy with clicking those Disruptors onto a unit so that it auto-tracks. 2 Marauders and a Ghost go down. Vikings are up front. Battery overcharge trying to defend. Stalkers gunning down the Vikings. Nice defense there for Showtime. But he is so far behind in the money. You can see this base fully mining here for Clem. This one's still half mining. Clem denying this base should secure him the victory if he's able to keep doing it. He's going to float a command center forward, build turrets, take a gas, and look to maintain control of this position. Tempests are usually very good there, but it's just the lack of High Templar. I mean, it's so hard because High Templar, as good as they are, they're just so hard to have in the right position at the right time and to avoid the EMP, but Showtime's been doing a good job of it. He just doesn't quite have enough to keep up with the pace of Clem, the movement of Clem, the dodges, the avoiding all the different abilities. And one has to wonder if Showtime can fight back. From now down, 50 army supply down, no bank left. Feels like Clem, the bigger the fights got, the more libs he got on the field, the better he was trading. And still maintaining that 8,000 resource lost advantage is just so big. Look at this Ghost on the left side. He's going after the High Templar. He's just clicking on him right now. He snipes, or tries to snipe one of them. The Zealots do interrupt it. Gonna snipe again. That High Templar goes down on that left side. The Ghost finally falls to the Tempests, but Showtime just does not have what he needs to hang on in this scenario. Tempests are very good for forcing the Terran to push forward and make a play into your long-range units. but the other units just haven't been able to perform well enough. Clem is too good at avoiding splash damage. He is such a good late game player. ShowTime, perhaps missing an early mid-game opportunity to finish that game off. He played an excellent early game, as he always does, but ShowTime may be lacking the killer instinct to get the win there. All right, guys, Clem has managed to get another point on the board. He's removed ShowTime's life, and now is fighting to preserve his own life to keep him in for the next match. ShowTime in the top left side of the map, and Clem in the bottom right. Now, Clem's sending that SCV across very early. This is a proxy Reaper opening. Clicked it here. Damn, I guessed wrong. Here? Where's he building this? Or is it an engineering bay? He's clicked it here. This is where he's sending the SCV initially. He's going to build it that far back. That's pretty far away. Guess he wants to make sure it doesn't get found. Fair enough. You have to wait until the depot is finished before you can start that barracks. And... oh, I didn't even realize you could squeeze it behind the minerals there. Ah, okay, very cute. So we've got Proxy Reaper coming in for Clem. He'll go for a gas at home behind this as well. Gateway into gas, into Probe Scout. Very standard stuff here for ShowTime, who this time looks like he's going to go straight across. No, he is going to scout for the more common proxy location. That's about it. Been a while since you streamed, Basilisk, you commented. Oh, thank you, Greener Goblins. Appreciate the support, guys. Yes, we were away for a few weeks on holiday. Uploads, streaming were... well, streaming was non-existent. Uploads were intermittent. We were at the World Championships casting that, and then bam, straight back to... over to Greece from there for a lovely holiday. It was a really nice time, but I'm very happy to be back doing StarCraft. And have games like this happening just a few hours ago, just last night, and to already have the replays to cast. It's nice and exciting. Obviously, this is the Clem vs. the World show. We're going to see if anyone can take down Clem. He looked kind of mortal in that last game. I mean, that Storm Drop opening, and then with the Zealots warping in on the natural, he killed so many SCVs, did ShowTime, but see what he opts for in game 2. I would imagine it's just going to be a more standard Twilight Council opening this time around. Now he's gone for the 21 pylon. That means you go 22 second gas. This is all a very standard Cybercore first opening. And of course, ShowTime, having seen nothing except the proxy, that's all he needs to know. Going to chrono the Adept here. First Reaper comes out. It's going to have about 10 seconds to play in this main base. ShowTime shouldn't lose any probes. Max almost never does anymore. Clem's micro is incredibly good, and you're going to just have to pull away the weak probes while attacking with some of the strong ones. Uh-oh. See how he uses the Reaper Grenade to isolate a probe? Nice micro for Clem. Really nice micro for Clem, but it may cost him. No, he gets to the ledge. All right, gets himself a probe, gets out. To be fair, ShowTime didn't pull too many probes off mining. I don't think you mind. If you're like, oh, I lost a probe, who cares? He built his barracks on your side of the map, which means he can't be building a reactor until this barracks floats home, right? The factory has to build its own reactor. It's 2 Reapers and nothing else for you right now. Stalker on the ledge, Adept on the natural, and ShowTime's looking very healthy right now. He's going to go Robo first again as well. Awesome. I've been loving Robo first for a long time. I think it really simplifies this matchup, makes it much easier to play. And Hero is one of the few players who does it a lot, but it's kind of cool to see ShowTime doing it as well now. Command Center comes up on the natural expand. We've got the factory and the starport here. Reactor is finished on the factory. 2 Cyclones. Ah, okay. I think this is more of a safety thing than anything else. Yeah, you can be aggressive with a medevac and drop, but the reason why you need 2 Cyclones is specifically this barracks built so far away, you can't make Marines right now. You can't make Stim. You know, what do you have that fights? You have 2 Reapers and nothing else. So making a few very meaty units with good damage, just straight up fighting units like the Cyclones. If the Protoss surprises you with something, you'll be ready for it. Speaking of which, 3-gate Warp Prism. Wow, it's a blink, no blink build. This is a classic from 2016. When they first made the Warp Prism have ranged pickup, we realized you could just harass with like a few Stalkers and a Warp Prism and just pick up and drop the Stalkers and not really lose any of them. And use it kind of like a budget blink upgrade harass to drop in the Terran main base. Now, he's not really going to get much chance to do that in this game because he's going to have to defend the Cyclone drop. And here we go. Reapers are there. Very annoying, these Reapers. It's going to allow the Cyclone to get forward position. You do not want to fly that Prism into this. Actually, this is better for ShowTime than it is for Clem, though. Because look at that. He can just pick up the weak units. Really nice. Damage on a Cyclone, damage on a Medevac. Reapers are going to go in to try and distract. He does need to warp in at home, or at least just use the Stalker. And of course, both sides going for broke. This tends to favor Clem, the aggressive player, when both players are being aggressive, because ShowTime doesn't have much damage. That being said, his Immortal is almost here. Immortal should be able to take care of the Cyclones. The Reapers are kind of a problem for it, but no, it's fine. I just mean that it doesn't kill the Reapers quickly. So if you don't target the Cyclones, that's the problem I was talking about. Sure, it's kind of funny. There's always like, I've been doing this for so many years now, I can already see the comment just being like, what do you mean, Immortal Pizza Reaper? And I'm like, yeah. Okay, Showtime, put it away, get out of here. Get out of here, Showtime, Cyclones are coming home, get out of here. Get out, get out, get out, get out. You've done some damage, you distracted him. I don't think we want to stay here any longer. This is so dangerous, so dangerous. Oh, he loses a Stalker, nice lock-ons for Clem. Twilight Council coming in though. Second base has its full saturation. Now third and fourth gas as well. A few more Adepts warping in. Oh, is he going to dive? This feels like I'm going to dive on top. This is kind of a crazy attack for him. 4 Adepts shading in. They're going to think about going after the Siege Tank. I don't think that's going to work out though. And he is going to have to pull back. Oh, the Vikings! The Vikings are a problem! The Prism's very low. The Immortal's here as well. Random Immortal bust. Oh my gosh, you know what? Wasn't it Firefly who beat Clem with this? Or Maru in WTL? One of the best Terrans in the world died to a random Immortal push in a game. Was it WTL earlier in the season? If anyone can remember this game, link it up. Let me know what it was. I vaguely remember, I think it was one of the Chinese Protoss players, maybe Cyan. It was Cyan, randomly killed like one of the best Terrans in the world. I think it was Clem he took a map off of in one of the weekly cups. And it was just this like random 2 Sentry, 1 Immortal, Warp Prism, and a bunch of Gateway units. I think it was in one of the NA weekly cups right before the end of the season. And he just ran in and just killed him. So I think Showtime was trying to channel a little bit of that Chinese chaotic energy. Chinese players known for really creative, aggressive strategies. They're fascinating to watch because they really think outside of the box. They try a lot of very different build orders. Whilst they are heavily influenced by Korean players, they always add their own twist on everything. Alright, we've got Cyclones moving out to the left. Marine Marauder tank chilling right now. Factory with a reactor coming on up. Storm starts. Oh, hello. Very nice. So it's going to be 9-gate Storm charge. Ooh, Adept's getting caught in the open. Easy pick off there for the Cyclones to take out one of those. The other one will escape. The medevac, you might wonder, why doesn't it continue dropping? If you've been spotted just leaving the base, you know your opponent's going to be ready for you, so you always pull back. And you can see he only then doubles back around, so it's almost like a trick where he's going to probably like wait on the edge of the map for a bit, then come in a bit later when it's not something Showtime's actively thinking about anymore. But if you just continue to go drop there straight away, often you're going to run into 6 Stalkers in Blink, right? Or 4 Phoenix waiting for you or something like that. So this is just kind of classic, okay, don't do the super obvious thing. Try to keep yourself just a little bit more indefatigable. I can't say that word. I don't know why. I can say it whenever I'm not broadcasting, but the moment I hit that record or that live stream button, there are certain words where I'm like, and I'm like, man, when did I forget how to speak? I swear. High Templar with the feedback on the medevac. It does take a fair bit of damage. Stalkers on that left side as well. 4 High Templar with Storm are available. Army moving out through the middle. Clem's ready to push. Oh, almost gets the Cyclone drop, but not quite. Clem's been so good at babysitting this stuff, man. 4th and 5th Barracks, concussive shells is there. He's going to push the front with 3 tanks. 7 Marauders, 22 Marines, a couple of Widow Mines. Dude, where's the Warp Prism? The Warp Prism's just not close enough. He didn't see the move out. Oh, no. He's letting Clem get such a good position. Showtime. Oh, no. It's a big mistake for Showtime right here. He's already getting shelled. He's already lost his Immortal Barrier. Battery overcharge does go down there. He's got to flank with Zealots. There's only a few Zealots coming from the right side. He's got to watch out for the Vikings. The Vikings going to get the Prism. He can't get his Storm in range. He can't get his Storm. Oh, no. The Prism goes down. This is a disastrous engagement for Showtime. He's got 1 High Templar. Just got Storm Energy. Storm, 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 Storm. It's about to die. You got to Storm it. He does still have Storm Energy, but he never used the Side Storm. He finally uses it. Gets rid of one of those Vikings on the retreat. Showtime defends. You can imagine how different that would be if the Prism came in from one of these flanks, unloaded, and dropped the Storm at the start of the fight. Or if he simply realized the push was coming and moved forward and slowed it down. It's crazy, dude. Yeah. It's indefatigable. It's like not fatigable is what Twitch chat says. Yes! I mean, that is the exact explanation of it. Guys, did we just see a Nexus start and then immediately get cancelled? I think we did. You don't really say it like indefatigable, right? You say defatigable. Like, yeah. It'd be pretty funny if you said it that way. You know there's someone out there who's like, man, this is absolutely indefatigable. You're like, Is that how we say it? Oh, he gets a kill! Clem, he canceled the Nexus. This time he kills it. Oh, Clem is feeling himself right now. Clem is loose. He's dancing. He's wiggling and jiggling. And this is so bad for ShowTime, getting that canceled twice in a row. He's got a new prism, but remember, he doesn't have prism speed, so this is not the most fast and positional and kind of warp prism that can kind of scoop in from the sides and come in from different angles. Oh, gosh. Marine Marauder, Widowmine coming up the left side. Zealot, Immortal, Archon coming in. Watch out for the prism on the right side. Clem gets caught out. Whoa, the storms are good. Storms are really good. Storms are so good. But he doesn't have Blink. Without Blink, you can't really chase this army down. Otherwise, I would have loved to see ShowTime just pounce on him, taking advantage of how wounded everything was. There's 8 medevacs, plenty of healing for Clem. He's got a 4th command center, halfway done. ShowTime has not had a chance to reboot his 4th Nexus. It only now starts at 10.5 minutes, so even with these good fights, it's not going to be enough. The triple drop sneaks out the north. If ShowTime shoves in right now, he kills Clem. That's what Hero... This is where Hero might just randomly win a game with an A move. ShowTime, though, he's taking his time warping in, and this is where Clem may be able to sneak one by him. The Observer sees it. It's go time or it's recall time. Make your decision right now. ShowTime says it's go time. He sees the drop. He continues in with the YOLO anyway. First Widowmine not effective there for Clem. Second one is fantastic. Zealot Archon gets into the base. Meanwhile, back at home, ShowTime pulls his probes away. Very nice maneuver there for him. 4th command center should be going down. Oh! He actually pulls away. Why is he running away? I guess he's chasing the SCVs right now. He's looking for the storms. But his gateways are exposed in the main base. Luckily, his Templar Archives is elsewhere. It's in the back of his natural. He's warping in Zealots there. Units that will perform pretty well. The SCVs all managed to escape. He should kill this command center. There is no reason to let that command center escape. It does go down. But oh man, the prism goes down. He does unload some of the High Templar. But the Viking EMP combo is brutal. Nexus and a lot of gateways going down in the main base. Upgrades. +2 for Protoss. +1 for Terran. Looks like a storm landed on some of the bio. The Zealot Archon's trying to dive in. Equal army supply for both sides. ShowTime going for broke right now. Clem in the midst of this is such a psycho. He just landed his 3rd and sent his workers back to mine. If this army moves north, they will kill all those workers. But Clem is like, whatever, I need any money I can get. Probes, Zealots, and Stalkers pulling. Run away, run away. ShowTime should not fight up that ramp. That being said, he does wait for the stim to run out. The Zealots are doing okay here with the Stalkers backing him up with +2 attack. He's trying to control this ramp space right now. ShowTime, maybe now is the time to pull home. You killed 2 command centers. It's just a shame that 3rd base mining, he feels like Clem's on 1 base. And Clem's just dead right now. But Clem is not dead as long as he has the 3rd base fighting. SCVs Maynard out through the middle of the army. Clem, you savage bastard. Medevacs in the back going down that left side of the map. They sneak in behind the 4th base. Storm would be good. Where's the Storm? ShowTime. He does drop the Storm. Holds back Clem momentarily. The EMP is great, but unfortunately the Archon still goes down. The Immortal almost goes down as well. Terran units are pretty good, bro. At the same time, it looks like the full drop did go down. The half drop is still there. ShowTime's income is tremendous. But Clem's army is way better. So, ShowTime needs a bit of time. He's only mining 2 gases, which means he can mostly make Zealots right now. He needs a Warp Prism. He needs more High Templar. He needs more Zealots. 1 good Storm on this army will be a disaster for Clem. High Templar here do not have energy. They're at 65 each. Drop goes into the back of the natural. Clem is going to catch the ShowTime 4th base out in the open. ShowTime gives it up, cancels a battery, loses 10 probes. He's got some Zealots in the backside, a few Stalkers there as well. He's got to leave those Stalkers in position, which he does. 4th Nexus goes down for the 3rd time in this game. That's 2 Nexus kills and a Nexus cancel. More gateways have been rebuilt right now. I don't know if ShowTime needs that. I think he should cancel these gateways and save the money because he's got actually not that much minerals right now. You can see 3 gateways finishing. Cancel, 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 cancel. You know you want to. He's going to let them finish, unfortunately. Now, Clem did float out his main base, so he's still on 2 bases. This is the 13-1337, the elite. This is the elite 13 minute into the game 2 base Terran all in with Ghosts, Vikings, and +2 attack. This game got messy, and now weird stuff is going to happen. I think you can fight this as ShowTime if you land even 1 decent Storm. The trick for ShowTime is his Prism. He just left his Prism behind. Oh, I don't like the Prism. If he could come in with a flank with this Prism, he can crush this army. Look at the Prism. It's coming in from the left side. He's baiting him. He's baiting him. ShowTime's trying to bait Clem in. Can he land the Storm to end all storms? He doesn't want to get spotted. The split on the army is very good for Clem. Clem's kind of aware of the fact that Prism could come in, but he doesn't know about the observers that are watching him from the shadows. Marine tries to scout here. He doesn't know if ShowTime has that base on it. ShowTime's income is now lower than his opponent's. Losing his 4th base is a disaster. +1 armor comes in now. Starting up. Clem is not building SCVs because he's got 50 of them. He's not building command centers. The man got away with murder. If a single zealot had chased his SCVs up top, that would have been great. But ShowTime wasn't able to do that. A few SCVs do go down to these zealots. Zealots will trade out on 1 Marine and 2 or 3 SCVs. 2 Marines actually end up going down. The Observer does see the movement down the left side of the map. 3 High Templar with Storm waiting. 1 Viking still ready to shoot that Prism down. It'll take a while for 1 Prism to do so, though. But EMP plus a Viking volley. Prism is basically dead now. Stalker's blink forward. Zealot Archon Immortal moves forward to intercept. He's going to come forward looking for the High Templar. Stormy Storms. Oh, the Prism's gone. Prism's gone, which means EMP is super good now. He's going to move forward there. Zealots go back in on the counterattack. ShowTime with a lovely counterattack as he tries to defend his 4th base at home. Clem has a gigantic army supply lead, though. Being able to lift those command centers, giving himself the adaptability in this low economy, scrappy situation to say, hey, your economy's low enough. As long as I'm on 2 bases, I don't need to spend any money on any infrastructure, no money on extra income, just 2 bases mining away. EMP's an observer because he can't even afford to scan it. Funnily enough, EMP's his own orbital at the same time, removing its energy. New Prism being built. Prism's so important for ShowTime. He never got Prism speed in this game, though, and that's been one of the big problems he's run into. Obviously, without a Robo Bay, you can't make that upgrade, but it's one of the things that costs you the longer the series goes, or the game goes. Ooh. If he recalled, wouldn't Clem have just cleared the small army on the front and then pick up and run away here? I think you can run away on the front as well. I think once you recall, you pull back that army as well. You pull back both. So you need to recall very quickly, and then it just kind of resets the map position. You defend your main, they defend their bases, and it just goes back to a middle ground. All right, Zealots, Stalkers coming in here. Stalkers should be able to hunt this army down. Dude, he's still focusing Stalkers down. Clem, can you not be this good at StarCraft, bro? Nice, double feedback. Didn't get a Storm. A Storm would have been really good on those Marines as well, but right now, low on energy is Mr. ShowTime, and there's 4 Vikings. Those 4 Vikings, for a non-speed Prism, just can't handle this. You just cannot deal with this. This Prism just does not help. Run! ShowTime! Battery overcharge saves the day. High Templar come down. There's no EMPs left, funnily enough, but he throws like 3 Storms on the same spot. Oh no, ShowTime overcommitted those Storms. I mean, to be fair, he's down 45 army supply. Is there really a path back into this game? Probably not. But Clem now has an excellent fight on his hands outside of range. Prism goes down. Clem actually EMP'd his own ghost there, trying to hit the Warp Prism, and ShowTime has to tap out. He just doesn't have the numbers. Game 1 was really good start for ShowTime. Had his best opportunity. But Clem not only takes the point for Team Liquid, he also denies Basilisk getting a point. Preserves his life, so he's going to go straight into the next match. All right. Basilisk, Reynor in the bottom left up against Clem for Team Liquid in the top right. Cure and SERRAL eliminating each other. Now, obviously, they could both be revived, but this is the real match, right? Clem versus Reynor coming out. 2 maps. If they go 1-1, they both trade. If one of them 2-0s the other, that's a disaster for the other player's team. Reynor is opening up with a 15 hatchery, 15 spawning pool. Wait, what? Okay, for a second I got a little confused there. No, it is a 15-15. For a second I saw 13 supply, and I was like, what? But then I was like, oh no, it's just because he built the extractor. Yeah, he's doing a 15-15, which is not a bad opening. It allows you to saturate these 2 worker lines. I'm not sure if it's the greatest opening on this map. That being said, Clem's not going command center first. He's not really adjusting his build order either. I would say the one thing I've spotted in high-level play is Reapers coming in this right side and circling the base have been surprisingly annoying recently, and that's something Reynor has to keep a lookout for. Now, a lot of us have said, hey, this whole tournament has become Clem versus the world. After day 1 of the tournament, we saw Clem is still in form after the World Cup. He hasn't been getting drunk every day and showed up to the World Team League finals looking like a bloody casual. He has shown up, like, we've had this a lot in StarCraft. Someone wins the biggest tournament of their life, and then they show up to the next tournament looking a little loose. Rogue. But Clem apparently is not of that type. He has looked like an absolute monster. He's looked so good. He's looked so good. And this is all about, can you stop Clem? And we've all known that Reynor is the best chance to do this. Reynor almost beat him in the last big series they had. Arguably had a big advantage in Game 5, but Clem managed to bring it back. Now, one has to wonder, what are you going to bring out as Reynor? because Reynor's been mixing in some filthy all-ins. That's been part of his success recently, but he's also very good in the macro game. The problem Reynor runs into is the fact that Clem puts him on a timer, right? Reynor has to get damage done because Clem will rip him apart in late game. Clem has some of the best late game in the world right now. It's weird to say that, but it might be better than Maru's in this matchup, which is crazy because Maru was just the best for so long. Oh, he gets a drone! Reynor a little slow on these queens, maybe. Multiple spore tricks and a drone? That's expensive. That's a great start for Clem. So anyways, Clem's one of the best late game players. If Reynor lets it get to late game, he's screwed. Reynor is a tempo-based player. He's very good in the mid game. He can play early, late game. He cannot play end game. No offense to Reynor. He's good in end game, nowhere near good enough to beat Clem. SERRAL is a guy who's probably the best end game ZVT player of all time, and he recently got dismantled by Clem in one of those games. So if SERRAL can't do it, Reynor has no chance, but there is a big window before your opponent gets to end game. You can kill their command centers while they're building when they're trying to go up to 5, 6, 7, 8 command centers. You can roll in and blow up their 4th base with banelings multiple times. I mean, we've seen Reynor do double Nidus Worms in the back. One over here, constantly popping up Nidus Worms, running in with Lings, running in with Vipers and abducting tanks. Like, these are the sort of plays that give Reynor chances. Oh my gosh! What? But why? Is he playing Mutalisk? 2-base Mutalisk. Reynor is playing 2-base Mutalisk opening as far as I can tell. This is wild. Wow. 3rd base is being heavily delayed. SERRAL beat Clem Game 7 Pigfest. Ancient Cistern with this same build order. Oh, the drone snipe for Clem. The queen's trying to escort these drones down, but now another 2 queens. Oh, he's so annoying. Clem, you D-bag. He's going to go for it again. Reynor just can't secure a 3rd. His whole opening's a mess now. He's been supply blocked a little bit. He has to go 4 gases before 3rd base. Finally, the 3rd base hatchery goes down. My God, Clem's so annoying to play against. So good. Queens aren't on the ramp. Lings are, though. Looks like Lings plus the queens should do well here. Oh, I like that he split a Ling off to go for the weak Hellion. Should be able to kill both. Oh, he gets it. Clem tries to hit those weak Zerglings. Reynor pulls it back. Nice micro on both sides. Overlord speed is on the way for Reynor. I've got to imagine that's a mistake. I don't think there's any reason to make Overlord speed in this game, personally. Mutalisk Spire is coming down now, but it's been delayed a little bit. And it definitely feels like an awkward start for Reynor. I feel like he's starting this game from behind. Clem going 3cc into a 2-1-1, just 2 Hellions, now building 2 Medivacs. He's also already got a 3rd Barracks. 3rd Barracks, you might be wondering, why is that so early? It's because this map gives you these 3 gold mineral patches, so everything is just a little bit faster than normal. Now, Reynor quickly trying to drone up this left side as well. But man, has he lost 3 drones? 2 drones. But 2 drones plus having the hatchery denied so long, ugh. Not to mention being a little distracted, so he was supply blocked once or twice. And how many queens is he on? 5 queens. Awkward position. If Clem can just push in and start trading with Marines against Mutiling Bane early on, your creep already sucks. Like, it definitely feels like just off the opening pressure, this has been punished. And this is something I've experienced a lot. You guys know I did nothing but 15-15 for the last 6 months in this matchup. I played a 31-minute game against Clem on Crimson Court, which I was very proud of, where I was trading better than him until the 22-minute mark on Clem's birthday. I was very proud of that. I got to say, I have about 50% of the games I lose, maybe more, with 15-15s, all comes down to the 2 Hellions coming in and getting damage, or them delaying your 3rd base with a Reaper. If that happens, it's like it because the build's just so fragile. If your 3rd's already late, if your 3rd gets delayed even more, it just feels bad. It feels so bad. Clem not able to really trade too much. The creep needs to get out further. There needs to be a high priority placed on this creep, and he's going to try and ambush the Medivacs. Let's go! If he can catch these Medivacs, this will be big. Clem reacts a little bit slowly. 1 Muta goes down. 2 Mutalisks go down, but he's going to try and shoot down that Medivac. It does take a lot of damage, but he's got reinforcements behind. Can he save it? The boost runs out. The Medivac's going to go down. Siege Tank shooting his own bunker there. Siege Tank's shooting the bunker from the high ground. He does finally change targets to the Zerglings. SCV's fighting Marines trying to fight behind the mineral line. It's a Ling Muta wave, and oh my god, Reynor's getting massive damage. Reynor actually finding the damage, even though the start did not feel good for him. A massive Muta Zergling timing, and he finds good value. Despite that, he's still down 3 workers. Guys, you got to realize how bad his economy was. You may be like, where's your commentary now, Pig? You said he was behind. He's still down in workers. He's got a big army. He needs to keep doing damage. If he doesn't keep finding damage, he's dead. But if he can swarm over these Marines with the Zerglings, the tank's trying to get on top. Oh, but Clem holds the ramp. I think Clem holds the ramp. Wait, no, the Mutas are overwhelming the Marines. Are they, though? Tank goes down. Another Marine goes down. Mutalisks will pull back. And remember, Mutas can regen right now. Units Lost Tab is in favor of Reynor. He's trading really well. He's going to make a few Banelings with Bane Speed. He's trying to make double Evo, 4th hatchery on the gold, and more drones. He's got momentum right now. He's going to try and turn it into a macro game. If he can clear this mineral line with Banes and break the turret at the same time, that'd be good. I don't think he can get the turret. Yeah, just hitting the engineering bay is probably okay. I would have loved him to go around the back, pick off the gas, this SCV depot building. But getting an engineering bay is already good. Second engineering bay and armory go down behind this. Clem has been broke for the last few minutes because of these attacks swarming in. Banelings roll in, Banelings pull back. He saw a Widowmine and a few Marines, and he pulls away, but he's going to go straight back for more. Straight back for more. Oh, me, oh my. SCVs pull away, though, and Clem with some fantastic micro. What the hell, Clem? What the hell, man? You're meant to take so much more damage there. How many Mutas just died? Oh, no. I think his Mutalisks went in at the same time. He's lost 10 Mutalisks this game. He's down to 7. Uh-oh. Big mistake there for Reynor. Clem magically defending both sides at once. I think Reynor was trying to overwhelm him by showing Mutas on the left, but maybe didn't fully mean to commit to the fight. Now there's a 4th command center on the way. Meanwhile, macro hatch goes down for Reynor. I'd love to see that 5th base go up, but he just can't afford it. Only 65 drones for Ray right now. Ray is on 6 gas. He's going to go for a 7th gas on the gold base, trying to get more drones out. Mutalisk staying active, but 2-2's on the way for his opponent. He's just started 1-1. Ling Bane on the front is morphing. This Marine Scout is going to get cleaned up. Marine on the left. Going to see that gold base fully mining, and Clem, he's been sitting in his corner for a while. If there's one thing Clem's allergic to, it's defending. I got to tell you guys, keeping Clem inside his base is like having any teachers out there, any school teachers. Shout out to your school teachers trying to keep your ADHD kids in their seats, right, and focused on the lesson at hand. Oh my god, it's like Clem's like, I want to attack, I want to fight. You want to fight? I want to micro my Marines, man. I want to micro my Marines, bro. He wants to, and yet somehow this is the modern Clem that's just not moving out. He's actually, and he shouldn't move out either. He really should not move out. We've got a command center moving forward now. He just wants to chill, and that's the right call, because if he moves out and gets swarmed, you don't know how much Zerg is out there. And check this out. We can see Reynor's not on that big a work account. If you just take a 4th, you're going to be looking good in the long game. Remember, it's Reynor who's on a timer in these matches. It is Reynor on a timer, not you as Clem, and Clem is playing correctly. Marines moving over, going to start scanning that as well. Ling Bane coming over in this direction. Here we go. Medevacs need to pull back. Picks that up. It does start pulling to that side. Here we go, guys. We've got Mutalisks. Oh, Widowmine. Widowmine does land on the Mutalisks. Okay, we need an Overseer over here. There we go. Overseer does catch up. That early Overlord speed does help out with the Mutas, so you can snipe Widowmines. Still a pack of Marines and a Viking defending that left side. 4th base is established. Reynor's only on 81 workers. Reynor would like to be at 90 plus workers with much better creep spread. He's been so aggressive, his creep spread has been lacking. Reynor is famous for having perfect creep spread. That's when he's playing a defensive opening. When he's playing this aggressive Mutiling Bane opening, his attention has been elsewhere. His creep spread has been lackluster. This is not Reynor making a huge mistake. It's just something that is a feature of this playstyle almost always. Life used to play this style a lot back in the day, and he would always also have lacking creep spread because you're just so focused on trying to catch your opponent off guard. That's how it plays out now. Look at this. You don't want to go through the Sense Tower vision. He should come in from this left side with these Zerglings. He's setting up a massive Mutiling counterattack because Reynor right now knows Clem is going to push through this right side in the middle, so the Lings are going to go in from that left. Banelings rolling into these Marines. Nice move. Clem comes back. Lings immediately pull away. Great move there for Ray. 2-2 against 1-1 right now in Clem's favor. The early game set Clem up for success. I think this was a really smart build for Reynor. I think it could have found success, but it just did not get enough damage early, even though it got a lot. Widowmine's landing on SCVs. Lings in the mineral line. Nice moves right now. If you can get the reactor, that would be massive as well. Queen does go down. Gold base exposed. Mutalisks coming forward. Queen on the high ground, slowly ticking away on those medevacs. Abandoning the base is the correct call there. Give up your gold while taking out Clem's base at the same time. Widowmine gets a decent shot, but is that enough? Mutas coming in. Banelings as well. Oh, hot pickup saves 5 Marines. The hatchery hasn't actually gone down yet. Reynor's making this very difficult for Clem, but he still hasn't killed the reactor, and these Widow Mines are being a big nuisance. Oh, the Thors up front are just so tanky, especially with Widow Mines backing them up. There are currently 3 Thors on the map. Ling's still going for the surrounds on these Marines and Marauders. I love those moves. Mutalisk coming in, he's going to go for the turret. That's a huge move! Cracking open the back door, and he's going to start to suck this juicy Terran meat out of the shell. Contaminate plus snipe on the +3 armor. It did just start, but it's still nonetheless quite effective. Remember, 2-2's almost done. If you can slow down the 3-3 of Terran, you're going to keep this on even upgrades as long as possible. Mutalisk's doing pretty well right now. Now remember, Mutas do not have armor upgrades. They have no staying power. +2 is about to finish for them, but they do not have any staying power. Anytime they stand and swing with the Marines will gun them down. That being said, there's not many Marines there. It's mostly Marauder Mine. So that does limit the kind of mobile firepower. A Thor drop coming back to help defend this. A few more turrets and Widow Mines backing them up as well. Thor will push away these Mutalisks, but hasn't actually unloaded it just yet. Burrowed Zerglings blocking this base from re-landing. Clem's economy is not looking so good anymore. That being said, Reynor's map control is non-existent. He is pushed back up against the wall. He's on 5 bases, but if he loses one of these, it feels like it's still very good for Clem. Clem not going to give him any room to breathe. Massive Mutalisk counterattack will hit the rally. Widow Mines. Oh my gosh, good pullback by Reynor. Reynor loses a hatchery. He's back to 4 base against the Terran, who's taken a new 4th on the right side. He takes a dump on his command center. Reynor! Man! Those Italian manners right there. Mutalisk's going to come in. He will take out the turret with 1 shot. Oh, does take a shot to the face. 2 Mutalisks do go down, but he splits, so the splash damage isn't too frightful. And oh no, going back to mine is Clem. Clem with a big doo-doo there. He's going to lose himself a bunch of SCVs. Oh, Widow Mine does fire, but it was on a Mutalisk that already died to the Marines, so it didn't actually land in the pack of units. 10 SCVs go down. Lings on the right side do fall. There's Widow Mines everywhere. These Widow Mines are a big problem right now for Reynor because they're scattered all over, and it's creating passive map control for Clem, making it difficult for Reynor to reestablish control. Reynor rebuilding 2 hatcheries right now. He's got a hive started up. Remember, it's equal upgrades right now, which is huge. He's got Flyer Carapace coming in as well. Mutalisk coming in behind. There's so many of these Widow Mines, man. He's going to take out a few more Widow Mines before they can fire. Back at home, Lingbane trying to roll through the Marauder Thor. They're actually doing a surprisingly decent job. The Zerglings are trading with the Marauder Thor quite well, but whenever the Marines come forward, that's when it's bad for the Zerglings. You need Banelings. Cancels the hatchery and instant rebuilds it. Stylish moves here for Reynor. 1 Widow Mine does land, though. Smears a bunch of his Lingbane. Mutalisks on the backside. He's only got 24 of them. He did lose quite a few. Ghosts are starting to come out as well. Clem is on a 5... It looks like a 5-base setup, but remember, he still has not got this base down. I think he's floating one down from the back right now. Oh, he's going to deny the gold base once again. Reynor's got to be careful. Lingbane comes forward. Widow Mine does not able to fire there. Other Widow Mines looking ready to fire. Clem keeps changing targets with those Widow Mines. This is something Clem does better than any other player in the world. It is changing targets with Widow Mines. And for those... Okay, Lingbane coming forward, going back. Going back. Banelings are there. Marauders, Marine, Ghosts, and Thors doing what they can. Remember, these guys are both in Europe. They'll actually be playing with the best ping ever. Even better than what they would have played at the World Championship, just due to the server being even closer to them, and they're in Europe. Lingbane rolling in and out. Hive's done. Hive's done. Guys, what's he going to do with the Hive? Can he afford 3-3? Oh, Muta's on the right side. Muta's on the right side. He gets in there. Reynor's going to kill a planetary potentially on the left side. Clem's given up on that base. He's not even focusing on the gold right now. The Mutas get the planetary for just a few Mutalists. 9 SCVs go down as well. And Clem does not even snipe the gold hatchery. To be fair, is it the most important? Not necessarily, but oh my gosh, 5 burrowed Banelings. Okay, oh my gosh. Widow Mine just took out another Mutalisk. There's a Thor nearby. Turrets as well. Take out the turret. Go for the upgrades maybe in the back, or maybe the reactors. Reactors would be really juicy. If he could snipe a few reactors, that would really slow down Clem's production abilities. Meanwhile, those burrowed Banelings in the middle just kind of waiting for it. Reynor's creep spread non-existent. His map control relatively non-existent, but he starts 3-3 in Adrenal Glands. I'd love to see an Ultra Cavern in this sort of game, but with the Marauder Ghost count so high, it really is not going to do anything. It's one of those things, when you've got spare money, you go for it. He does not have spare money. Nice spready on those Zerglings coming in once again. Mutalisk coming the backside, cleaning up so much stuff, dude. Mutalisk harassment is something that Clem does not play against that much. You gotta realize, yes, Clem's like the reason people stop playing Mutalisks to a certain extent is he's so good, but he hasn't had that much of a chance to practice against it recently. Meanwhile, Reynor's harassment is insane, but he's down to 19 Mutalisks with 2-1 upgrades. He's got +3 attack on the way right now. He will need more armor upgrades. Oh, the Mutalisk going down. At least he can take out those mines, the SCVs, so I think it's actually worth it if you kill the command center, but he runs away there knowing that there's new Marines nearby. He's spending so much money on Mutalisks. Is Ray as Clem maintains control of this center ridgeline, and that's a big problem. The center ridgeline, having so many Widow Mines across it, that's where things start to suffer. How do we ever get control of the center of the map? How do we ever get creep spread? We just can't. Burrowed Banelings on the south there, but Clem diverting to the north is actually very frustrating for Reynor, who was hoping those Burrowed Banelings would find big value. There are Marines on top right now. He's going to go for a massive fight. Big Ling Bane battle on the top side of our screen right now. The Mutalisks taking big shots from the Thors and the Mines. Ling Bane rolling forward. Remember, it is 3-2 against 2-2 right now. Adrenal Glands is done, but only so much happens there. The burrow snipe happens after the scan as the Marauders and the Marines realize they were standing on top of Banelings the whole time. Mutalisk does go down to the Widow Mine. The Lings and the Banes are just not in great enough numbers. Or are they? Ling counterattack gets 24 SCVs on the right side of the map. Holy crud! He's got a massive reinforce of Zerglings. These fights did not feel great for Reynor, but Clem's actually out of cash. His whole army's medevacs. It's 93 army supply of medevacs right now. He just lost like 4 medevacs, and he's still got 11. He doesn't have the numbers to deal with the Mutalisks. The Mutalisks on top of the rally could be big, but remember, it's only 2-1 for these Mutas against 3-2 on the Marines. There is no +3 armor, which does matter quite a lot for those Marines. Oh, the Widow Mines in the center of the map are so painful. You need the Overseer as well. Reynor has only got 1 Overseer. It's with his Mutas. He does not have an Overseer with his Lings. He's going to keep hitting that right side, though. His 3-3 is about to kick in. Mutas fighting. They're so damaged. Get out of there. Get out of there. He does pull back. Widow Mine clearing even more. He needs to get rid of this stuff. If Reynor can get rid of those Widow Mines in the center, he'll be good. But right now, you can tell Reynor is feeling the adrenaline. Reynor's ahead in this game, but he hasn't had creep spread or map control for a long time. Look at his vision. Do you know how uncomfortable this feels as a Zerg? Guys, this feels awful. He doesn't have that much income either. Even though he's done massive damage, his opponent's on 37 workers. He's barely ahead in the income. He needs a hatchery either here or up here in the top. So either bottom right or top middle. And he's going to keep doing Ling counterattacks while trying to find a way to get control. But the fact that he's only got 2 Overseers and he hasn't cleared up those middle Widow Mines is really worrying me. Mutalisks on the right side will be so effective, though. There's exposed Widow Mines here. He can easily kill that. Takes out that one before it fires. There's nothing defending this base. A few Widow Mines on the left. The command center gets sniped. Such a powerful move. Clem did not have time to stop to repair that. Ling's here taking a big Widow Mine hit, but every time he hits that worker line, the value is just sitting there to be taken. 3-1 upgrades on the Mutas. 3-3 on the melee carapace. The lack of +3 armor is huge, man. He needs +3 armor, does Clem, but he's so broke right now. He's so busy dealing with Reynor's BS. And this reminds us once again why Reynor is the only player in the world that can go toe-to-toe in the multitasking dance with Clem. Because Reynor is finding a way to put Clem on the defensive, but he's also defending, attacking, multi-pronging, and saying, you need to react to me. You might look unstoppable when I sit back at home and play defensive, but what if I'm also forcing you to react to me? Because StarCraft, anyone can look like a god when they're playing with all the advantages, when they're the one in the driver's seat, when they pick where and when the fights happen. But you try and have the same results when you're on the defensive, when you're having to adapt, and suddenly it becomes much harder. And right now, Reynor's the one who's struggling. The Mutalisks do not have an Overseer with them, which is really hurting him. He could have killed that command center, but because he can't snipe the Widow Mines, he needs to get Overseers on that left side. You can see he split these 2 Overseers. No, he brings them back. Okay, no, they're with his Mutalisks. These are on the Mutalisk control group, which he's desperately needed for a while. He's going to rotate Ling Bane to attack the left side, and his Mutas are going to go up the right side, cleaning up the Widow Mines. He's got to clear this middle of the map, but he doesn't know that the army's not there anymore. So he's going to go around the right side when actually going through the middle, then rotating to the right is, I think, the better call for him. Marine Spotter sees the Zerglings. Hatchery in the very top going up. No hatchery in the bottom just yet. Reynor is fighting like an absolute hellspawn. He's got an Infestor in the middle of the map. A pervy boy scouting everything. He's going to take out a gas there. Will he take out the Widow Mines? He definitely could dive on him. Takes out both of them. Nice move. Only 1 Mutalisk for a turret, 2 Widow Mines, 2 SCVs. Fantastic plays there for Ray. Ling Bane in the left side. There's plenty of Bio Thor there. Clem is expecting it. He knows there's Lings up there. He's expecting a counterattack. +2 flyer armor coming in. Reynor wants to hit the +3 armor Mutas. He's got 32 Mutas. That's an insane Mutalisk count. Bunch of Zerglings do get cleaned up. This is why Reynor needs to take these 2 bottom hatcheries. Right now, Reynor not retaking the center of the map is a big problem because now he's forced to fight into this choke point. He's going to go the right side again, but there's plenty of Marines there. I don't think you can fight that. He might be able to, actually. He's got so many Mutas. 32 Mutas against about 16 Marines. Probably works out. You got equal Mutalisks with their Marine count. You know, Mutas have like more than double their hit points. They do a decent bit of damage. Fungal! The double Fungal from behind gets the Widow Mine friendly fire, but the Ling Bane did not micro forward. So even though Reynor takes a very good fungal, I don't think it's enough. Muta's going the right side at the same time. There's plenty of Marines and Mines there. He does hold the position, but he threw the second fungal maybe a little bit too early. Top hatchery's up, but Reynor needs to reestablish center control. This is the problem Reynor's run into in this map. He's never reestablished center control, and until he does that, he will be in a very vulnerable position because Clem's back up to 50 workers right now. Clem has 4 orbitals, 2 planetaries. Ling Bane coming forward. Oh, okay, the Widow Mines are getting taken out by the Banelings, which is probably good. Clem's still not clearing these Widow Mines. He's finally taking this hatchery, but I really feel like if Reynor doesn't get rid of those Widow Mines, you're going to see no creep respreading. I mean, he's trying to get a few tumors, I guess, but with no creep respread, like all of the normal Zerg advantages do not exist. This is a Zerg who's in such a vulnerable position because that Clem's obviously also very vulnerable, but it feels like Reynor's had momentum for a while, and because of these Widow Mines in the center of the map and him not reclaiming this territory, he hasn't quite been able to convert off it just yet. Mutalisks dive the back, they take a Widow Mine shot, they take out the other Widow Mine before it fires from the looks of it, since they've only taken 40 splash damage. There are Liberators trying to fight them now, but another orbital snipe. There's only 3 orbitals for Clem, he's screwed. If you get Lurkers, he's actually dead, because he just can't reveal them. Like, he just has no way of revealing them. That's not really something that's on Reynor's radar right now, though. That's not really what you think about in this position. Ling Bane rolling forward. Remember, there's still no +3 armor for the Marines, but they're not really getting hit by any Zerglings, and that was a bad fight for Reynor. He's down 7,000 resources in the units lost. Has to cancel this hatchery. As long as he has the top one, that is okay, but reclaiming center control is finally going to happen, and this is so good for Reynor. Reclaiming this control, trying to get some more creep out, retaking these bottom 2 hatcheries could be massive. And I love the way his Mutalisks are abusing this left and center side of the map. That's going to allow you to potentially bust the bottom with Ling Bane, or maybe even just swing all your Zerglings around. I think Dark right now, if he was playing this game, he'd do this. Every single Muta and maybe 3/4 of your Ling Bane can just shove into the production because you know he's got a lot of units down here. Now, I would not expect Clem to have so few units down here. I thought most of his army would be in the south. Burrowed Banelings just took out a bunch of Marines there. Nice moves, very slick moves there for Reynor. Now, Reynor's actually rotated his Mutas back to the bottom right, realizing, hey, okay, you're going to push the top, I'll push the bottom. You push the bot, I push the top. You push the top, I push the bot. And the whole army, that was an F2. Clem's panicking. The pressure he's been under, you can tell he's panicking a little bit right now, because he normally doesn't F2 in this late game scenario. It can be good, but oh no! Reynor not watching! The Mutalisks start to get shredded. A few snipes go down as well. Many more Mutalisks do go down. That's a total of 56 Mutas have died in this game. This hatchery is going to get cancelled again. It's a problem. Widow Mines continuing to fire on all these units as well. Dude, I don't know what you do here. What do you do here as Reynor? I think you have to get Infestors speckled across the map. There's only 3 orbitals. You have to keep trying to get Lings in the south and then rotate your army up here. He needs to basically be the one picking the fights. If he just crushes this whole army into the production and then sends the rest into the southern base at the same time, it's not a planetary on the bottom. But you have to go. You can't be defending as Reynor. Reynor needs to attack. The answer is to attack, but he's letting himself get pulled into a defensive stance. If he rolls in with this Ling Bane, he kills all the production and wins this game. Reynor needs to take what feels like a risky play, but will be the successful game-winning play if he goes for it right now. Goes to a sniping. He's going to try and fight. The Lings come in as well. He takes out the Widow Mine. Beautiful move, syncing up some Zerglings with the Mutas. That was the play he needed to make. He just lost his hatchery in the bottom, but it doesn't matter if he clears out all of your production. He's going to ambush the army coming home. A wild choice for Reynor and not the correct one. Good choice to pull back for him. Good choice to pull back. That bought him a bit of time. If he can hit the bottom base, that's where he needs to go at the same time as this, because these Mutalisks can dance up here for a long time. He's going to get the Ghost Academy, a bunch of reactors, a bunch of other things. He's doing so much. The Ghost Academy goes down. I'd love to see him pick off these reactors or these back barracks on the way out. A couple of Overseers will get sniped down. One of them does survive. The Ling Bane down the bottom is going to be big. A bunch of Lings in the mineral line. Banelings rolling towards the base. The Lings in the mineral line doing big damage. Barracks that are rebuilding will get caught out as well. Banelings with massive detonations. And Reynor playing some truly excellent StarCraft off of a 2-base Mutalist build that did not honestly look like it started well. He lost a drone. He had his 3rd hatchery denied multiple times. Burrowed Zerglings in the back of the main. The Ling Bane all over it. Clem here on post-youth is being outmaneuvered by a Reynor who has not focused on standard macro, on creep spread, or any of the fundamentals for the last 15 minutes of this game. He has focused purely on stabbing you in the back. Oh my lord, holy mine of all Widow Mines. Clem just got an Omega Mine there. Just cleared out a Mutalisk and 40 Zerglings. Oh my lord, he loses the top hatchery as well. He's out of income. No, Clem, if he had a base mining right now, it's game over, but losing that base might actually be devastating. He's going to dive on top. The Lings are here with the mutas, though. That could be a devastating blow. He gets a full medevac. He gets another medevac. The medevac count is dropping. The Marines are going down, and that will be the game-winning maneuver there for Reynor, the absolute Chad Gamar. That's right, guys. He passed the Gong Jabbar because he is the Chad Gamar. The man is a gamer who's got Chad in his blood. He's got incredible, dicey, interesting, creative plays in his blood, and I love to see it here. 15-15 into mutas. It's a throwback from a year. Was it? I don't even think it was the final Pigfest. I think it was the one we did before. I think it was 2 Pigfests ago. I would need to check the video. SERRAL did the exact same opening on a very different map, Ancient Cistern against Clem. Blindsided him with the mutas and just kind of schooled him. This one did not start well for Reynor, and yet he still made it look very good. Those burrowed banelings. I mean, it's burrowed banelings, it's counterattacks, it's mutalisk attacks. Who needs to spread creep perfectly? Another burrowed baneling goes in, and he is all over it. Where are you flying to, boy? Where are you flying to? Liberator's going down. Clem is still looking so annoying. It's like, don't get me wrong, he's dead, but he's making it so hard, and this is the new Clem. This is the Clem that never gives up, never goes down without a fight, never stops trying. And this is once again a reminder why Reynor truly is the best Zerg vs. Terran player in the world right now. Very nice game for Reynor, getting a point for Basilisk and removing Clem's life. Holy crudsicles, ladies and gentlemen. Reynor smashing face there. Let's turn that score line around. Reynor now on the bottom left side of Crimson Court. A pretty tough map. And Clem in the top right. Now, does Reynor try and take this purple gas? Does he do something wild with it? I don't know. I know he loves that against Protoss, but I'm not sure what he's going to pull out here. Now, Clem, Twitch chat told me, they said you should have seen live on the stream, they had player cameras for this match. And actually, apparently Clem punched his table at the end of that game, which is crazy. I think when you get hit by like 14 burrowed banelings and the mutalisks are just flying in circles, picking off command centers like that, it's kind of tilting. But apparently he had a bit of a punch to the table. If anyone can find the link to that in anyone's video of it, let me know. Otherwise, I could, after this game, quickly look up the... I can go find the feed and find that point. Maybe we can show it. I normally don't like casting off the live feed, and even though the YouTube video is still there afterwards, because the quality is just way too low. And obviously I like to record in 4K, so, you know, if you're recording straight from the replay, 4K, it looks pretty good. If you're recording... someone else is recording, you're not only double encoding, but you're doing it off their pretty low bitrate, 1080p one is just not the same. Anyways, trying to mine out that left side. Link speed is on the way. Zerglings, there are 4 of them out. These 2 pulling back. You don't want to lose anything. And looks like this is going to be a bit of a better start for Reynor, as he hasn't lost any units just yet. That being said, Clem is kind of famous for getting multiple kills at the start. Gets himself 1 Zergling and does pull back. Nowhere near as much damage as last time. Oh, drone in the open. But he goes back to mining. If the Reaper went in there, that would have been a bait. It would have got caught by the Queens and the Zerglings. Oh, he's trying to get himself another one. Okay. 3rd command center goes down. No surprises there. Clem does this pretty much every single game. As once again, it's Lair and 8 Zerglings. Oh, I don't know about this, guys. 2 base muta, 2 games in a row. Is this actually solid? You know, this is such a Reynor thing to do as well. He must have just figured out that this works. This must be something that he's just discovered. Hey, I can do this, and it's a different flow, and I get to go first. I don't have to sit there defending all game. I'm so curious to see how this goes. Oh, okay. Reaper goes down. Good catch there. I think that's really good because the Reaper is so much more powerful when it pairs up with the Hellions, because it can bounce the Queens, it can regenerate, allowing the Hellions to poke in and out a bit more freely. Behind this, we are seeing a 2nd gas on the natural. Starport Tech Lab, so it looks like a very standard Hellion Banshee opening. Hellions trying to get in. They ain't going to find anything. Still no 3rd base just yet. And this is the thing, is right now, Clem doesn't know that 3rd base isn't down, right? Because he hasn't been in there for a long time. We're seeing... Oh, it's a Queen Zergling all in. He's going Overlord speed. He's not going for Mutalisks, guys. Oh, I love it. He's gonna move in with an Overlord from the left. He's going to try and drop up there. Wait. What are these guys doing? Has he got 2? Oh, he's got 2 Overlords heading in that direction. Okay. They're both morphing into Dropper-Lords, are they? Where are they? Oh, the 2 at home. He's morphing 2 Dropper-Lords at home. These are going to load up the Queens. He's going to go across with 3 Queens. Problem, if he doesn't have an Overseer, which he didn't have last time he did this all in against Clem on Amphion, then he could lose multiple units to the Cloaked Banshee before the rush fully gets going. We'll see what happens. He's going to drop Lings in the corner of the main as well with these. So it's 4 Dropper Lords, which is pretty expensive. Only 26 workers. Clem sees the drop coming. He knows it's coming. It's been spotted. There we go. 16 Zerglings will drop in the back of the main. Those guys running into the main base is where massive damage could happen. And he gets his Hellions surrounded. Clem! Oh no! He was not expecting the Lings to hit so suddenly. 2 Hellions get surrounded. And the Lings, look at the way the Lings are trying to surround, but the SCVs block very well. They go down pretty quickly though. You don't want to clump those Lings for the Hellion splash though. Hellions are starting to fall right now. And there we go. The double drop inside the main base is about to happen. The Hellions are almost all gone, guys. There's only 2 Hellions left. The Queens are here. Where's the Overseer? The Cloak isn't ready. You don't even need the Overseer if the Cloak isn't ready. There's nothing able to get inside the bunker. Transfuse goes down. Lings in the main have torn apart the worker line. Already 28 workers have gone down. Reynor 2-0-ing Clem with some spicy strategies. And oh my lord, Basilisk's Reynor, the man they were relying on to take down Clem, does it in stylish fashion. All right. An amazing performance from Reynor knocking out Clem. Now having to take his 3rd base as his natural because he's playing a cheeky Protoss player. Skillous coming out, the last non-revived player for both sides. When either side loses this next player, you know, you got to realize SERRAL and ShowTime both have already lost their life. Clem, just a big loss for Team Liquid, as well as Cure have lost their life as well. So it is currently 2-2 in terms of overall points. Now, this is going to be a 2-match series. If Reynor wins 2-0, obviously that's 3-2, and they're going to have to start reviving. They're going to have to basically bring Clem out again. Reynor will stand. If Skillous can take 1 map here, it's so vital, because if he takes 1 map, removes Reynor's life, that's like you're both having to revive. Probably Reynor versus Clem, since Reynor's the best versus Clem, and Clem is by far the best player on their team as well. Oh, I don't like this wall off, guys. You know what I don't like about it? The choke point's on the outside. The choke point should always be on the inside, usually, because it's closer to defend your base. Whereas if he comes up with a bunch of roaches and stuff, he can just kill your unit in the wall, run straight in. Whereas if he has to run on the inside of your wall, it's much more dangerous. It's harder to get in and out. Now, the reason he's done this is because this way you can have a nice, thick choke point, way easier to put an Adept or a Zealot in the right position. Whereas up here on this little pointy corner is where we've seen 1,000 units run past Hero's unit when it's misplaced many, many times. Now, Skillous has played a pretty good opening. He's harassing with his probe. We should be seeing the Adept not get chronoed. Okay, full eco opening for Protoss. So this means Protoss is just going to go for the Stargate, make Oracles, not really commit to the Adepts until they get 2 Adepts to actually join up on the other side of the map with the Oracle. And Reynor's going to have, of course, a free pass to drone for this early game. 4 Lings, 2 Queens, and Ling Speed on the way. Reynor sees all this because he sees no Chronoburst on the gateway, so he knows this is the economic opening for Protoss, where you really need to make sure there are no supply blocks, no mistakes as the Zerg. 32 Hatchery goes down. We should be seeing an Overlord and a 3rd Queen immediately after that, and already we do. And look at this early Creep Shimmer as well, which I love. Allowing your Queens and Lings to move out front to defend your bases. This makes such a big difference. First Adept, it's a slow Adept. It really doesn't achieve much, right? Doesn't arrive that early. It's not that scary. He could poke around with it, but unlikely to get any real damage. Just kind of forcing Reynor to play safe. Now, Reynor did build those 2 Overlords. He's going for a 4th Queen incredibly early, which is the safest way to play here. I used to often try and delay that next Queen until about 325, squeeze a few more drones out. Gotta tell you, if you don't get these Queens out early, the combination of 2 Adepts and an Oracle is very hard to deal with. That Oracle about to pop out. There is a Stalker at home, which can deny scouting. Overlord sees everything, though. Skillous only now sees that Overlord. And the Adept, cancelling the shade there, just hanging out in the choke point is that Adept, and the Oracle comes forward. Stalker will start picking that off. I think it's worth leaving the Oracle here to provide high ground vision, as the 3rd Nexus does go down. Now, for those who don't know, Skillous is a very good player, but as a European Protoss player, he's naturally weak to Reynor. Reynor has mastered anti-European Zerg vs. Protoss. Anti-non-hero ZVP, right? Reynor's ZVP, if he's not playing hero, is god tier. When he's playing hero, he looks like a kind of bad ZVP player. It's like the difference is unreal. Hero, just Reynor can't get a read on him. And Hero's flexibility and range as a player, the fact that he can play the cheesiest, silliest build ever one game and then just play the greediest macro game the next, that's something where I really think Reynor struggles because he can't get a handle on him as a player. But if Skillous is a bit too predictable, Reynor will definitely have a good time in this series. 3 more gateways on the way. It's going to be 4 gate and a quick Twilight. I imagine this is resonating glaives, but it could be a quick blink. Ooh, it is a quick blink. Hello. It's going to keep him safe against any sort of potential queen walk. Adept getting surrounded. That's a massive catch for Reynor. Big mistake there for Skillous, leaving that Adept in the open. Always meant to leave these Adepts in the correct position, but there we go. Some warp-ins will be nice. Oracle actually turns on the laser. Wow. Good micro. Does get himself 2 or 3 Zerglings. Not too bad. And he is going to fly across with those 2 Oracles now, see what other value we can get. Lairs on the way as well as a Roach Warren. Because there's an Evo Chamber, we know it's not a big commitment to an all-in. Like, Reynor is basically playing a macro game. Anytime you see an Evolution Chamber, a Forge, Engineering Bays, it's a big sign that the player wants to play a much longer game. Drone gets picked off by the Oracles. They fly into the next base as well. It's a total of 2 drones. Nice harassment for Skillous. 2 Adepts coming in the left side, or the right side. North side? The north-right side. That's a weird way of saying that. Just mix up our directions a bit. Oh, we just got another drone! Oh, that's cute. Skillous, you nasty boy. Is he going to get another? No, don't go for it. Keep it in your pants, mate. Okay, Skillous will back off. 4th base only down at 540. Great moves there for Skillous. Skillous, he's got Mass Stalker coming forward now as well. 4-gate Stalker. He's already got 9 Stalkers. Blink is not quite done. Oracle's turning on their lasers. Oh, that Oracle derped out a few times there. I think it was trying to shoot the wrong target. But yeah, basically because Blink wasn't ready, the Zerglings get a Stalker. You see that this pressure's coming, and Mass Ling immediately building for Reynor. It's not a huge commitment. Skillous will go double Forge and look for a 4th base behind it. The problem with the modern version of these styles is it's very hard to secure that 4th base. He's going to send a few Stalkers over there, but with only 4 gateways, if you don't send your Oracles home, Reynor, he needs to go around that right side with these Zerglings right now. Yeah, he's going to do it. This is the move. Because if they Stalker pressure you and you keep denying their 4th, it makes the Protoss way more all-in than they want to be. Look at that, though. He anticipates it. Great move by Skillous. He knows exactly what Reynor's going to do, and he's going to be prepared. He's going to pull back to a defensive stance and say, okay, I don't need to kind of force the issue aggressively. I can just chill out. Stalker in the choke point. And these Zerglings not going to be able to find anything. 2 hatcheries building, both a 4th and a 5th hatchery at the same time. We've also got OV speed and 11 roaches as well as roach speed. This looks to me like it's going to be a queen German taxi, right? 4 queens in an overlord, a ton of roaches, ravagers, Zerglings, usually hitting at about 8 minutes with a maxed out or close to maxed out Zerg army. Now, if you build cannons and batteries, that's all well and good. It won't help you defend over here, though. This is actually the weaker area, and he's going to go Psystorm Blink, which can defend this army, but I always feel like if you're going Storm, 4th base, double upgrades, Blink, Charge, static defense up here, I really feel like your natural, where so much production, economy, and infrastructure is so vulnerable. The Dropper Lord's going. He's going to load 4 queens into that. The roach production is still going. 23 roaches out, 4 more building. Massling's coming in behind. Now, he's swapping to Ling production because he wants to start making ravages. Reynor does have an infestation pit, so he is thinking about the next step, but he's 100% already thinking about making many ravages to support this big Roachling army. That being said, he's not made any just yet. Not a single ravager in this game. Going to attack on both sides at once. Roachling on the left, Roachling on the right. Skillous might have the numbers to defend this, actually. Oh, but he just one-shots the Stalker in the choke point. This is what I was talking about with that opening. It is a little vulnerable here. Stalker's blinking back very nicely. Right side base, though, is under assault. Oracles need to turn those lasers on. If they can, maybe they can defend. Storm is available. He's going to drop a few Storms, but they're only hitting a few Roaches as the fight's already set up. 4th base can maybe survive. No. Big army on the left as well. Stalker Storm trying to defend there. It looks like Skillous with his micro is actually fantastic hold on the left, but he loses the 4th base and 8 probes on the right. And because this wasn't an all-in, Reynor's got a hive, he's got Hydra production, 74 worker, 5 base Zerg behind it, and he finds the window. If he hit even a little later, I don't think this would have been good for Reynor at all. But he hits just in time to find the damage, slows down Skillous quite a lot. Let's also check how many units died. Only 7 Stalkers. That's kind of a problem for Reynor. I think Skillous is actually fine. Like, Lurker Tech's coming in, but I mean, he's taking this. He needs more gas, yeah. I wouldn't mind even a 9th gas geyser here for Reynor, just with how gas-heavy the Lurkers are. His opponent's still on Stalker Storm, which is no good up against Lurkers. No Robo even started. The Stalkers, though, are getting aggressive, and if they can trade before you get to those Lurkers, they may find the window. But look at this, Roach Hydra Link coming around the left side. Oh, God. Oh, he tries to blink recall, but that means so many Stalkers get left behind. That's a real bummer there for Skillous. These Stalkers getting massacred. Wow. That is really bad for Skillous. Really bad for Skillous. Did he lose his oracles? Why weren't they there providing vision? He should have seen that the flanking units were coming. He's going to go second Stargate Fleet Beacon and try to get Tempest out to defend the lurkers, but suddenly Reynor finds himself at 87 workers. Massive income lead. Skillous' fourth base still not rebuilt. Reynor's got map control. He's got an income advantage. The question is, what does he do with this advantage? He's going to take that 10th gas I was talking about. No double lurker den, which I like to see. He's going seismic spines here, which is fantastic. +2 range on those lurkers, going from 8 to 10 makes them an impressive siege unit. If these Tempests were already out, they could counter it, but they're not available just yet. He's going to be going forward with some oracles. Does he notice the rocks going down? I'm not sure he does. The Stalker Storm should be getting forward to get in front and storm this army down. But look at this. Mass Roachling counterattack is going to hit the natural. There's a cannon, a Stalker, and a few Zealots there. A battery behind it as well. But on that right side, you got to move those High Templar forward to zone this out. The Zealots do get surrounded. Oracle on the left can turn the Oracle Beam on, which could be very effective in defending this. Yeah, especially with 2 Oracles, a cannon, and a battery, he does A-okay. Oh, creep on the front side. Dude, that's crazy. Creep plus the Lurkers means you can transfuse these bad boys. Very nice play here by Reynor. Double Tempests are out. 2 more are building. +1 air weapons as well. Skillous cannot stand and fight in range of those Lurkers. If he does, he's going to be really struggling. Storm's going down. Ooh, High Templar and Stalker's going a little far forward, though. He's got to pull back. He's still in range. He's still in range. He's still in range right now. Skillous is getting wrecked. Roachling running in. Storm on the right side's fantastic. The Roachling just bypasses on the left side, though. They are going to be so very good in this game, man. Roachling getting in. At the same time, the Lurkers have sieged on the base. Skillous' whole army just moves onto it. Oh, no. The Tempest will eventually kill everything, but at what cost? Ling Roach in the main. Ling Roach in the natural. And that is a beautiful game won between Reynor and Skillous. Reynor takes the map. Smooth, calm, and controlled. All right. Skillous has another chance now to take a map and tie things up, but little does he realize he's being 12-pulled. Reynor, oh no. And Skillous isn't scouting. Oh no! Now, technically you can defend this, but usually people say this is basically like a free loss. You can technically... Oh, he's going to pull the drones as well. Oh, it's GG. Oh, no. Oh, he didn't scout. He's like, well, okay, beating Reynor is so hard. I need the greediest start I could possibly do. Oh, no. Oh, man, his heart's going to sink, guys. Let's watch this from Skillous' camera. This is Skillous' camera. He's about to get vision in 3, 2, 1. And he goes, oh, God. Oh, man. Cancels the gas, builds a pylon, cancels the Nexus, chrono boosts the Zealot. It's a quick reaction. He's going to pull all the probes. He has to defend the gateway. Otherwise, if he can't get Zealots out, he's screwed. He's trying to mineral walk through. Oh, I think this is a good choice to like only fight in the choke point or something. He's going to try and protect the pylon from the other side. He needs another pylon here, though. He's going to try and fight that. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, man. He's already lost so many probes. And what's he killed, guys? 1 Zergling. And the Zealot. I mean, the Zealot pops out. At least it doesn't die there, which is good. Maybe he can get a second Zealot out. Oh, Probe's getting a good fight. Probe's getting a good fight. Reynor getting a little sloppy on that right side. But the Lings do so much damage. The Lings are going to kill everything. The Gateway's going to die before the Zealot gets out. Skillous has to tap. Oh, Reynor with a bit of a gamble. But I love it. This is the new Reynor. Reynor not only takes out Skillous' life, he preserves his own as well. Which means he gets to stay in and they're forced to use their revive on Clem. All right. Well, Clem in the bottom left side is forced to be revived. And you know what, guys? If he doesn't 2-0 Reynor, he's screwed. Reynor 2-0'd him before. They're going back on a Crimson Court. Opposite spawns this time. Reynor at the top, Clem at the bottom. But remember, if he wins this map, cool. He'll bring his score up to 3. But then if Reynor wins a map, it's 4-3, game over. Best of 7-1 for Basilisk. Clem needs to 2-0 Reynor right now. The player that is the best against him. And if he manages to 2-0 Reynor, you know what happens? Reynor gets revived and they play again. And then if it goes 1-1, both sides are going to revive someone that's not Reynor and Clem, which is really bad for Liquid because you're going to have SERRAL Cure probably playing, and that's obviously very good for Basilisk. So as Reynor, you need to win 1 game this series, and 1 game in the next series. If it gets there. Or 2-0, obviously, is the best way to just win this outright. Actually, sorry, no, yeah. Actually, sorry, if you win one map here or in the next one, you probably secure it for your team. Clem needs to 4-0 Reynor is what I'm saying. Like, realistically, if you actually want to win this as Team Liquid, Clem needs to 4-0. Oh my god, that's savage when you think about it that way. I'm like, he can 2-0 Reynor. That's possible, but 4-0? Oh my gosh, that's so... Oh man. Oh gosh. Oh me, oh my. Yeah. Okay. Clem's got his work cut out for him, guys. Coming off of a 0-2 to Reynor and then having to turn it around. And to be fair, Reynor got him with a Queenling all in. Clem's not going to die to that again. What else did Reynor get him with? In their previous series, Reynor, yeah. I don't know, man. This is tough. Oh, man. I'm really thinking about how the rest of this match goes now. Clem's just going to go 3cc and play completely standard, because that's what Clem does. Clem tries to beat you with mechanics, speed, agility, good tactical positioning. Reynor's already used a lot of special builds. My question is, does he play standard now? Because that would be wild. I don't think you can play standard versus Clem in his current form. 2-base muter, Ling Queen Flood all-ins, crazy builds, Burrowed Banelings. These are all things you can do as Reynor to kind of put the ball back in your court and make it very difficult for Clem. Third Queen starts in the main. Reaper's still bouncing around. Creep Tumor has been defended. Third base goes down nice and early. This is a standard opening for Reynor. Yes, his third base is a bit out of position in that it's not in the middle, it's out here, but I actually think that's really good because then you can go like fourth base here, potentially fifth base in the bottom right, potentially sixth base up here. I do think this base is a trap, even though every player loves it. Every Zerg, every Terran, they're like, I like taking purple gas. For Terran, it makes perfect sense to take the rich gas base. For Zerg in this matchup, I think it's quite bad. And Reaper not going to be able to get a drone kill there. Oh, drone's following the Queen, which is a little derpy. Bit of a misclick there. Yeah, he fixes that up. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, 8 Zerglings on the way very early. Whoa. What are we looking at? What is that? Roach Warren? But no second and third gas. It's Ling Flood into Roachling. Oh, I know this all in. It's old school, baby. It's a Ling Flood into Roachling. Okay. He's building a lot of Zerglings right now. A lot of Zerglings. If he can surround the Hellions or bypass them, like if all the Hellions go down the right path and he runs in the left lane of the map, that could be really effective. Okay. 2 Queens out front. What are these guys? Oh, he's backdooring him. Reynor is once again, he's preparing a backdoor surprise. It's a backdoor surprise. Oh, I didn't realize Reynor is right now trying to mine open the back door. Clem's going to dive in. He sees very few queens. Clem knows something's up. He knows that something is up. He's going to try and commit up here into the high ground. He's definitely suspicious. He's got Banshees building. Don't tell me he's going to check the minerals. Don't you? No. Don't check the minerals. Why would you check the minerals? Okay, he doesn't check the minerals. That's good. What does he see? The drone. He sees the drone. Clem, we're in Clem's vision. He hasn't noticed it. He sees it. He's aware. He knows it. And he holds a goal in this. Why is he still going forward with his Hellions then? Clem! What are you... Clem! What? You saw the drone with gold minerals. What did you think was happening, mate? Or is this a bait? I guess he can kind of trap the Zerglings in here now. He goes across the map. Anyway, the Lings come in. The Hellions and the SCVs should clean this up pretty confidently. Oh, so many Zerglings. There's 10 roaches behind this as well. My lord, the Hellions are trading well, but the SCVs were not. The SCVs were not trading well at all. As long as the Hellions survive, the Banshee will deal with the roaches eventually. But the roaches have now isolated you on the low ground. This is a crazy attack from Reynor. It's getting amazing damage. And what a way to start this series, where you know you only need to win one map here to win the entire thing for your team and get to that finals against Vitality. Reynor has we said Reynor would be the special sauce they needed to take down the world champion, the guy that looks unstoppable right now, and Reynor truly is that special sauce. He gets massive damage, 27 workers, he's droning behind it, he has extra queens in a lair building, and that will set him up for a very good position. Now, to be fair, there are 3 orbitals. There are 3 cloaked banshees as well that are going to counterattack. There's not many queens to defend just yet. But with a spore in each mineral line, soon to be an overseer, you should be fine. Oh, no zerglings. That's a bit greedy. Oh, don't mess up, Reynor. Don't be losing 8 drones to a Hellion and a Reaper. That would be silly. Okay, he's fine. Loses 1 drone. No big deal. Queens are ready. Overseer's morphing. You know that only takes 11 seconds. 12 seconds to finish. And 3 banshees is a lot. Oh, he doesn't have creep connect. He needs a creep tumor here. Drop a creep tumor. And move to that base, and you should be good. Okay, mining those minerals open would be nice, as the queens are a bit awkward moving through that gap. But for now, double Evo chamber goes down at roughly the same time as the E-base. Reynor's up on 3 full worker lines. If he can establish a 4th base, protect it, it feels like Reynor's just going to catapult forward in this game. Now, that being said, 2 reactors and a tech lab are going, right? You've got medevacs, marines, and a tank. I don't think Clem's going to give him much time. I think Clem's going to counterattack super viciously. Banshee on the right side comes in, gets a drone. 2 Banshees on the left, get themselves another drone. Nice. Gets himself a Banshee snipe, though, does Reynor. 2 Queens and an Overseer on that side. Lings coming in as well. 2 SCVs go down on the counterattack, but Reynor not watching for a second, does lose a few of these Zerglings. Banshee's pulling back now. 1-1 range upgrades. Oh, he's going to play Roach Ravager. 7 more drones building. Dude, Clem's economy is so far behind. Being down 20 workers for this long is not good. His attack upgrades, armor upgrades, both are behind as well. Honestly, I told you Reynor would go for the purple gas base. The Zergs are addicted to it. This base is so much better to defend. And here comes a big marine tank push. Lings go in, though, from the back door. Once again, finding a few more of these SCVs, but the Banshee's there to stop it. Roach Ravager counts low. He's only got 3 roaches. He's got to give up this base. Run away. Reynor, run away. Reynor has a big economic lead right now, but it's not going to count for much when you've got this many marines and medevacs in your face. There's a good timing from Clem. Remember, these guys don't have 1-1. They don't have shields. There's only 1 medevac on the front. Oh, sorry, that is 2. They were just stacked on top of each other. That's still very nice. Reynor's going to still try and take this hatchery, which is crazy. Tank pulls back, as do those marines. Reynor's going to break these rocks. Very wise choice for him there. I'd love to see him respread creep in the center. He's got 1 active tumor on the bottom right, 1 on the top left. A few creep tumors in the middle would be fantastic right now. Infestation pit goes down. I do wonder if Clem's able to defend like an all-out roach push. I also wonder if just fast lurkers could be a play right now. Remember that Clem needs to win 2 maps in a row here, or his team is done in this series. He already dropped 0-2 to Reynor earlier. He's been revived, but because they are down overall in the score, they absolutely need to 2-0 just to force Reynor to revive. 6 more drones building. Roach Ravager gets up there, takes out a marine or 2. 2 Banshees are out. Where's the Overseers at? Okay. Overseers will come back towards the front to find those. It's only 70 drones for Reynor. So I'd say the problem with his style right now is his Hive's not that fast. His Hydroden, neither. His 2-2's well timed, though. It's got really good upgrades. Oh, almost gets the Banshee. Not quite. They managed to grab a drone and get out of there. Units lost tab pretty close. 4th command center goes down only after the 2nd factory. So Clem is first and foremost trying to survive, and second of all thinking about more army production. He's just like, nah, for now it's like get the barracks, get the factories, get them pumping, make upgrades, and then add the command centers, and we're going to slowly play this game. He's poking. Honestly, I don't see him committing to a fight, and yet you know what? He sees no ravages. Maybe he senses that Reynor's been a bit too greedy, and I think that's the case. Reynor's supply blocked right now. Reynor not able to fill out his last 16 supply, and that's actually, you know, a bit too close on the supply. You don't want to be this close when you're playing this style. Clem dodging the biles pretty nicely. There's now 4 tanks on the front. He's realized he thinks he can force a fight right now, but he's even upgrades at this moment. Ling's coming around the left flank. They're going to jump on top of these siege tanks. Roach Ravagers all across the front line. That is a beautiful engagement by Reynor. Does he have the numbers, though? I'm not sure he does. His Roach Ravager count, not able to get rid of the tanks. There's just not quite enough. If he had the extra 8 roaches, would it have mattered? Maybe. I also think those roaches on the flank, even though the Lings were perfect, the roaches were a bit too far behind. Clem forcing him to pull the trigger earlier than he wanted to. The angles on this map always difficult for Zerg. You know, you're not able to spread out and come in from multiple sides as much as you'd always like to. The tanks are doing devastating damage to these roaches. Queens do take out the Banshee. Finally, it does go down. The medevac is gonna... No, the medevacs are just healing. The tank refusing to die. Finally, it goes down. 2 tanks, a handful of marines, all that's left. He's going to save one of those tanks and pull back his Clem. Units lost tab massively in his favor. He lands a 4th base. He's only down 3 workers. This is so good for Clem. Now, the problem is the lurker tech is still there. And if Reynor can get a few lurkers out, you've only got 3 orbitals, you've been dropping a lot of mules, you've been using a lot of scans, you do not have a lot of detection. On the other hand, for Reynor, how do you get lurkers in on this map? If you don't have drops, what are you going to do? Run a lurker in, it's blocked by a depot. You can run a lurker in the right, and you can run a lurker in the left. Both are going to run into your opponent's army head on. And not only that, but Clem's now got position here. This tank push may be a little bit half-baked. His tanks are out in the open. The Roachling trying to get on top. Does Reynor have the numbers? He gets rid of 1 tank in the bottom, another tank in the top. 3rd tank in the middle goes down as well. Beautiful play. Clem gets ahead of himself, throws away his tank advantage, and that was a huge mistake. This gives Reynor confidence. He can now start morphing a few lurkers while his roaches continue to fight. Marines focusing down a roach and a hydra before pulling back. Clem, the mad lad, does not know how to stop attacking. What's he doing? Why is he still moving forward? Yeah, I'm like, what? Clem is actually crazy, guys. 2 Vipers, Adaptive Talons on the way as well. There are no Hydra upgrades. These Hydras are not good units. Their job is to morph into lurkers. Keep that in mind. Purple gas, double efficiency is great, but there's no 5th base right now. We need to take that 5th base up here. Getting that would really help out Reynor. 3-3 upgrades starting for Clem. Remember that Clem had 2 factories since a while ago. He hasn't been consistently building 2 siege tanks, but there we go. 2nd siege tank does power up in the production tab. Vehicle weapons also just started +2. And not only that, we've also got 3 more barracks with tech labs. It's a total of 8 barracks, guys. 4 marauders or ghosts can build at a time. They're going to counter vipers. They're going to do pretty good versus lurkers as well. Picking off roaches, hydras. Any of these units are all going to be not so great against the ghosts the longer this game goes. If there's a lot of Ling Bane, it could be really good. But it does feel to me like as Clem gets into that late game comfort zone, 5th command center coming up, 6th command center, we know that Reynor's normally on a timer against him. I think that's exacerbated when Reynor's playing roaches, right? If he's playing Ling Bane, he's on a timer. When he plays roaches, I think he's on a massive timer where he cannot really compete with Clem in late game. It's just not Reynor's forte. So how is Reynor going to get movement going? I think he needs Overlord speed right now, and he needs to start dropping lurkers. Maybe trying to open these minerals up on the left side or open these rocks up. You know, trying to attack from multiple angles. Oh, Viper's coming forward. Nice move. An abduct there into the Hydras would have been brilliant, but looks like Reynor's not really paying that much attention, or maybe he's just saving it for the tanks. Blinding Cloud comes in, and an abduct, even though he copped an EMP. Lurkers on the front. Oh, beautiful siege up here from Ray. Roaches running the left side. Planetary tank obliterates them. Lings, lurkers, roaches, and hydras getting big damage. The 3rd base often has a lot of infrastructure at it, which is why this is such a good target. Not only can you make a base lift, you're just getting so much damage. There's enough Bio Ghost tank just on the edge, though. It's kind of hard to push in any deeper. Biles do go down, but the siege tank does survive. The snipes on the edge going to be dangerous, and the Ravager is going to get sniped. No, gets out of vision. If you can bile that tank, that'd be great. Nice bile. Lurker volleys doing some decent damage as well. Good dodges by Clem, though. I gotta say, very good dodges by Clem. It's time to get out of here, Reynor. Reynor's staying a bit too long. He's denying mining time, but he's starting to bleed out lurkers, and that's a problem. His 2 Vipers are gathering energy. Very technical his usage there. Roaches breaking the rocks on the left is fantastic. If he could get a lurker denying the minerals on the high ground as well, that would be amazing. Remember, the ghosts will run out of energy. If you siege the way Reynor is, you're basically looking to exhaust the Ghost's energy and their utility in this game. Whole army has to come home to defend now. He hasn't made any Hydra upgrades, which is a problem. Clem says, you know what? You're not in position to deal with this, and he's going to punish him. 2-2 against 2-2 upgrades. Lings and Hydras coming in. The Lings actually doing a very good job of just getting on top and forcing him back, even though they don't have melee upgrades. Lurkers shove at the same time. Reynor, he's getting him. He's breaking the tank position. The ghosts are still there in the back. It did cost a lot of lurkers, but he just broke a lot of tanks and SCVs. Reynor is causing a lot of problems. He's looking to open up a hole on that left side as well. This is what I was talking about. If he can run roaches in there, maybe, but no, these tanks are covering it. Those roaches are not long for this world. He's got a triple drop lord. He's going to come down the south, try and elevate these lurkers into the main. Problem? I think Clem's going to clean this up before he gets a chance to do it. So the lurkers quickly unburrow, run away. 1, 2, 3 lurkers get popped. Nice moves. 1 tank goes down. 2nd tank falls as well. Probably worth trading those roaches to get rid of those. Meanwhile, triple drop on the left pulls back. Clem hanging on for dear life right now. Not just dear his own life, dear Team Liquid's life. If they lose this map or the next, they are defeated in the series in the entire tournament. It's been Clem versus the world, but realistically at this point, it's Clem versus Reynor, because Reynor is causing him so many problems. And here we go. Big triple drop on that left side going to be coming in. We've got Lings, we've got Lurkers, we've got so many units going on. There are a few Queens in the main, but on their own, they will stand no match against that big force. Now, the upgrades are stalled out for Reynor. That's a big problem. His work account's very low as well. It feels like Reynor has no long-term game plan here. He has no progression, no Hydra upgrades, no melee upgrades, no +3 carapace. His Vipers are still alive. He's got a few drops, but one has to wonder if Reynor is just all in on Lurkers, because that's what it feels like right now. Nice transfuses on the Lurkers there, but good pickup to save the Ghosts and Marauders, get back to safety. The Lings, they're good for jumping on top. They are not well upgraded. Remember, now with 3-3 kicking in, Clem's army's looking better and better. Clem needs to make a decision, and it looks like it's a mass lurker roll, and he's going to do a 22 lurker roll in his Reynor. Reynor is just going to go for a 22 lurker roll in. He's got 6 dropping in the back. He's going to shove 50 million lurkers on the front at the same time. He does start to burrow on top. Vipers are in the open. Luckily for him, Clem's not looking. Otherwise, they would have been EMP'd by now. The lurkers are inside that main base. They're trying to burrow a bit further away. There's so many tanks in the main base. They get cleansed. Lurkers on the front starting to pick off some of the tanks and the ghosts, but Reynor is losing so many units doing this. One has to wonder, is this the success that he was looking for? Crimson Court's a very one-directional map. If he had lurkers coming around the left, drops hitting multiple areas, I can imagine it, but there's turrets everywhere. Sensor towers everywhere. There's tanks all over the place. I mean, Clem just did an excellent job of defending. Now, these tanks are blocking him from moving tanks out of his base. Clem needs to realize these guys need to unsiege and move, or he's going to leave all the rest of his tanks stuck inside that main. 2 factories are still producing tanks. Lurkers take out 2 ghosts for a lurker, a trade that Reynor will take any day of the week. But remember that Reynor's mining way less. Red arrow on the income. That's right. Clem has the income advantage while also trading massively more efficiently. Reynor's playing this as a 2-2 lurker all in, and he's not really finding the value. The longer he sits on the front like that, the bigger the problem is. This is the sort of move that he needs. Lurkers coming in from behind and jamming those spikes up in on top of you, right where you do not expect them. A couple of tanks do go down. Lurkers on the left side as well. Hydras coming in. Remember, no 3-3 and the Hydras do not have any movement or Groove Spines upgrades though. Reynor is very poor. He needs big damage, but it feels like Clem is now stabilizing. He's taking out all the Lurkers and Hydras on the left at the same time on the right side. Yes, he lifts the base, loses the building command center and 12 SCVs. He's still ahead on income, even after all of that. Reynor just does not have the income to match him in the long term. These are all-ins. These aren't harassment plays. These are, I am trying to kill you right now, and Clem's just hanging on well enough. Reynor may have got a little too stiff in his play in this one. He had an excellent start, but ever since Clem came forward, denied his 4th base, had a really nice bunch of Marine tank pressure. You know, the early lurker push was good, and I think Reynor could have transitioned into a macro game off that, but he was very aware that he's on a timer and he needed to get it done sooner rather than later. So Clem survives against a crazy mass Ling Flood into Roachling attack. Despite, I mean, you got to kick yourself. You saw the drone returning with gold minerals and you left your Hellions out of your base, which was really dumb by Clem. Clem cannot afford mistakes like that in the next game. All right, guys, going on to Dynasty, a very good map for Clem. And he's got to be happy about that. Reynor, he's going to struggle on this map. He's going to go 15-15 on the gold base. Yes, he is. Okay. So Reynor's going to go for a very fast hatchery on the gold. He sent this drone out late, though. It's going to get there at like 40 seconds. Normally, you build this hatchery here, 37 seconds. This is not a particularly well-executed opening for Reynor. That's actually a huge mistake, guys. That's like a 6-second delay. The reason this is such a big mistake is because he hadn't built the hatchery. He couldn't build the drone yet either. So the extractor trick gets delayed, that drone gets delayed. But also, you're not going to be able to build 2 queens immediately. You're going to be able to build it in your main, but on this base, it'll be delayed. This is not a great start for him. On the other hand, what would be cool is if he can not take gas, just defend with the queens, take the gas here, defend with like 10 drones. I think Dark did this build order at Esports World Cup. I think it was Dark. I don't think it was Reynor. And basically, if you defend this base, you get double value gas mining. The gold minerals give you plus 40% mining. And even though your opening sucks, you can then turn that into a big Roachling attack. It's very hard for the Terran to defend. All right, hasn't taken the gas yet. This is interesting, guys. Gasless? Are we going to play this full gasless? I thought he would have taken the gas by now. Now you see the spawning pool's done. Queen starts. Queen can't start here for 6 seconds. It's a massive delay, man. I know it doesn't seem like a lot, but that means that first Reaper might be able to do a fair bit. Clem's going to come in, Xeno hatchery. A lot of Zergs were just expanding. There is their natural. Here is their third. And only taking the gold as the 4th base, but finding out now that this is an incredibly risky play. And one has to wonder, what the heck is the next step? Purple gas finally goes down. Reaper coming forward. Keep in mind, there are only 6 mineral patches, not 8, so the overall mining is the same as an actual base, or very close to. Good point from Twitch chat there. Drone does go down. It's just that your early drones get more mining per drone. So it gives you a nice little tempo boost. It doesn't give you more overall income than a full base, but these guys, that's +3 drones here, right? Effectively mining gas. Queen's gonna come down from behind. Big interruption on the gold so far, and he already killed one of these drones, Clem being very annoying, while going into third command center. Or actually, sorry, he's not going third command center. He's already building Hellions. Oh, wow. Oh, okay. Reynor's in struggle street right now. This Reaper is being so annoying. Good Spore Crawler there. I mean, at least he's not losing anymore, but this is frustrating. Needs a Creep Tumor. Inject here, Creep Tumor here, connect the bases, and he should be A-okay. Did you just get Lings in? Okay, it looks like 2 Lings just walked into the base. Can he get an SCV? No, good micro by Clem. He sees the starport though, the tech lab. He knows it's going to be quick Hellion Banshee, most likely. Does Reynor. And now Reynor building a Roach Warrant and a Lair. Oh, was it actually SERRAL who did this build? This is a very cool opening. So he's going to go for like 2 base Roach with a delayed third, which should be going down in the near future because he will naturally get the money for that. This is interesting. Remember, guys, it's 3-3. But if Clem wins, he doesn't get a 4th point because he's already got the point for this series. He's just looking to remove Reynor and remove Reynor's life so that they have to bring out the next player, essentially, right? Oh, no! Oh, no. I mean, to preserve his own life so he doesn't lose, I mean. He still has to win this game! Oh my gosh, the Hellion Reaper! Oh, no! Oh, the queens were meant to be on the ramp. Oh my gosh, this is devastating damage. This is not meant to happen. Oh my lord, it's such a simple thing. Reynor knew Hellions is the main thing you have to watch out for, but he messes up. Just isn't quite ready with the roaches, isn't quite in position. I mean, you should be on the bottom of that ramp with your queens. Even if they bounce you, the queens still might be in position and stuff, but bam, 14 drones, and he's doing a Roach Ling all in. But now his income is so much lower. He's going to do a Ravagerling Queen all in. He's got the Overlord here. He's going to load up a bunch of queens. He'll make an Overseer if it's Cloaked Banshee, which he doesn't actually need just yet because there is no cloak. But there's tanks building. He's already got 1 tank out. Bunker up, 2nd bunker building. Realizing there's no 3rd base. Look at that. Clem's going to clean up a Ravager. This one should finish morphing and heal itself up, I think. Actually, he cancels the morph. Interesting. Queen coming forward, Overlord speed not quite ready. Overseer does start. Ling speed coming in behind it. There's a drone making though. Reynor, I think he's given up on this doing any damage. I think he's realized the chances of this doing damage are relatively low. This is such a clever build because you hit such a brutal timing, man. The fact that you could be hitting at 520 with like 5 Ravagers, 3 Queens, and a Massive Lings is crazy. Now you might be wondering, what Massive Lings, big? Guys, he lost 14 drones. That's where his Massive Lings went, is they all died, didn't they? He doesn't have the income to do the build, but if he'd hit this build perfectly, you can imagine this is devastatingly hard to stop. Queen Transfuse coming in on some of the roaches. Queen's taking damage as well. The bunker just will not die, though. He's going to try and bile down the siege tank. There's another tank on the high ground. That last bile does not connect, or at least never landed. Never got thrown, I mean. And that tank is still firing from behind. The Banshee got F2'd home momentarily, but he's going to go back. Viking doing some good damage. Overlord can pull over here. Queens should be able to deflect that. Does transfuse this other Dropper Lord as this Overlord pulls back as well. Now, the great thing about these style of builds is you don't have to fully commit. You can just spread creep, drone your 3rd up. If you didn't lose 14 drones... I'm sorry for screeching so much. He lost 14. It's just, this build... There's games where SERRAL's done a push like this, about this level of commitment. By 7 minutes, he's at 80 workers. You know, 4th base on the way, 5th base on the way, all that sort of stuff. But Reynor, he's going to try... Oh, if he can block this will be good. Yeah, he blocks it. So if he can put a Creep Tumor down, you see he drops creep, drops 2 Creep Tumors, just trying to force a scan, but I think Clem's there quick enough to kill the Creep Tumors before they get burrowed, and indeed he is. 2 Vikings out, very nice move. Queens are going to run away though. Oh my god, careful, careful, careful. He does ferry these queens a little bit further back. He's going to try and drop some creep there, but the tank fire does take out the Creep Tumor with the splash damage, nicely done. Overseer goes down to the Vikings. Banshee never had cloak to begin with, so it's not the end of the world. He's going to try and drop some creep back here. This creep also, you can start spreading backwards. Remember, whenever I play a strategy like this, I always say the alternate goal is connecting the tips. If you can touch the tips of your creep from their side of the map to your side of the map, I feel like you've won. Even if you don't actually win, it just feels good enough. I feel like it's one of those things where you go, I'm counting it. Ravager's running forward. Queen tanks the first tank shots. Dude, that was amazing. She took the first tank shots to the face, allowed the Ravagers to kill a tank there just for one queen, which is beautiful. And now another tank's going to go down. That's not going to have time to unsiege. Another tank does siege up here. Oh, the biles are big. Gets a bunch of SCVs. Dude, this is amazing harassment. Reynor is all over this. He's down 20 workers. He's super all in. He's got roach speed right now. Another tank goes down. But uh-oh, the Ravager's getting jumped on. The mad lad just jumping on top of this. Wise plays for Clem. I like those biles. Roaches here are going to try and defend the Ravagers. Ooh, another Ravager gets sniped though. Clem's so slick with that. These Dropper Lords looking a little exposed right now. Will Clem turn around to go for them? Yes, he will. Clem and keeping it in your pants are two completely opposite things. They are mutually... exclusive. That's the word I'm looking for. I was going to say mutually ambiguous, but I'm like, that's not the phrase. Mutually exclusive. Clem is going to try and get out here, take out those creep tumors before they can spread. Very nice move for him. He's got Marines and tanks covering this base as well. Clem is up 20 workers. Reynor, he's doing good harassment damage, but he's doing it from such an impinged position. I feel like we're seeing an amazing game plan get wasted on a terrible opening. If that makes any sense. This would be so dominatingly powerful and good. This is one of those strategies that I feel like SERRAL has kept in the bag, waiting. And he said, you know what, bro? You can use this build. You can use this against Clem. Because we need to win this bloody team league and someone needs to stop this psychopath in his tracks. Right now, Clem is so far ahead. If Reynor can't do catastrophic damage soon, I mean, it's just gonna... You're mining no money, essentially, as the Zerg player here. You've got Carapace only, while there's double upgrades for the Terran. The Marines are going to drop out there and stim on these Ravagers. Yes, you're getting the occasional SCV, but Clem comes in with the punish. One Ravager, two Ravagers. Another SCV goes down. And the Roaches do guard pretty well. Losing that creep on the front is tragic. If he had creep spreading back from there, that'd be an entirely different story. Second Evo chamber in behind that third base. Gold base half mined out already. That's another problem with gold bases. They mine out quick. So not having a fourth base is actually a big problem. Even on just 53 workers, he's kind of oversaturated. He could transfer some workers up here. But look at this. Abusing the drop. Roach is going to struggle mobility-wise to keep up with that. Clem is respectful, though. Does pull back. Okay, a couple of biles. Do they land on the tank, though? Yes, they do. One tank does go down. Nice harassment there. I love the usage of Ravagers in this position. 8 Marine drops potentially coming in. And here we go. Nice move by Reynor. Oh, but as the Marines come forward... Oh, no! He only got 2 biles. So 2 Ravagers just to damage a tank. Great trade there for Clem, who's unloaded Marines on the other side of the map. Clem right now is on a massive amount of 5-rax Marine and siege tank production. He's got a 4th command center that just finished building. He's going to 8 barracks. The drop on the other side could find the gold base. Even though his own gold base is very vulnerable right now, siege tank going down, that sort of stuff, he can do way more damage. Oh, the overlords are in the open as well. Oh, big floating supply depot is about to be going down. This is huge right now. Clem diving into the Zerg base. The Zerg brains are exposed. He's going to click on the hatchery. Doesn't quite get it. Good defense there for Reynor. Reynor cleaning up the Marauder Marine out front as well. Dude, is Clem actually going to be able to hold on? I think he is. I think this is all good enough trading. Reynor just has no money. Unless Reynor gets an amazing fight, he's kind of screwed. And with 2-2 almost finished, like the 4th base, if this survives, if Clem can defend this push, he'll be good. But Reynor finds him a bit unprepared. One siege tank goes down. Another siege tank is in the mix there. The Marines and the Marauders holding that front line so well. The Roaches just cannot break that on their own. Roaches on the other side are denying the gold mining, but for how long? You know Clem's nearby. He can fix those bayonets and skewer himself some roach meat whenever he feels like it. Roaches coming in from the right side. Planetary's finished. The 2 tanks were caught mid-siege animation. Does it matter? No, it does not. You get 1 tank, you get a few Marines. But of course, with another tank and bunker in reserve on the natural, Clem's bio coming back to reinforce. He scans, he sees no hive. And that's just Clem going, do you have a 5th base? And he doesn't realize. He probably assumes this base is taken. He's going to realize, oh, you've been dead for 5 minutes. Because he's kind of like, how do you have so much army? And how are you so in my face? But when he looks at the replay afterwards, he's going to realize, like, oh, you weren't just behind, you were dead. Like, your economy was down 10 to 20 workers on me pretty much the entire game. And as much as Reynor's making a play of it, you know, he's doing impressively well with what he's got. Clem's got advantages building upon advantages. Marines grab a Roach and a Ravager. And more importantly, dives the gold base, gets rid of a few minerals there. The purple gas did already mine out, to be fair. Accidentally attacks his own queen for a moment. Roaches come in for the counterattack. Remember, this bunker. Reynor knows he doesn't have the numbers. A 3-base Zerg cannot compete with a 4-base Terran. And Clem gets the 2-0. Not only gets the point, he keeps himself alive. He knocks Reynor out there, keeps their team alive. And that means Clem stays in. And we imagine Reynor is probably going to get revived. And oh me, oh my, Reynor in the bottom right side of the map, Clem in the top left. And it is now going to be Reynor being revived, both sides on their last life. Now, if both sides win a single map, we get an ace match between two players that haven't been revived yet. Which means you can't use Reynor, you can't use Clem. One could argue that anyone Team Liquid can field that's not Clem has no chance against SERRAL. What are you going to do? Bring out Skillous, bring out a laser, bring out Cure. None of them have much chance. Now, don't get me wrong, Cure took a map off SERRAL earlier in this tournament, which is part of why they're still alive here, right? Otherwise, they would have been dead immediately from Reynor's earlier 2-0. But he took a map with a proxy 3-rax. There is no way in hell that will work again. And this is why, if Reynor takes a single map, it's almost a win condition. Clem, in his mind, has to win 2 maps in a row. He has to be a one-man army. If he can win 2 maps in a row right now, go 4-2 in total score against Reynor, that would be amazing. He will win it for Team Liquid. They'll get the 4-3 victory. Bam, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. But if it goes 1-1, it's going to be a massive favorite for Basilisk to win. So Reynor, what do you got for us? We're on Site Delta right now. It's a map we haven't seen too much of in this tournament. And we've got the Reaper coming out as well. Bracket command has not been updated, guys. Sorry about that. Haven't seen many people activating that one today. Forgot to update that. This is the WTL playoffs. This is the second to last match. Vitality's waiting in the finals for the winner of this match. Maru, Solar, and Ryung. I gotta say, I think they're all quaking in their boots, considering the form of the players on both of these teams. Liquid and Basilisk, I mean, have both had impeccable EWC performances, and it really is something that's going to be very hard to deal with. The Reaper's coming in. Can Clem maintain that focus and level of play? His comeback on Crimson Court was fantastic. But Reynor's not going to be out of tricks just yet. Reaper did a bit too much damage in the last game. And honestly, Clem's Reaper is the thing of legends. Oh, almost got a surround, Reynor. I thought I almost jinxed Clem for a sec. If he got that surrounded, that would have been super rare. Thank you so much for the cheers, guys. Really appreciate you guys activating that hype train. Much love. Thank you so much. So yeah, basically, I will never forget watching SERRAL's stream on Beckett Industries playing Clem, and just like, I've never seen SERRAL so triggered from a single Reaper harass. I tell the story all the time, because he literally was like, oh yeah, I forgot, against Clem, you need to go spawning pool first. Like, on a small map, you just can't play hatchery first, Clem, because his Reaper will kill like 3 drones. And yeah, I mean, that was a map which SERRAL had an insane win rate on as well, but that was years ago. That was an older version of Clem, but he still already had that micro flare even back then. Third command center is going down into second gas. Starport. Tech lab on the barracks. Banshee transition will be coming. Reaper gets clawed apart mid-jump. I like that. He starts like lifting off, and the Zerglings kind of reach up and just rip his backpack, his jetpack in half. All right, so we've got 2 more queens building. That's going to be 4 up to 6 queens very early. Very solid play for Reynor. Did he put back on gas at all? Yeah, okay, so he's just put back on gas. I wouldn't mind him just rushing double evolution chamber. It's not usually the best against Clem, but it does give you opportunities. If you're active enough with link counterattacks, I think early double upgrades is really good. I think playing against Clem when he has a substantial upgrade advantage becomes beyond problematic. It becomes so, like, the number of times he'll just get 16 Marines in a corner fighting 50 Zerglings, and he'll kill every single Zergling without losing a Marine is just really uncomfortable. Lair and second gas. Okay, I think we want to go fast baneling speed by the looks of it. If we do go to 4 gases pretty quickly, then maybe Reynor will add a double evo as well. Behind this, Cloak's on the way for Clem. Second and third barracks starts up. Expect him to go for a double engineering bay, usually behind the natural, sometime in the next few seconds, but he's got to get that third gas first. Now, often you can go double engineering bay off just 2 gases, but when you play cloaked banshees, it costs a lot more gas. So you got to kind of account for the cloak, the banshees, the stim coming in. Banshee on the right side, aliens in the middle. Queens are there and ready for it. Banshee gets shut down, already losing a bunch of hit points. 4 gas are up. Double Evo and a Baneling Nest are about to go down in this main base. Actually, to be fair, it is Reynor. He might build them in his natural. Is he going to go Spire? Oh, he's going Spire! He's going Spire. Okay, 5 minutes and 20 Spire. It's not the fastest, but it's good. Transfuse. Got more transfuses where that came from. Queen defense is looking solid. 9 queens, 14 zerglings. No Baneling Nest, no Evo chambers, none of that jazz. Reynor waiting a long time on his transfuses, almost like he's trying to bait Clem into overcommitting. He's got a few lings behind this. They are a little clumped right now. As long as you keep the lings out of vision, you can sometimes bait the Terran into trying to dart past the queens, and that's when the lings... Remember, the spear, the queens are the spear, and the zerglings are the net. When it comes to defending Hellions, this is kind of the theory you guys want to think about, like one of those old Roman gladiator styles, the kind of Neptune-looking mother trucker, where they have like a net and a trident spear. They try to like kind of catch their opponent and stab at them with the spear. That's essentially what the Queen Zergling combo is. Queens are the spear up front, having a poke, and if they do try to dart past, that's when the net comes into action and catches them. So far, perfect defense by Reynor. Guys, he still doesn't have double upgrades yet, though. That does worry me a little bit. 1-1, halfway finished for Terran. Looks like he just wants to go 10 Mutalisks straight away and then go for upgrades after that, which is fair enough. 10 Mutalisks on the way. 4th base building at a pretty good time. I mean, we've got to get the Baneling Nest as well. Do we go Baneling Nest or 1-1 first? Okay, Baneling Nest goes down behind the 3rd. I like that position. Relatively safe there. Marines and tanks coming out. 19 Marines, 2 siege tanks. Overlord does die in the middle of the map. Defending this 4th base, this is the conundrum. Clem is going to give him a problem. It's a tank, a pack of Marines, stim, shields, not to mention the Hellbats. Once that armory finishes, you can morph Hellbats to guard your tanks. He is building 5 Marines at a time right now off those 3 barracks. Wait, where's his 4th and 5th? Oh no, he's got 4 reactors up and finished. Okay. Reynor trying to pull back the Overlord. Tank gets a nice position, but not so nice once the Mutalisks come out. The Mutalisks are just going to pick off that tank so easily. As long as the Queens can survive up here, already baiting a stim out is really effective. Where are those Mutalisks, guys? Is he actually diving? He's diving with the Mutalisks! Wow, this could be a massive play. Is it worth it if he loses his 4th? I'm not quite sure. The Queens, though, are doing a pretty good job of buying time. Queens do need to pull back. He should probably drop some transfuses. Mutalisks dancing around the main base, already getting 5 SCVs. Queens are going to give up the 4th base. That's a very mature decision for Reynor, saying, you know what? I'm good at multitasking, but I am playing the fastest Terran in the world, arguably the fastest player in the world. Banshees and Marines guarding the 3rd base. Nice setup for Clem. He knew that a Ling counterattack was a very real opportunity. Marines gunning down a Mutalisk. 1 Mutalisk goes down, but 8 SCVs, a bit of chaos. New 4th base up top. As long as Reynor transfers workers and rallies up there, I think he'll be good. Mutalisks trapped between a Marine and another Marine. Bunch of Marine places. Mutalisks hanging out here. More mutas on the way. Baneling speed. 1-1 upgrades. 2-2 starts on time for Clem. Clem's really on point right now with his defense. Didn't let that much damage happen. Most players would have lost 15 to 20 Mutalisks. Or SCVs, sorry, to those Mutalisks. But not the case for Clem. 4th Command Center is on the way here as well. Massling Bane at home. Baneling speed's done. 1-1's almost finished. I think if Clem commits to a push and Reynor makes another few Banelings, he'll be good. But right now his Baneling count's low. He sees the army. He needs more Banelings. He makes 7 more. 7 more Banelings are on the way. Is it enough? Mutalisks. Let's see what they can do. Mutiling Bane trying to engage. Not quite able to do it. I'd love a swing around for the counterattack. Could also work, but with 2 Banshees at home, that's going to be easier said than done. Hellbats. Mostly taking big damage from the Banelings. Good engage there to start for Reynor. The tanks in the back, though, shelling on him. Mutas bypassing the army while the Ling Bane holds on at home. Queen's deal with a Marine on that side. A few Banelings going forward, a couple at a time. Mutalisks going to the left. Banshees in the open. Oh, nice cloak just before the Mutas can fire. And without that Overlord speed, no Overseer, the Mutas will struggle. Ling Bane engaging on the Marines, getting a bunch of them. Nice engage. Clem got a bit too far ahead of himself. Medevacs and Siege Tanks are in the open. Doesn't go for the Siege Tank, though. A little unfortunate. Reynor missing an opportunity to snipe one of those. He could definitely maybe not one shot, but probably 2-shot a turret with 20 Mutalisks. They do a lot of damage. Even with mass repair, you ain't going to be able to get that in time. The Mutalisks doing really well on that 3rd base worker line. Marines poked in, but the army's ready to deal with it. Drilling Claws is almost complete here. Nice upgrade. Oh, he never finished the turret in the natural. Big mistake for Clem, taking a fair bit of damage. The Marines do chase him down. Now, you could maybe turn and fight those Marines. That was only about 8 Marines there. Baneling's getting pushed back on this side. He's going to go back, but nope, there's plenty of Marines now at home. The Mutalisks should potentially bounce back, rejoin with the army. destroy this position and respread creep. Remember, earlier on post-youth, Reynor was all about baneling bombs, not spreading creep, just counterattack, counterattack, counterattack. And it seems like that same ethos is what he's going to be following here, that same mode of operation. Mutalisk going to fly in, no Overseer with them once again, remember. He's going to take out a couple of medevacs, though, so it does become very worth it. Units are up there as well. Widowmine almost fires, not quite. Picking off depots could be very effective. Does get himself a supply depot. 2 turrets on their own. Not the scariest threat. Tanks and Widowmine on the right side. 4th command center comes up on the left. Clem, not too happy to have the Zerg picking away at him, pulling him around in circles like this. He's got to try and win this match. You do not want to be dropping a map against Reynor, and that's why he's going to shove in right now. Banshees, Marines, and Medevacs are deep on creep. Hard to micro this while dealing with Mutalisks in your base. The Ling Bane from the north actually got a great surround on a pack of Marines there. At the same time, the depots are getting obliterated. I don't know exactly what structures went down, but I'll leave that structures tab open up top. I think second eBay Armory both went down. Queens are going to try and move over to deal with these Banshees. But the Marines are jumping on top of them. The Queens do get exposed. The Marine tank is out in the open right now. Widowmine looking for the big shot. Doesn't find it. Ling Bane cleans the first tank, but there's still 3 tanks behind. Queens all go down. Mutalisk's doing massive damage. Is it enough, though? Because we just got massacred. All of our Queens went down. A lot of our Ling Bane went down. Units lost, you can see, is still quite heavily in Clem's favor, and Clem does have a 4th base. Economically, just work account looks good for Reynor, but it's the fact that Reynor has so little room. That's the big problem. Oh my gosh, stop focus firing like that, Clem. That's an illegal move, guys. Clem just did an illegal move. For those who don't know, we actually banned in this World Team League tournament the use of excessive skill at my request, because I said it looked unfair when I watched Clem play StarCraft. So he just broke that rule. We're going to give him a timeout after this game, okay? Mutalisk hiding in the corner of the map right there. The tank position finally gets broken, but at what cost? The Mutalisks are gone, guys. The Mutalisks are gone. He's lost almost all of them. He loses another one. He's going to go north, trying to avoid these Marines. Clem trying to catch them. Another few Marines, or Mutalisks do go down. Widow mines on all sides. Oh my lord, only 5 Mutalisks escape. It's going to take a long time to rebuild that number. That being said, 2-2 upgrades are going to finish, and guess what? Armory got killed. Double engineering bay got killed. He's rebuilt the engineering bays. The armory, though, is only now starting. And that's really good, because this buys Reynor a bunch of time, but Reynor doesn't have that many bases. Needs to try and take the top right and the bottom middle. Banshee Harass comes in. No Spore Crawler there. This is a brilliant move. This is a brilliant move. You know Reynor's been too busy to think about Spore Crawlers over here. He doesn't have much anti-aero detection or anything like that. He lost all of his queens earlier, or all of his defensive queens. He's rebuilt 5 of them. Mutalisk diving on the turret on that bottom side. Ooh, bit of a gamble, but it works out. Clem too busy microing elsewhere. Ling Bane defends the north. Banshee's down here in the south side being a nuisance. Mutalisk's picking off a few mines, a few Marines as well. He's got to pull back though. Reynor, get out of there. Reynor, get out of there. Stays just a little bit too long, but you know what? Does some good damage for it. One has to pay respect to those Mutalisks for just how much they're adding to the firepower, the harassment, the trading of Reynor. Back up to 63 workers is Clem. But does Clem have a 5th command center? The answer is no, he does not. He's stuck on 4 bases right now. He's got a planetary in this one. He doesn't have much else going for him. Widow Mines and turrets setting up. Remember, Widow Mine turret combo is the best counter to Mutalisks, especially if the Widow Mines, usually you want to put them behind the turrets, but it's good enough. Obviously, Clem is very frantic. He's just trying to set this up as best he can. You can see Reynor manually detonated a single Baneling to make sure that Widow Mine died before it could fire. Clever move to make sure there was no chance of a crucial attack landing. Baneling morph up here. He's going to click those straight into the worker line and go for the big boom booms. If he can distract Clem at the same time, that could be very effective. Burrows on the way, 85 workers. The problem Reynor has is a lack of creep spread and a lack of bases, much like on post-youth earlier today. Banelings are coming in, Marine on that right side. Clem, watch out, Clem. Clem, watch out. The SCVs are in trouble. Okay, the Banelings going to take out the depots, click on the command center, at least set that bad boy on fire, waste a bit of mining time, bit of minerals to repair all that up. Infestation pits coming in. And you know what? If he starts a hive straight away, his 3-3 won't be too far behind the Terran. Yeah, 3-3 started. Obviously, Terran's going to have a couple minutes of 3-3 against 2-2, but hive actually goes down pretty quickly, and I got to say I'm impressed. Watch out, though. Mutalisk's getting caught by Marines on the left side of the map. No, Reynor's reaction speed. Wow. Most players wouldn't have reacted that quickly. Reynor is made of different stuff to your normal Zergs. 6 Marauders, 54 Marines, 1 Thor, 16 Widow Mines. Now, the big advantage, I would say, in this game is because he's caused so much chaos, there's a lot of supply wasted in Widow Mines just kind of scattered around the bases. And it's really hard to, like, go and gather those and send them to the front. You can't just, like, unless you F2 unburrow every Widow Mine on the map, which you never really want to do. Baneling's coming forward. Good spready there from Reynor at the last second. Ling Bane rolling in. But beautiful micro by Clem as well. And Clem is looking fantastic. Mutiling Bane on the north is going to roll forward. I think this is a really good way to play Mutiling Bane is don't just accept the defensive position. Be the aggressor. Dive in constantly for the counterattack. Force Clem home. Clem pulls his whole army home. You just disengage. No worries. You know, this is what it's all about. Really making things difficult for his opponent whenever possible. Oh, great Widow Mine. But the Banelings do find the worker line pretty nicely as well. Would have been cool if he squeezed some Burrow Banelings in on that ramp as well. But of course, Burrow only finished recently. Reynor may not have realized in the midst of everything else that's happening. The bottom base goes down, which means Reynor's back to his initial 5. That's bad. Losing this base is very bad. He's got a massive Banelings, but he actually needs more Zerglings now, I would say. Oh, the Mutalisks. Oh, I don't know if that was burrowed Banes or they were just hiding in the bush. I think it was burrowed. +2 flyer attack is done for the Mutalisks. 3-3 now starting before the 3-3 of Terran finishes. That's pretty big, right? Reynor's got 3-3 on the way. He's got Adrenal Glands. Ultra Cavern's going to go down, which, you know, it's a decent way to dump money. But we desperately need, as a Zerg, to take a 6th and 7th base right now. If Reynor doesn't do that, he's kind of screwed now. There's also this is a point in the game where notice how Clem's army is in the far north and the far south. Remember what we talked about with going up the middle, going up the guts is actually one of the best things you can do when your opponent's so focused on the edges like this. Mutalisks do pick off the Widow Mines in the south. Oh, really good micro by Reynor. Really very nice micro, cleaning that up, and respreading creep could be really effective here. Muta's going to go to that bottom left side. There's nothing that shoots up there. Oh, this is so good! Oh my gosh, he gets 1, 2, 3. He's going to kill all of these Medivacs. Only 2 survive. Lingbane rolls in the third base at the same time. Third base doesn't have a planetary. That's why this is such a favorite spot for him to attack. Unfortunately, there's one Marauder with +3 armor that just refuses to die because it has Medivacs healing it. So he's not getting nearly as much damage as I thought he would. I thought he'd be up there on the SCVs the whole time, but kind of damages a reactor. Does get a decent trade. Mutalisk going on the south at the same time. Mutalisk will take out one turret. They will take out a second, but the Marines are on top. Get out of there! Oh, you don't want to take that fight. No, 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 not like this, not like this, not like this. No, 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 no. It might only be a few Marines, but they've got 3-3. Okay, the Mutalisk, a lot of them just traded. Actually, maybe it was a good call. It might have been a good call. I mean, if he gets a few more SCVs, maybe. Reynor's rich right now. Reynor's got a lot of money. Oh, he's got to stop fighting the Marines, though. He does have to pull out of there. He's lost a lot of these. Oh my god, did he get the command center? Command center and factory both have lift. Forcing the second factory to lift is massive, guys. Unfortunately for him, there's a third factory that's built in the natural as well. So Clem has extra production for mines and Thors this game. Normally, forcing the factory on the reactor to lift really curtails your opponent's Widow Mine production, can give you a big power spike in the mid-game that you weren't really expecting. Widow Mine's going to get a good hit on those Zerglings, and of course, Drilling Claws did get upgraded this game, so they aren't revealed. You can obviously burrow these Zerglings, be a bit of a nuisance if you want. He's like, do you really want to scan for a single Zergling? But the turret on the high ground did provide detection that far out. Widow Mine gets sniped, Mutas pull back. 18 Mutalisks on the map. He's going to go Ultras now. Now, I love Ultras. I think they're a really good noob-friendly unit, especially once you get Infestors out. The combination of splash damage, tankiness, and fungal is just, oh, amazing. But one has to wonder, is going away from heavy Mutalisk a mistake? They've given so much success this game! The burrowed Banelings getting a big hit on these Marines as well. Reynor turning this map into a minefield. He says, oh, you like putting Widow Mines everywhere? Oh, you like, does a Terran player like putting invisible units that do crazy splash damage? Do you like doing that? Oh, wow, you're such a good Terran player. And don't get me wrong, guys. I'm not saying this because I actually believe it. I'm saying this is how Reynor feels after playing against Clem's ridiculously good Widow Mine Marine play. Clem is so goddamn good at this play. You gotta feel frustrated at a certain point playing against him. Banelings, take out the planetary, clear the SCVs. That might be a game-winning move. That may be a game-winning and potentially tournament-winning move. Because remember, the Mutalisks are doing harassment. You're maxed out as Zerg. Clem, if he loses even one map here, it means you're likely going to have SERRAL coming out in an ace match, right? Not to mention, Reynor might be 2-0ing even. Reynor is in the lead, dude. His Mutalisk play is exceptional. Reynor is just such a good Mutalisk player, and I'm so impressed by it. Now, the reason why... sorry. Hatchery goes down in the bottom. We've got to talk about what's happening in the game. These guys aren't going to give me a second to rest and talk about strategic choices or anything like that. Clem is not by any means out of this game. Because remember, if he gets the top right hatchery as well, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, the transfuses aren't enough. Disgusting. Oh, a full medevac got shot down by the Spore Crawler. That Spore Crawler just killed a full medevac. That was actually awesome. He's denying this bottom base, but if he loses the top one, that's where the problem lies. He does take out the Widow Mine, does Reynor before it fires. Dude, what a match this has been. Reynor is playing such good StarCraft at the moment. And Clem, you know, having to react, having to be defensive. So I was going to say, Mutalisk play doesn't work that well because Terrans would hit really good timing attacks and just kind of never let you out from under their thumb. But because Reynor's mixing in like super aggressive Roach Ling all-ins, Ling floods, Ling Queen drops, and fast Mutalisk builds, it's very hard for Clem to know what he's doing. And this is what I've been calling for Reynor to be doing for a while. Reynor got really predictable for a while there, where even when he like grinded a lot of practice before Dallas and stuff like this and Katowice, he did that practice, don't get me wrong, but it was still very much, I'm just going to play good StarCraft. I'm not going to play smart StarCraft. I'm just going to click my buttons really fast, which I'm Reynor. I do that better than almost any player in the world. I'm going to take you out. After the Katowice loss, I feel like Reynor got a lot smarter, a lot more studying build orders. He kind of got motivated to really emulate the way SERRAL innovates the game and always looks to catch his opponents off guard. And it was even at Dallas talking to Reynor where I was saying, dude, you're playing like way better. You're getting a lot better. I just feel like I wish I saw you take a few more risks. Like, just a few more gambles, you know? Like, I feel like old Reynor would take so many gambles, it was really hard to know what he was going to do next, and new Reynor's a little predictable. And I feel like that's something he's worked on so much over the last 6 months. Oh my god, the Banelings! The Banelings! Dude, he got... Yeah, well, that's it. He's got Clem out of here. Clem's 5th base is just gone. The Liberator's getting jumped on by the Mutalisks. They're the last 4 Mutalisks, to be fair. I think Reynor has him now. Does save a bunch of SCVs into the medevacs. That was a really cute move. Clem's army is still massive. Guys, Reynor could still lose this game. I keep talking like Reynor's got it, but you got to realize Clem is a freak. He's got a massive army. The Ling's coming in non-stop. He's going to get the Thor kill. The Marauder goes down. He does chase down these units to the bottom left, does Clem, but at what cost? Reynor punishes him, gets a Thor, gets a few Marines. He's going to keep hitting the production, that 3rd base, and that's exactly what he should be doing. Reynor's playing right now like he's on a timer, though, and Reynor's got to pull back and chill. As long as Reynor keeps expanding, I feel like, you know, Clem will run out of steam. Don't get inefficient. Oh, he jumps on the army. He ambushes in the south while Clem was looking at the north. Oh, and Clem misclicked in the wrong direction. He does somehow manage to pick up everything into the medevacs. The SCVs do all go down, though. The command center has to lift off. Clem, he's too busy microing his command center dies. The 3rd base lifting off in the north at the same time. And Reynor, he smells blood in the water. He senses weakness. He's starting to build Corruptors as well. I love Corruptors added in here with the Ultraling Bane army. Some really nice mobile anti-air to get rid of these medevacs and Liberators. They will be game changers. I think at this point, Mutalisks are just too fragile, especially with only +2 attack, no armor upgrades. Unlike on Post-Youth, he didn't keep upgrading the Mutalisks this game, so he's absolutely correct to go away from those units. They're just way too fragile and way too much of a money dump. Reynor's taking the middle base. Income is terrible for Clem. Despite that, Clem's still ahead on army. Remember, Reynor is trading massive amounts of his army for economy. He's killed 117 SCVs, but he's traded so many expensive army units to do it. He's still behind in army. Now it's Clem's turn to counterattack, and oh no, Reynor! He left his whole army out of position, which means he's not defending either base correctly right now. Okay, Ultraling Bane will get this base down in the bottom defended, but the top base gets sniped. The Lings are there. There is a Corruptor nearby. If he can chase this with the Corruptors and shoot down these medevacs, this could be big. There's a Ready Point medevac there that hasn't unloaded yet. Ultras will take out at least one of these Widow Mines before it fires, but Reynor has to pull back right now. Beautiful move here by Mr. Clem to get some counter damage on. But he's now down in army supply. There's so much money coming in. Yeah, you sniped a hatchery. It wasn't the most important hatchery for Reynor. In the top side, he jumps on him there as well. Clem can't micro everything at once. He was too busy hot picking up on the south side. His command center here is mining, but it's an orbital, not a planetary in the top side. Everything gets cleaned up in the top right side. Reynor has it. Clem is out of steam. And Reynor secures the 4th point for Basilisk. All right, what is this man eating lately? I need his diet plan. I need his playlist of Italian rap music he listens to. I need it all. Because I need to copy exactly what he's doing. It's amazing, it's fantastic, and it's working very well. He's going to go for a 15-15 up against Clem in the top right. Clem is going to go for a 2-rax. Reaper Warloff. Oh, God. Reynor just accidentally pulled all of his drones off minerals. Reynor, chill, bro, chill. Oh, man. Remember the game on Dynasty earlier didn't look good for him at the start either with him sending his drone out late. Clean that start up, my friend. Clean that start up. That's unfortunate. The way this works, for those who don't know, is double click in Windows is actually quite a bit. It requires you to click pretty quickly, like click, click. But in StarCraft, it's actually a slower rate. So you can go click, click. Sorry, I'm going to try and get it as close to the... You can double click kind of slowly. Click, click. And it'll still register as a double click. So often people will accidentally double click and select all the drones and click, and they'll be like, oh crap, and they pull them all off mining. So that's kind of a bummer. That sucks because getting your spawning pool down on time, getting a queen started is what shuts down this build so hard. And instead, spawning pool's 4 seconds late. Yeah, spawning pool's 4 seconds late, which means queens are going to be 4 seconds late. This might not sound like a big deal. The whole point of this build is to get those queens out on the second. It's an incredibly tight build order, and it's really important that you do it just right. Now, to be fair, you can still mine these gold minerals, go take a third. I think you can shut this down. That being said, I'm not sure how much faith I have in Reynor to shut this down the way SERRAL would. SERRAL would destroy this opening, for sure. He's so good against with 15-15 against 2-rax Reaper and just taking almost no damage. But I've seen Dark struggle in the past. I've seen Reynor struggle in the past as well because they just don't have as much experience as SERRAL. We'll see how they do, though. I do like this. Try to mine this open as quickly as possible. I would have sent a third drone over as well, but it looks like he should be able to. Yeah, he sends a third drone over now. Good play. So these guys can now go back to mining. He's going to see the gold minerals there, though, and Clem should know there's a drone up north if he wants to go and block that. Ooh, 4 Zerglings. Entirely unnecessary if your queens are on time, but this is a reaction because his queens were late, his spawning pool was late. Built the 4 Zerglings just to make sure he could defend. It's going to give him a bit more mobility if those Reapers jump into the main as well. So 1 inject goes down, creep tumor on the ramp. Very good play here for Reynor. And already doing a little bit more damage on that Reaper, interrupting its healing. Now it is just 3 Reapers. Behind that Tech Lab and Reactor goes down. Command Center building on the natural. And the third hatchery is down to the top left as well. I think Reynor's done a pretty good job, but if he doesn't start an Overlord soon, he's going to struggle. He starts an Overlord as I said it. Damn, man. Build 1 more drone, more Overlords, and he should be solid. That being said, 4th Queen on the natural's a little slow. But the drones can block the Reapers from escaping, which is really good. Or can they? Okay, 2 Reapers go down. 3 drones? I think that's actually not bad damage for Clem. Normally, I'd say it's not great at all to throw away your Reapers for that, but in this case, I think it's fine. The reason, he already built 6 Zerglings. That's 3 less drones than a normal 15-15, and your Reapers weren't going to be that much more useful the longer this goes. So managing to slow down a bunch of those units, those drones from coming out, that economy from building is actually super worth it. Factory comes down for Clem here. These guys are entering their 6th map. I can't believe it, man. This series has been incredible. Double gas going down for Reynor. He will be building a roach horn over here momentarily. Unless he's a crazy person who wants to do one of these modern Lingbane macro openings off of a no Ling speed build. SERRAL's been doing this sort of stuff a lot. Does feel like his opening was a bit slow to saturate his natural, though. The minerals for Reynor feel a little light right now. Once this third gets a pack of drones on it, it will start to kind of steamroll, snowball together. You know, his economy will start coming together. Been casting for a long time. I'm still incredibly jet lagged, guys. It's been pretty rough adapting coming back from Europe, but we're getting there little by little. And these games are definitely perking me up. If I wasn't casting these games, I would right now just be yawning and blinking at my screen and rubbing my eyes, but these games are fantastic. And just so you know, it's 3 p.m. in the afternoon, which is not normally a time of day I'm tired. Riyadh isn't in Europe? No, Greece is, though. Riyadh was quite a while ago. Just got back from my holiday in Greece right after Riyadh. Flew straight there. Had a very good time. Greek food, Greek beaches. Very, very good. Very good time. Okay, we're going to break the rocks. I love this move. Ling speed's on the way. Why is he massing Ling so early, though? He's really respecting the 2 barracks move out. Did he just transfuse a creep tumor, guys? Oh my gosh, he just saved a creep tumor. That's some style points for Reynor. 4th hatchery goes up in the top left. So Reynor's going mass circling to try and defend this, but he's only got 6 queens. I kind of have to question this. Feels a little bit awkward. It's on 3 gases. No, only 2 gases so far. Oh, this is a mass circling style. Oh, he might be able to swarm this mineral line while defending. This could actually work really well for Reynor. But Ling speed's about to be ready. Queens are a little slow here. Ooh, 1 medevac goes down. Oh my gosh. Good pullback on the queen. Oh, great transfuses. If he just had a few more lings coming in, he could shut this down. You do not want to lose any more queens. Losing a queen there is very expensive. Overall, though, fantastic defense for Reynor. You can see, if you're trading even with a Terran as a Zerg, that is always a good thing. Very rare exceptions to that rule. Fourth base in the top left is almost finished. Baneling Nest coming in as well. Lair's almost there. Lots more drones coming in. It's taken a third gas now. I love heavy mineral styles. I think they're one of the best ways to play. The problem on this map is always going to be finding counterattack angles, opening these rocks, and then opening some rocks over here to give yourself some more angles to get in is really going to help Reynor the longer this game goes. Remember, if Clem just keeps those side minerals sealed up, it's very hard to find value. Oh, you greedy bastard, Clem. I can't believe he just ran forward with Red Point Medevac, focused the queen down, and picked up and saved all 5 Marines. I think 1 Marine went down. That's dirty. Like, once again, illegal play. Illegal play. Thank you for the subs, guys. Really appreciate the support. All right, double drop out the left. So check this out. We've got second factory on the front, armory. The 4th and 5th reactor are now coming in this main base. That's 5 barracks. Armory will allow him to start 2-2. Feels like a very standard setup. Clem hasn't started his 4th command center yet. Doesn't really need it, though. Reynor doesn't have a massive income either. Transfuses are good, but Baneling speed's still a while away. And the Marines just pulling to that right side. No focus fire here for Clem. He's just trying to stutter step. Move and shoot, move and shoot. Trade so far, 500 resources in favor of Clem. Now, this is something you have to get on top of as a Zerg player. This is something we saw SERRAL struggle with. Clem will redrop and immediately re-engage, tracking the medevacs and not letting him unload at all until he flies all the way back to his base. It's actually a very valid move. Especially here because he can't reinforce due to those gold minerals. So there's no risk of you chasing him into another army. Gets a Baneling for a Marine. Not a bad trade for Clem. Marine's coming down the south side as well. He's going to start taking out the creep tumors on this side. Dude, look at how fast the hive is. Oh, I think we're going to just see Lingbane with sick upgrades and then Vipers coming in really early. Lingbane getting a few Marines on that side as well. Nice pickups for Reynor. Reynor's also on 83 workers with 4 more building. I do worry, though, that Reynor hasn't opened up any of these rocks for counterattacks. And I think he needs to focus on pretty much nothing but army from here. Clem parading through the middle, clearing this creep up. He's got Marine Mine in the middle, and he's got a single dropship in the south. Lings have to be careful to group up before they fight this right now. 4th command center coming out. So Clem's moving out that 4th command center. Zerg is on 5 base going on 6, which is it's good. Reynor's on 90 workers, but oh, he's going to lose a hatchery. The Banelings get a decent hit. Doesn't lose the hatchery, actually saves it. It's just super weak and vulnerable to potential future next waves. He does have 8 queens, so I'd love to see the queens rock up down the bottom and start transfusing the heck out of that hatchery. Lings defend the main as well. A few more spores get built, which I do really love. And Clem goes back in, but spore crawler's there, queen's there, marines there. Good, solid defense here for young Reynor. Marine Mine moving down this right side of the map. 4th command center's there. Planetary as well. Rich gas goes down. 2-2 upgrades coming in on those engineering bays. Almost finished for him, but Reynor right now already has the 2-2 in just 5 seconds. Reynor's going to have it kicking in a moment. Widow Mine's there. Firing. Not getting any massive shots. I think Reynor's happy to clean this out. As long as you get rid of all the Widow Mines, you're happy to trade, but he's got to try to respread some creep to the middle. These Widow Mines giving the map control. And not only that, but they're redropping. They're redropping. Oh, don't lose this hatchery, mate. Do not lose this hatchery. Okay, he realizes. Does defend it. At the same time, the drop in the back being a nuisance. Not having muters. Not being able to control as much. This is a very different game flow to what he played in the last game. This is a very different flow of gameplay. You're not able to dictate where the fighting happens. Single Widow Mine gets a big shot there. Dropping and redropping. Clem is being such a D-bag. Can you just leave, mate? Sorry, guys. Look at it. Just, you have to patrol. Like I'm saying, you cannot be letting him queue up his units to redrop because he will just keep doing this and getting value. And he'll also stress you out and you'll start making mistakes. Adrenal Glands is done. 3-3s on the way. Still no Vipers, though. He's dropping 3 places at once. He redrops the natural as well. Reynor might get flustered here. He's trying to tilt him as Clem. Clem's just being a nasty guy right now. He's doing it so very well. Transfuses save the queen, though. Reynor hanging on like a champ. In the main base, though, the drop rotates in there. There's an army on the front as well. Liberator's going to siege on his face. If the queen moves out of the way, as well as the spore, he'll handle it. Drop in the back. 8 drones going down. Purple gas somehow mining in the middle. I do not know how. There is so much going on right now. The spawning pool will go down. And that is a big pick off there. The spore crawler may be peppering the medevac a little bit. No, they do avoid it. This is why you need these spores all along these edges as much as possible, but the creep is not quite down there. Makes it very difficult. We'd love to see the spore move back down here as well, but of course it moved up to deal with the Liberator. Clem is non-stop, and this is where Clem thrives. If he can put you on the defense, Clem can macro and micro flawlessly. There is no limit on his APM when he's attacking. When he's defending and he has to react to you, you can interrupt his rhythm, but when he's the one dictating the pace, he picks and chooses when he wants to look at each area. He is just a god. But Reynor says it's time to counterattack. Let's go! Mass Lings. No Banelings with this. He's just going to run in with a massive, overwhelming Ling attack. Banelings in the middle as well. 3 drones go down, but a hatchery falls. That's the real damage. 17 workers as well. Tank on the high ground's going to fall as well. Dude, the tank going down could be big. Getting on top of these other SCVs in the main would be massive. The SCVs do evacuate. 23 workers in total going down. Marine still diving like a psycho. That is crazy. Remember, the spawning pool went down before. Clem gets the double hatchery snipe. Lings in here, just being as annoying as they can. Scan, cleaning up those burrowed Lings. Liberators slowly cleaning them up. And the Zerglings not finding too much more follow-up damage. 3-3 is about to finish. If he'd focused the engineering bays, that could have been potentially game-winning. But without getting those, it's going to be a bit of an issue. Clem, in the midst of his base, having SCVs in chaos, trying desperately to defend in 4 different locations. He's still picking up units on the front. The Mad Lad is just... There's no breaks. It's all gas, no brakes for Clem here, and he's not going to stop. The hatchery in the middle is going to go down. Ultras are on the way. Kindness plating is being made, but it's not ready just yet. Hatchery falls as well. Reynor's trying to take the top left. This map does not feel good as a Zerg player to play. Whenever the game resets to a more normal position where you don't have a tangible edge, it's going to feel like it's Clem's game to play. Reynor's been putting him on the back foot, finding ways to get him out off balance and do damage all series long, but look at that. Liberator in the top left. Reynor just has so much stuff to react to. Finally, Queens are going to get rid of that. Dropship in the bottom, which is nice. Even then, he's still going to lose a Queen because he can't be watching everything at once. Ultraling counterattack on the left side at the same time. Over here on the right, Planetary does deflect the mass Zerglings. Ultras pull back the Liberator, being a massive D-bag. Queen finally takes it down. In the south side, Queen's finally cleaning up these +3 armor Marines. +0 Queens doing almost no damage. Ultraling Bane cleans up the base on the right side. If Reynor wins this game, he will win the series and push them through to the finals. He will eliminate Team Liquid if he wins this game, but you can see his economy has been suffering. Even though he kills a Planetary, takes out a bunch of SCVs, his economy took an absolute bruising, and with no infestors on the map, the Ultras do not have the best support unit that really elevates them. Scan immediately. Clem immediately back to mining. He's got a new 5th command center building. He needs that up desperately. He has to secure a new base. But of course, he is not just being defensive. He is also being aggressive. He's going to attack Reynor's top base, and that means Reynor's in big doo-doo. Only 67 workers for the Zerg. He does not have the money to maintain this pace. Clem, on the other hand, he's only got 3 orbitals, but it seems like his efficiency in the fights makes up for it. More Lings on the right side going to come in. There's a double drop coming down the south. Queens and Ultras are ready for it. Meanwhile, up here, Ultras jump forward. No Corruptors, no Vipers, nothing to punish these medevacs, and that's a problem. Widow Mines doing damage. The Ultras pull back very nicely. Queen Ultra. Ooh, that's a nice one for Reynor. Does smack a drop there. Zerglings get in. Big amount of damage from the Widow Mine to his own workers, but look at these Liberators. The Liberator harass has just been non-stop. It's such a nuisance. It's such a way to create a big problem for such a small amount of commitment. The Liberator has to be one of the most annoying units to play against in the game. It has been a bane of low-level players for a long time, and in the last year or two of top-level play, we have seen in these high-paced games, the Liberators queuing into bases, the drops queuing around the back is such a nice way to leverage a small amount of your attention to get a big reaction from your opponent. And that's what Clem's doing right now. His 5th command center's up. He's going to float it back to the right side. He's got a lot of Widow Mines scattered across his bases. He's going to need to try and move those back out a little bit to get a bit more map control. A scan's going down. Reynor does not have the money. Unless he gets some infestors out, I don't think he's going to have enough value. He's got Corruptors, though. Ultra Lingbane Corruptor. It's my style, boys. Ultra Lingbane Corruptor. It's my style. Queens are going down. Honestly, he's only got 3 Corruptors and he's got no money for Banelings. It's not a good spot to be in as Reynor right now. Even if he had 20 Banelings, which would inflate the kind of value of his army supply, he'd still be down. 45 army supply. And that's just a big problem. It's such a big problem. Liberator hiding in the bushes in the top left of the map comes right back like the D-bag he is. But wait a second, looks like an F2. That was an F2. Oh, Clem making a bit of a doo-doo there. And the F2 does catch him out. Ghosts are now out as well. I honestly, Infestors are the play. If you don't have Infestors, there's no chance in this game. If you have a Burrowed Infestor or two, a couple Fungals, Ultras and Banes getting on top of this army, you can still win this game as Reynor. But right now, I mean, Corruptors will be good over time, but you need to have overwhelming numbers for Ultraling Bane Corruptor to work. Right now, he's outnumbered. He needs that asymmetry that we were talking about, right? He does not have it. Ling's coming in. One Corruptor gets sniped there. The Liberator's taking quite a bit of damage, as are these other units, but you can just see he can't quite engage there. Ultraling Bane counterattack comes in. No Corruptors on this side, so the Liberator's going to do really well. Clem's ability to fall back and micro while attacking at the same time. Second one. How the hell do you stutter step and snipe on the front and spread while also stutter stepping at the home? He does pick up, saves a bunch of these units, pulls back to the Liberator zones. The Ultras, one of them goes in the Lib zone and immediately regrets its decision. Corruptors do take out one Liberator. There's no snipe energy on the Ghost, so they damage another one, force it to unsiege. Clem does pull back at the same time in the north. The factory is still there. The bio is still there. The Liberator is still sieged up. Reynor is stretching out Clem's multitasking and attention, and Clem is saying, I don't care, it stretches forever. I am the flexible guy from the Fantastic Four, whatever his name was. I can stretch all day. I'm the elastic dude. Friggin' let's go, man. I can play in 5 places at once, constantly microing and macroing. It's no sweat. I do this all day, every day. I've played 400 PvTs against Max Packs where the guy has Blink Stalkers harassing me for 10 minutes straight. Meanwhile, Medevac's dropping the north, then going back to the south. Oh, Liberator there. Oh, Liberator's going to get the Queen. That's unfortunate. Ling run-bys are good. I mean, you can see Reynor is so desperately trying to pull Clem's attention away from him, but it's just not enough. The Widowmine was retargeting there. Oh, you sicko, Clem. Clem was retargeting the Widowmine so it didn't take an inefficient shot. Corruptors will finally take out this Liberator. That Liberator had 33 kills. That was a disgusting Liberator. That was Sergeant Chad Hammer herself. She upgraded from a siege tank to a Liberator, and she did an insane amount of damage. Ultras chewing up a bunch of Marines and Marauders. Corruptors will take out the Medevac, but a few of them will die, and those Corruptors are not cheap units either. Units lost tab is now 7,000 resources in favor of Clem. His Liberator harass has been disgusting. It's something that Zergs everywhere are vomiting into their mouths. This is why when you watch a Clem Terran vs Zerg as a Zerg player, if you come to my house and watch this, I not only give you guac, I not only give you some nice chips to dip those in, I like a few carrot and celery sticks with hummus. You also get a vomit bag because you're about to watch Clement rip your You're about to watch Clement rip your boy apart. You're about to watch him do terrible, terrible things to Zerg, and you need that vom bag. Much like when you get on a plane or on a boat where you might get seasick, you're gonna puke when you watch what this man does to Zerg players. Clem is an unfair player. He is inhuman. At this point, I've been talking to the Cabal guys. We've already come up with a good patch. We've said we've got a new patch. Basically, what we're going to do is we're going to put Clem in an enclosure with a gorilla for like an hour, and then we're going to kick the gorilla or something. Make it mad and make it... We figured it's not fair to nerf Terran, but we do need to nerf Clem. Because his multitasking is disgusting. It's actually not fair. We need to like break one of his hands or something. There needs to be maybe some serious carpal tunnel if we can somehow make that happen. It's right now, Reynor is fighting back to a playable position. The problem is, Clem has a 6th base. Clem's middle base is still okay. He's got this one here. He's trading so well. Oh, hold that thought. No Liberator here anymore. Chadham is gone. Factory on the reactor getting lifted up would actually be really nice for Reynor. Splitting Zerglings on the Banelings. Going to try and attack the south, but there's so much army in the south. No overreaction for Clem. Most Terran players would have F2'd. Oh, he tries to burrow Banelings. Clem sees it. Sharp eyes. He realizes what's happening. Clicking on the command center is a pretty good move. Tries to burrow a few more Zerglings and Banelings. Doesn't quite manage to get it off. Meanwhile, attacking the south, and oh no! The snipes all over the Ultras. The Bio and the Widowmine's defending. He tries to catch them in the open. Where are those Infestors? There's only one Infestor right now. The Ultras are getting destroyed. The Ultras are getting ripped asunder. The Bio, the Mass Marauder goes counter the ramp. The burrowed Baneling just landed big down there. Sorry, I clicked away as it happened. I didn't even realize there was a burrowed Baneling. It landed big, but there was so many Marauders and stuff in the mix. It wasn't enough to actually kill that much. It damaged a lot of the units, killed a few Marines. The Lings in the main are getting ripped up. Ultra Ling in the south. Dude, Reynor's keeping the supply neck and neck. If he could just get one good fungal surprise on this army with the Corruptors jumping in as well, it could be huge. Single Infestor boy over here. We need fungal boys. I'm telling you guys, this is one of these games where it's like Reynor is playing so effing well to keep this so close, but he needs this base fully mining. He needs to try to find a way to retake maybe this bottom base, and the way he does that is do everything you're doing, but add 1 or 2 fungal boys in One good fungal ambush changes the course of this game, but if you can't get that, it's going to be a problem. The Corruptor's going to start stacking a little bit of damage on these medevacs. Doesn't have the overwhelming numbers that I was saying, you know, you really need to have in these fights. Ling's coming in on the north. Once again, the factory is, for the third time, going to rebuild its reactor. Fungal Boy, Fungal Boy, Fungal Boy! Fungal Boy! Fungal Boy! He throws the double fungal out! Clem, welcome to D-Town, says Reynor. Here's your free ticket, mate. Enjoy the ride and the smell of pubis. That was disgusting right there. That was a beautiful, beautiful play. Wow, 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 wow. Damn, dude. He's back in it. Reynor's absolutely back in it. He's still down 10,000 resources. Top base is under threat. Clem, dude, you just lost half your army. Give him a moment's rest. You know what? Actually works out for Reynor. Reynor gets us around, kills a lot of this bio here. The Ling's coming in. Reynor, he smells blood in the water. He's going to try and pounce. He's been attacking this third base all game long. Oh, the Widow Mine goes down without firing. Too much retargeting for Clem sometimes does backfire. Factory goes down, which means very limited Widow Mine production from now on. The Widow Mine's holding the choke point, though. And if there's more units that come back, this could really backfire. I think Reynor's overcommitting. Reynor does overcommit a little bit here. His Corruptor's floating in. He's got Ultras and Lings coming in from all sorts of weird angles. Those Ultras and Lings from the right as well. And that is a very successful hold for Clem. I think the start of that fight was good for Reynor, but he went a bit too deep. He's also never taken these rocks down. All these rocks! Oh, that's a big problem. There's also only one Fungal Boy on the map right now. No backup Fungal Boys, which is a problem. Ultra Ling goes in for the counterattack on the right side. He pulls back Lings on the left. He's trying to still fight this. He's going to try and use the Widow Mines against him. Clem just doing burrow, unburrow, micro. Oh, one of the medevacs does go down, but it doesn't matter. He saved most of the units inside from the damage. Corruptors are going to start getting shot down by the Marine Ghost. The choke point over here next to the barracks gets held by the Marauders. I am sorry for my frenetic casting and observing right now, but there is no pace that matches this game. Unless we slow the game down to half speed and I get to cast it with breaks, there's just no way to follow everything that is happening in this game. He picks up, pulls back the units in red hit point medevacs. That's what we call the Clem. You will never catch this. You will never catch this. Right now, Reynor is about to break out of this cage and catch this, and Clem, like a Kazakhstani prostitute, is finding a way to frustrate his opponent. Anyways, sorry guys, I try to be a bit more PG-13 like I normally am on this channel, but anyways, there's just too much bio. Clem is absolutely destroying it. Reynor does not have the numbers anymore. The hatchery's about to go down. It was a Borat reference. It's a very old movie. I still reference movies from 15 years ago. This is what getting old is like for anyone out there who's not experienced it yet. You keep referencing things from 20 years ago as if it happened yesterday, and people just look at you and go, what are you talking about? It's wedged in a special corner of my brain. I apologize. Anyways, there is still a base mining here. One in the top trying to go up, but Reynor just cannot hang on right now. An Infestor is out. We've got 54 Zerglings, 3 Corruptors, 73 drones. There's just nowhere to mine anymore. Clem outlasting his opponent. And in the late game, Clem's trading is ridiculous. Okay. Yeah, Widow Mine's going to clean these drones up. Reynor doesn't have any cash anymore. He loses the hatchery in the middle, one of his last mineral mining bases. And Reynor, he went for a big swarm on the top, wasn't able to clean it out. He's going to tap out there. I'll just show you guys that final seconds. He went for a desperate spready on this northern base, but all he's got is a pack of Lings and a few Corruptors. He just realized we ain't getting anything done here. There's so many Widow Mines. They cleanse his entire army, and Clem keeps Team Liquid alive, scores the 4th point for them, ties up the series, which means both players trade, and we are forcing out the single ace map to decide it all. Alright guys, and just like that, the best of 7 becomes a best of 9. It is the rare case where we unlock the final map. Both teams take turns vetoing until we get down to a single map, and both sides have had to revive a player for the ace match, or bring a player back for the ace match that was not already revived, which is why Reynor was out of the question. Of course, Basilisk brings out SERRAL, and Team Liquid bring out Cure, which is what we kind of expected, but I was thinking maybe they'd do a laser or Skillous as a curveball if they think they have a better chance against SERRAL. This is a hard spot. Clem has played a truly monumental effort, 2-0ing Reynor. Reynor 2-0ing him, you know, the back and forth, but then getting the 1-to-1 as well. I mean, Clem played amazing, but Reynor also played amazing, and I truly feel Reynor has set their team up for success right now because SERRAL is an overwhelming favorite against Cure. And I don't know, this might be an anticlimactic finish after all of that Pigstarcraft, but let's see what Cure does. Personally, if I'm in Cure's shoes, guys, I'm building a second starport back here somewhere, hiding it, and I'm trying to go double port BC. Like, we're we're talking about something ridiculous, man. We're talking about, like, you know, we got to do a silly build. We ain't play. Do not play straight up. If Kua plays like he did in game 1 against SERRAL earlier today, I will not be happy. I think that was not a good strategy for him. It played to his strengths in the matchup, but if you're the underdog, you can't just play to your strengths. You need to play to your opponent's weaknesses, which he did not do, because he actually played to SERRAL's strengths in that first game. Look at that. Kua checked behind the natural. That's funny. It's a habit against Protoss players who build gateways back there. Okay, guys. Spawning pool there. Remember, Vitality's waiting for the winner of this right after this match. Maru, Solar, and Ryung are like, what are we witnessing? And honestly, they've got to be going, who do we even want to play? The Reynor team or the Clem team? I think they'd rather play the Clem team. I think they're cheering for Kua because Reynor and SERRAL both are massive problems for Vitality. And arguably Reynor not so much normally, but because Reynor's so good today, it's like, well, maybe, yeah. SERRAL's normally a massive problem for Vitality. Like, right? Where Solar's like one of your best shots at taking him out. Oh, man. They're definitely going to be cheering for Kua in this one. Clem beating Maru in a TVT and Ryung in a TVT is very hard. Like, Ryung actually has been a predator. He's been a guy who's beat Clem so many times. Even though Kua did take down Maru last time they played, and is himself, you know, very scary. Can beat Solar as well. Solar actually really thinks Kua's like a beast of TVZ, which I found surprising. I think that's just because Solar is such a defensive Zerg, so he kind of just lets Kua macro and like look at one thing at a time. Whereas like the real problem Kua has is if you just make him look at 2 or 3 things at a time. Play like Reynor did in that last game. Kua he just doesn't have the speed. He can't keep up with that. It's so hard. Like most players can't, but he especially can't compared to the very top Terrans. And this is the weird thing about Kua is he kind of looks like a rank 30 Terran sometimes when he's playing against a really fast, frenetic, kind of chaotic ZVT player. But his TVP and TVT is like top 2 in the world, you know? You're just like, okay. The question is, can SERRAL play that style? So far, Ling's hiding. Look at this, guys. He's going to wait for the Hellions to come out. Ah, Q is playing safe. And actually he moves out the left, which means SERRAL doesn't see him move out. He's just out of vision. SERRAL doesn't want him to see the overlook. Oh, SERRAL's trying to see him, but he doesn't see it. He wants to send the Lings in. But the Hellions are staying safe. Q is staying very safe. Third command center is there. 2 Marines. 3 Marines actually on the high ground. Wow. Is this what is this? Double engineering bay. Ah, Q is playing an upgrade rush. Okay. Couple of Marines there. You can do a 1-1 Hellbat Marine timing off this with just stim. This is a 1-1 stim Hellbat Marine timing. Do you guys think SERRAL knows? He saw a surprising number of Marines. He might know what this means. That Tech Lab timing. This is, yeah. There will be an armory built maybe at a minute, about 5:20. Expect an armory to go down. And, yeah. Starport. Oh, 3rd barracks. Or 2nd barracks, sorry. Okay. Yeah, maybe. I guess he's only putting 1 Marine at a time, so can he really do a stim Hellbat timing? I guess that would only work off 2-Rex Reaper opening because you already have 2 barracks. Okay, interesting. 3rd and 4th gas go down here for Kua. Meanwhile, quick lair for SERRAL. Looks like he wants to go for Overseers as well as early Baneley Nest. He's played pretty solid. Baneley Nest into 2nd gas behind this. This is looking a bit standard for Kua, with like a little bit agreed with the 1-1 upgrades being early. I guess if he goes for a 2-2 8-Rax, this would be my favorite. Especially if he was banking on SERRAL playing Roaches, which SERRAL did play Roaches against him earlier today. Oh, I like that. Using the friendly fire on the Hellion to hit the Creep Tumor with the splash damage. Even though it was underground, he didn't have vision of it. Remember, the single map decides the whole thing. It's no more best of 3s at this point, guys. It is a single map. No second chances anymore. This is when the penalty shootout doesn't work. You go to golden goal. You go to penalty shootout. We're in the 2nd penalty shootout at this point. We're like, okay. We're not even going to do best of like 5. Like sets of 5 with the penalty shootout. We're just going to do single goal. Just, okay, you kick one in, I kick one in. You missed? Okay, I win. You know, like, we got to speed this up, essentially. That's the point where the format says, you guys really can't decide who's better? All right, we're going to make it more and more punishing. Giving you guys too many chances to tie things up. Carapace does start. SERRAL starts melee the second he gets 100 gas. Beautiful play for him. Now, he sends an Overseer, and this is what I love for SERRAL. Let's look at this from SERRAL's vision. His vision is the best in StarCraft 2. His scouting... SERRAL often feels like the only guy who still plays StarCraft like a player who's like Diamond 2 and has just learnt their scouting info. Like, because a lot of players get really good and they start to just sense what they should do and get away with not scouting or scouting minimally. SERRAL's the guy who's like, no, I need to scout and count your exact barracks count to see exactly what's going on. And the thing is, he did get denied partially, but I think the barracks timing on these tells him it's an 8-rax anyway. QS should have hid those somewhere else in the back, but because he built his early barracks far back, he's revealed the 8-rax. Does he go tech labs? 2-2's already well underway. No, he's not going tech labs. It's a marine tank. Okay, it's a marine tank 8-rax. He's going to start clearing creep with Hellbat Marine on the watchtower. And SERRAL, he's on 76 drone Lingbane. It is an 8-rax all-in. This is what I was calling for the last time he played SERRAL in game 1. Hellbats are a bit too clumped. Hellbats are a bit too clumped, mate. Ooh, the Hellbats are going to go down. But SERRAL jumps on top. Marines all get saved. Actually, I think that's an okay trade for Cure. That feels like it was actually perfectly fine. SERRAL, I think he wanted to clear this up because he doesn't want to let the creep get cleared. But right now, Overseer's in there. He sees that it's an 8-rax. 2-2 is almost done. Combat Shield's only now starting. So Combat Shield's coming in at the very last second. So many creep tumors. Massling Bane. Now, the best way to defend this is to send about half your army down the left side of the map. And when the Terran hits the watchtower, you hit the counter attack into the natural. This is one of the best ways to play this as a Zerg. But SERRAL, I would say he's not actually the best at defending frontal pushes because he refuses to counterattack more often than not. He will just fight head on. Now, there was a period in about a year ago, back when him and Reynor were losing to Bunny a lot, where they just kept trying to fight front on, but oh my gosh! When did he set that up? Banelings! Boom, boom! Boom, boom, baby! Boom, boom! Oh my god! I did not know that he was going... I saw him make burrow. I didn't expect him to set it up so deep in their territory. Wow! And now he can just set up a surround and crush this. That is a ridiculous burrowed Baneling. Team Liquid fans are just like, what? When does SERRAL do that? That's crazy. Okay, Massling Bane counterattack. I said SERRAL refuses to do this. He's doing it. This is perfect. This is perfect. Because now Q is like, well, I can't even move out. You know what? You can bring these guys in, use them as a flanking force. Q doesn't know where they're coming from. He doesn't even have the watchtower vision right now. He doesn't know about these units coming into flank. Oh, Q not having watchtower vision. This is a big mistake. It's a big mistake. Lings, Banes coming in from 3 sides. The burrowed Baneling bomb killing so many Marines. The tanks all going down. It is a disaster for the Terran player Q. SERRAL says, Reynor, my boy, you stopped me from having to beat Clem, and that's all I wanted. Reynor, my sweet Italian boy, give me Cure, give me a laser, give me Skillous any day of the week. I am SERRAL, and as long as I don't have to play Clem, I am a freak of this game. They call me the GOAT for a reason, and thank you, brother Reynor, for setting me up for this bad boy. Basilisk plus ShowTime coming in big, and I said it might be a bit of an anticlimax. Well, you know what? I gotta say, that was more of a climax. We gotta watch that again. That burrowed Baneling was absolutely delectable. That's the sort of savagery that one does not expect out of it. When did he set these up? Okay, so the army moves left. How does SERRAL clear this up? Okay, so he runs up onto the watchtower, and as he clears up the Marine, he splits off these Banelings. Nice. Okay, so he gets 2 there, and then 2 back here somewhere, does he? Wow. Oh, you sicko. How many Marines was it, guys? How many Marines was it? 19? That just went from 59 to 40. 19 Marines? What? Oh my gosh. GG, well played. That was absolutely ridiculous, man. GG, well played.